Josh, I've never seen a negative comment ever from him.
Yeah.
Me, I can't say the same. I've left negative comments. You're allowed to hate me, like, so.
All right, let's kick it off because it's
I
going to be a
felt
good
we
one.
already started,
It's going to be a good one. Welcome, Steve Croteau.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming. We've we've talked about this for so long, on and off. We're waiting for this to drop, which we'll get to in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, welcome to the show, man. Hyped.
Yeah,
I feel like we've been friends for a long time, but we've always just been with a big group of people and never got to catch up. So
Yeah.
I'm hyped.
Yeah, no, this is dope. When I walked in, I said, I didn't think that this was so small.
Yeah.
The room is smaller for everybody out there. The room is way smaller than you think.
Roger
The
does a
house
good job.
isn't, though. Don't let it fool you. These views are getting some, I'm kidding.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like if you don't know Steve, obviously Deadline Part, PeepGame, the whole thing. I would assume everybody knows you, but like I feel like whenever I see your name, it's always in the comment section, but it's always like real. And I feel like as we've gotten older, you and I have had like little headbutts over the years, but like it's always been real either way, constructive. Crass maybe is the way to say it, but like
We've always just had, if we didn't like bike riding, we would have already not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have seen you in 15 years.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like we kind of like butted heads, but not really, but kind of did for like 7 years, and then fucking we're like, all right, I'm stuck with you.
Well, what's funny is,
So what was this about?
Kind of. No,
well,
it's
and not
about?
even over anything real.
I'm sure
but
his friends didn't like me, heard some shit, and then didn't like me, and then I'm like, oh, you don't like me? Cool.
Yeah.
Because he got snitched on. They're like, oh yeah, Fudger said this, and it's like, fuck him too then. It's all right. I'm sure it was some BMX board shit. Who knows? I probably was 15 and was like talking whatever.
I mean, yeah.
So you guys had
we
7 years of on and off
we
beef?
can-
That's
No,
kinda
not
like-
exactly. I'm exaggerating.
yeah.
I don't know. It could have been 2 years.
You know
for all I know.
what's funny though is you got a fake Instagram account.
Yeah,
It's literally
I know
just
exactly who it
Steve
is.
Croteau
I know
or
exactly
something.
who it is. You guys know who it is,
Literally, they got at me like a month ago, and because it was coming, and it was
Sean
like,
Mack, get off my fake Instagram.
Is it Sean?
Yo, it's Sean Mack.
Oh my
I swear
God.
on my life.
yeah, and he
What
like
is that
literally,
about?
literally, it was so.
I don't want to talk about that on here.
Yeah.
I'll tell you after, but
Okay.
yeah.
It was literally like the giveaway was that they were so bad at talking shit. Like literally, I'm like, why is he talking
They called
like this?
Brad.
It
They
was
called Brad an N-word, and Brad texted me. He goes, "I know it's not you, but who do you think it is?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yo, see, this is why I've always been myself, yo,
Yeah.
because nobody believe in this shit."
Yeah.
It's
Eventually, I
crazy.
was like, this isn't even Steve-O. I'm gonna
That's
block it.
hard though to see. Like even though you know and the people know it's not you, to see that. And
But it's like followed by a couple of legit
Yeah,
people. So
Kramus.
that's
like Kramus follows it or something. It's
that's
like,
what
yo,
gives it
Kramus,
a-
put me on. What are they posting? Because they won't accept my follow. I know exactly who it is.
Yeah, that's
I'm
crazy.
like, now I'm like kind of like
Fired up.
ooh,
Yeah,
yeah, now
sorry.
I'm like, fuck, dude.
Well,
I
it
didn't
was
think they
just
were
fun-
going to talk about this.
It was funny because
Of course you.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean, it
excited.
Put your
happened-
helmet on.
It happened to me.
We're 5
yeah.
minutes in, I've
it was,
learned 3
it was
things
talking.
already.
Yeah, it was talking so much shit about me, and I'm like, dude, this is crazy.
What'd he
This is
say?
like, it was like
So
making
Steve-O's talking
it
shit,
was
but not
making
Steve-O,
it was
though?
making fun of that fall that I had a year or so ago, just like laughing,
The
and
one
then it
thing-
was literally like everybody knows you take it up the butt or something like that, and it would like show. Don't make me post the footage. I'm like,
Bro.
what the fuck is this? Isn't even like Steve-O's style,
Bro.
like.
Especially after
You
you
know
just
what?
had a
The one
gnarly
thing,
concussion,
the
you're
one
trying to
thing
get your
throughout the
brain
years
back.
I always have said, Fudger, come around. I still go to spots in K-Town where I'm like, yo, Fudger did the pegs
Fudger can
off
ride.
the out rail out of the driveway.
I
on this.
appreciate that,
That
yeah.
shit is crazy, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate
Nobody's
that.
touched that after you.
Maybe, yeah. I think a couple
Maybe
people have.
shitty,
Yeah,
bitch
yeah.
ass shitty, but
Yeah.
fucking, that's about it. But like, yo, when I see some of these spots, I'm like, bro, Fudger road. Like, you can't say nothing about it. There's not a lot of people in this shit that like. I mean, there's
And to
plenty of
talk
people.
shit on a
Well,
slam. dude,
cheers to
like,
that.
Who does that? Yeah,
And
of
it's
course.
like-
dog.
His ass-
A bullshit slam too.
His ass
so.
was knocked out, dude, and like that took him like
You were knocked out?
Dude, it took him like 3 months for his brain to come
Yeah,
back
Can I
to
see?
normal.
Oh no, I don't have it. I'm
Oh,
not
okay,
gonna play
okay.
it. I was doing something else.
It was at like 14, steep 14 into the grass. Like it got thrown around on Instagram a bunch. You've
Yeah.
probably
I've
seen
probably
it.
seen it.
He
Yeah.
fucking got.
He's always eating shit though.
This was a good one. He didn't warm up and he missed his peg.
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't
always,
bunny hop at all.
That's just you. You're kind of loosey goosey,
And to
bro.
talk shit about
Yeah.
that is like, yo, like the dude's a beast.
But that's if you know the guy, that's him. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's just
Yeah.
like a shitty human. Like it's
Yeah.
just like, let me do this by the way. 'Cause I kind of wanted to get this on the wall if this is possible.
I would love that.
gift.
Ooh, King Gabe shirt.
A kid size, so
hell
it
yeah.
fits on the wall.
What?
Sick.
That is sick.
Gabe Brooks, baby.
Wow. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was like struggling to find it. I was like, I swear I saved the kids one. I was like,
dude,
dude,
that can
that's
hang
sick.
above us all.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
That
of
is-
course.
That is
Fought for that
awesome.
right
I'm glad I didn't see that beforehand because I literally got the little like Chills.
Yeah.
That is sick, dude.
I have like some kid, some fashion kid. He's like, I want to make you a sweater, like one of these woven sweaters. I was like, dude, I don't want a fucking sweater with my logo. Like, I just was like, I can't think of it. Then I was like, yo, and I gave him like the Gabe design with like a city behind it and all that. It came out. It just sits on my. It's got like a rack in my house that everybody that walks in, you have to see Gabe. Like, oh,
Yeah,
like, you know, it's
sick.
like the first thing you see. You're like, everyone's always usually like, wow, what a sick sweater. I'm like, that's my boy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Shall
Brings
we?
him up like anytime.
Oh,
someone
dude,
comes in.
Gabe's the man. Gabe's the
Should
best.
we get into the shoes right away, or should we go back
up
in
to
the
you.
day? What do you want to do?
It's up to you.
Let's get
go.
let's
keep
do
it
the
natural.
let's do the shoes. They're sitting right here. Like,
Yeah.
let's take a big red box. I think this is the reason
See,
that
the
we
people
timed
would have
this.
waited
so might
longer
as
or
well.
skip through to see it, but yeah, I don't care.
I
You
mean,
want to
we're-
see them? Check them out.
We're 10 minutes. We're 10
There's gonna
minutes.
be a lot of good
So it
stuff.
comes
We don't
with,
gotta hide anything.
Comes with a pair of socks.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did the sticker sheet go?
Uh-oh.
Sticker sheet.
Dude, they
I
look
already
sick.
seen them, so I'm not gonna
Yeah.
act surprised, but they're dope.
And then,
Yeah.
And then the keychain
Super
comes with it
clean.
too.
Damn.
So keychain.
Oh yeah.
All that. This is all designed in like 20 minutes. Like one night, like I called Devon the day that he got kicked off of Edney's, and he was like, "What the fuck
Looking
is?
rad.
What are you calling me like back to back for?" I was like, "Cause I just kept saying, call me back, call me back."
Yeah.
And he called me because he probably was bummed, you know. That day he was probably didn't want to talk to anybody. He probably thought I wanted gossip or something. I was like, "Yo, let's make a shoe." Like before he could even say hi.
Yeah.
He was like, "Huh?"
But you've been talking about shoes for years.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I always want, but that's why with this, I
got the Devon signature.
Oh
in
yeah,
there.
yeah. So the insoles are people are really stoked on the insoles. Like Augie keeps texting me every day. He's like, "Fucking really comfortable shoes, Steven."
So people have been rocking them.
Yeah,
you got
a
a
few
bunch of people
people.
riding them already.
Oh hell yeah.
So like that one's got the Devon signature in it too. So it's like people.
Right.
Oh, I
Devon.
see. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
But yeah, the shoe thing.
Got the eyeball too on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. So Devon sent me basically like you know like Last Resort shoes, like very simple like. They're a skate brand, but
Yeah.
so he sent me like a Vans and
So
Last
clean.
Resort kind of thing, and I was like, dude, we gotta make it like kind of not look basic, you know, like whatever.
Yeah.
And so he sent me the design. He had these panels, like draw this panel, and like this was all plain, whatever. So I just was like looking at it all fried. I was like, how the fuck can I tweak this? And I was like, how the fuck do I tweak this? And I was like, oh, maybe a little like air bubble here, like with the logo. Then
Yeah.
we put some spiraling. Then this was supposed to look more like connected to the outsole, but it's still cool. It's whatever. But yeah, it's just. We came up with this after I fucked around with it. Devin was like, "I love it." So I was like, "All right, cool. Like, let's order samples." And like, it's been fucking so hard the past couple of years that I didn't even have enough money to buy both of us samples. I had to like choose like who's gonna be the tester. Obviously, Devin. So
Yeah.
fucking Devin's got all the shoes. I'm just waiting for feedback. It's just like they're dope.
So you haven't even got to ride in a pair. You just letting.
No,
it
the past 3 months, yeah, I have been riding in them and like
Nice.
wearing them, and they're dialed.
They look
but-
dialed, man. You
Yeah,
guys
no, I'm
killed
super
it.
pumped.
Yeah.
But yeah, Devin just never really like he just did it and then got second in X Games in him, and I was like, I guess they're ready. I was like, all right, cool. I was having like panic attacks when he was at X Games because you ever hear of like the N1 story?
No.
They came out with shoes the first time they got an endorsement deal. I think it was Stephon Marbury or something like that. I don't know who they did it with, but the guy who's in the NBA broke his fucking ankle the first day he was wearing the
I have-
N1.
I
And
have
the
heard
dude
that story.
Yeah.
The agent was like, I'm gonna kill you to the N1 guy, like all this shit. I was like watching him on the course. I'm like, I haven't been able to wear him, so I was just like, yo, I don't fucking know, dude. But I was like, I don't know, but he killed it. So I was like,
What
all right,
X Games
sick.
was that? Was that a
Last summer.
the one in Ventura?
Yeah.
Hell
He got.
Yeah.
I think it was what he got. No, am I tripping? I don't know.
I don't know.
I
He
thought
did
he
good.
got.
He did good.
He did
Yeah.
good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know he was wearing these that long. That's sick.
That was the cool thing, though. Everybody had Vans on, and the only one that wasn't was our shit.
Fuck yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
I was
cool,
like, that's
dude.
cool. Like I want to run an ad, like
No,
as
it's so
seen on
cool
TV.
to see some
So
other
they're-
dope brands in
and
BMX
they-
making good shoes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's-
Available
needs to
now,
happen.
right?
No, not yet. Oh, yeah.
On
I
the
guess if
15th.
it's coming out that I think I'm going to drop them the 18th.
18th.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
so
let's drop them the 18th.
cool.
Because I still, so that was another thing. I've been like prepping the promo materials, all this shit, and I kind of was waiting for the shipment to come in.
Peep,
You don't got to
Peep
pull up.
dash game. No, I mean just for the site.
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
just make sure it's really there.
So, he only had the samples with the X Games and all that shit. So he was like, yo, for the promo, let's just wait for the production run to come in. And that shit took a little bit longer than expected. So they just came in like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. And I was like, all right, now's the time. We got to film the promo, get all this shit. And I had like all these. I sent him like I spent like 4 hours going around the spots taking photos of spots. So we had like a little list to go off of. Bro, we went out riding last Friday to try to film this shit. Within the first 5 minutes, stitches. Like, yo, I got a shinner. I was like, I could see the look on his face, and like he was just like, no fucking way. And I was like, I'm not bummed. Like, it is what it is. I was like, but you have till Sunday to finish. Like, yo, we have to finish this shit. Like, because I have like an idea of like how I want to present it and stuff. And like originally, if I had the marketing dollars that I wanted to do all these like big production shits. And then I was like, all right, the money's going lower and lower and lower. I was like, let's take it back old school. We haven't dropped a fucking video part in a while, Devin. Let's go. I was like, but I have like an idea on how to like present it, and like the fall actually will work in, I think, with like how the
overall
inspiration for the part.
Do you want to talk about the royalty thing? Because I thought that was really cool. You had a number, you had a percent from Etnies, and then it was like, and then
I don't want to blow out like Etnies. I don't really know, but it's a super low percent. Yeah, it's like under fucking 5% you get like for a signature colorway or whatever, and they don't get to like play with like materials. They don't get nobody gets like I don't want to be like that, but I've been like, yo, Devin, what do you want to do? Like you're fucking King Devin, you know, which he is, like, you know, and I really believe like all these guys are, you know, like, but like nobody presents themselves in the right way. Nigel just did a phenomenal job with his shit.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Everybody, of course, I'm like, yeah, he had Nike marketing budget, but like, how many Nike collabs come out that have shitty fucking marketing? That was all out of his brain. Somebody had those ideas to like roll out every day a new piece of content that was different, like. So like he got catered to, you know, and I'm not saying
or he presented ideas that they were like, fuck yes, we've been waiting for somebody to come to the table.
But that's what I'm saying. That's he made that shit happen, but I'm saying like. It's kind of all together, but like there's a focus on him, you know. Like other people, I didn't even know like a Burn Slow Etnies colorway came out, you know. Like shit's just so like nobody puts thought into anything. Like the Dig and Etnies collab, like this shit came out after you dropped the BMX team. Fam, like I'd say eat that. Like go fucking donate it and get my tax write-off.
I mean,
right?
Like
real,
it's
right?
That was weird. That was weird.
No, it's just because something was set in stone. But then they're like, all right, Etnies probably got Dig to buy 200 pairs, some shit like that. Like they probably locked him in to buy at my cost, and then they sell them at the shops, and then the shops probably only picked them up because they Dig. Like it's a weird game that all these companies play, bro, and like nobody really gives a fuck. Like, you know, so. The shoe thing, that's why with the Devin thing, I'm like, bro, with the royalties, I was like, bro, you're the only one that's going to get this deal, but I'll give you half the profits. You know what I mean? Like, I'll break it down. Like, obviously we got to go through all the logistics. I spent all my fucking money, time, all this shit on it, but I'll give you some shit because I want to see if we sell a lot and people support.
Come up ahead,
Let's see if you could get a new drift car. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's see something, because nobody gets to do nothing, you know? Like, nobody gets to see that Garrett bought a fucking house off this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, it's not showing off, you know? Like, so it's like, I don't know, like, with this shit, I really have, I mean, I have a dream with this shit to have, like, to have them in, like, malls. You know what I mean? I want to sell them to that, you know, like.
That'd be sick, too. And it's cool to see.
Hell yeah.
Somebody doing something different, you know, like there are rider-owned shoe companies out there. Like there's still like the SCG and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Like, I'm not on here being like on some like, yo, support rider, because if that was the case, we'd all be wearing SCG shoes. We'd all be doing. You can't force people to wear it just because you have like whatever. Like SCG stuff is dope, but like it comes down and nobody's wearing them. You know, like what you said. Like I remember riding for Inopia and being like, I fucking ride for Inopia. And like that, like I remember wearing Rob DeLucky shoes, and that's like when I started designing shoes was at Inopia. It was because I was like, yo, George Hornick will let me make a shoe. And like I just started drawing shit up. It was at the wrong time because he's, you know, whatever. But like I was drawing up models and he was like, yo, I'm down. Like, you know, cool. And that's like 20 years ago, you know, so.
Well, that's a good segue. So 20 years ago, you're in Brooklyn. You get into riding. You have like Ed and Vinny as like, I don't know if you want to call them mentors.
No, like, they were more like the how everybody kind of gets like, yo, Steve's a little crazy talking shit. Like Vinny was the guy to keep me in check. Like, yo, you didn't land that downside whip. Like, don't send me that fucking photo, dude. Like, you didn't land it. Like, and then like I'd do something else. And Edwin would be like at a union, be like, yo, Steve-O, so what'd you do the other night? Like, yo, what's going on? Like, you know, it'd be like more like that. They kind of just kept tabs on me. I wasn't really like, It was like an outside thing because I always had my own thing going on. Like I found Garrett, not found him, but like I started really hanging out with Garrett. I found Sealy, at East Coast Terminal with no pegs, and I was like, yo, come to New York, put a peg on, and I made him smith up a rail, like. So I had my own shit going on, especially with like Hoder. Like when Hoder came to my house, nobody knew who Hoder was. I had Fat Mike at the crib, And then
you were younger than all those guys, then, right? Like you were kind of like the kid in New York. When all those
it
guys
was like me, Black Man Nigel, Skinny, Marlon, and all them were like a little bit older than us, not really too much older.
Like what's that meme back in the day where you're like, You're 18 years old. The Brooklyn Bank session is always going off, and then it's like you have BMX board and shit. Like set the tone.
You're following a page.
Yeah, set the tone. Yeah, the destruction.
That's
but
definitely it.
But that is like it was a completely different era.
Yeah.
It was Ride BMX, Props, Animal, Brooklyn Banks. Internet was BMX board, basically and BMX online, and then the come up comes around eventually too.
That
but
shit
that's
is
like
what started
before.
the destruction of BMX. But no, like really, nobody knew how to deal with that shit, But no, the Banks. I started riding with like Adam Armstrong and like if RIP, he was around, and then my mom's coworker. He was super into BMX and skateboarding and gave me like a VHS with like. Basically like the ride how-to, then with like ride parts, then with base Brooklyn. It was all on one thing, so it was like a starter pack. It was like, here's your fucking culture you want to, and then like before I even started riding, he took me to like Mirator Incline Club, and I'm on the fucking Mirator bus with Nastasio and all these dudes because Nastasio's like, yo, you're the cool kid, because we were hanging out super late, and he's like, you got weed? I didn't have weed, but I was like, yo, what the fuck? And then my boy was like, nah, just go,
How old are you at this point?
Dude, I'm 13 at that point. yeah, I'm definitely 13. Like, I learned how to drop in that day. I didn't even have I brought my skateboard to the thing, so I learned how to drop in on Adam Armstrong's bike.
That's
at that thing, and then like Mike Ladd, they came in with the bus and shit. I'm like, yo, this is, and I really think I stuck with it because all the pros were like, what's up? They were super like down, humble. Like after the smoke cleared, that was it. You're with like Mira's not like lingering around on the curb, but like you got like I think it was like Alan Cook sitting on the curb. Like there was like.
It was superstars, yeah.
It was nuts, and I just, coming from a baseball background where you're like sitting outside the fucking stadium hoping to get a signature and they might ask for $30 or something, you're like, nah, I'm not fucking with the baseball shit. This is the cool shit, like these are like humble dudes. Like I didn't know nothing about money. I seen them on MTV. I thought they were making money. I used to think getting sponsored if you were like
those guys were in that.
Yeah, right. Like I used to think if you were like on DC, you could walk into any fucking store in the world and just be like, "Yo, I ride for DC," and just grab whatever you want. I had a little delusion, like.
Yeah. I mean, maybe at that point it was a little bit of that. I'm sure
it was crazier back then. But then I started thinking about it because we've been thinking about so much as BMX is dying and all this shit. Whatever. There's not many people riding. I was thinking about it. I was like. I feel like it's always been this amount of people. Like maybe we did a better job at marketing it or something like that. But I feel like it's always been this amount of people. Maybe a little bit more at the skate parks.
Yeah, I think it's just
definitely just spread out.
I don't know.
I think a hero is like the heroes of BMX are like kind of gone. Like you have Instagram, and you could DM them, and it's like, and not that there's like a fine line between being attainable and too attainable. Where it's like nowadays, like riders are almost too attainable and they're too human.
I feel like that's what fucks my brand up too, because I get too close to like customers sometimes, and they're like, "Yo, hook me up," and it's like, "Yeah, I got you." Yeah, and then like eventually, like they'll just fall out of it, or something like. I don't know how it is, but the mysterious shit is gone like completely.
So
then it almost seems like if someone's being like too mysterious and nobody knows about it, and then sponsors are like, oh, he's not that marketable.
Yeah.
So it's like a fucked up game right now.
Nobody's marketable right now. Like nobody is. Like, Google like ads. Your videos are awesome right now. Like, like that shit's, but you could really, hate to break it to you, but like if you started a company today, like with the amount of, I don't know how many frames they sell of yours or whatever at Haro, but like you probably could, that fan base you have that's buying that shit is going to buy it if it says Haro or,
so do you think it's more the brand's fault? That
it's everybody's fault.
Okay.
We were rushing. Everybody wanted likes, so we didn't give time for brands to adjust and figure out like how do we attack this. It's the same thing as when the come up came. Nobody knew how to react to when the come up came, and we all just thrived in it because we were like, "Yo, I'm uploading anyway, so whatever."
I can talk shit.
And then Instagram hit, and us being like the older guys or whatever, we didn't know. We just jumped on it, whatever, and like we thinking that the brand owners are a little smarter than us when really the brand owners we were dealing with coming up, they want it out then. I could only imagine now. We were supposed to be the ones to like what we're doing now, kind of like with you and your videos and like the contests and all that shit. We have to like kind of take it. You're like the ringleader right now. You know what I mean? Which is crazy.
Yeah, because I'm
which
stupid.
is dope, but it's
stupid. He said.
It's just a weird time in general.
Well,
you
I think
know?
I think it was
I
easier.
agree with you though. I think it's like those guys were ready for everyone to take over, and we didn't for a long time.
Yeah.
Not that we did at all, but like, you know, I'm 33 and I still look at myself as like a kid.
Same.
But like they would have looked at us, you know, like they were 33.
Yeah, you were.
Well, when we were looking at them at 33, I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, why don't you buy me lunch?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not
exactly.
knowing what the fuck
Like when I got on
anything
Demolition,
means.
Castillo was probably like 29 or
That's
something.
what I'm
you know
saying,
I mean?
yeah.
Like, and I thought he was just like adult.
Exactly,
you know?
dude. Exactly. And it's a trip. Like, I think that
There wasn't a transition that happened.
But I also think life is different. So, like, it's like
Yeah.
a whole thing. So, it's like the kids now, like in high school, they got the brains of fucking little kids. You know what I mean? Like, they're not. I was 16 traveling the world trying to get sponsored and doing all this shit, filming myself, doing all this stuff. These kids got they don't care. They scroll all day. And then they get on the game, you know?
I agree. I think
What-
that
The whole thing's weird.
But it's like a little bit, people expect more easier. Back when we were kids, it was more like, we got to get this shit.
Well, I was watching
Maybe,
something.
I don't know. 'cause
No,
I'm not
I think
16.
you're right.
I was
don't know, I'm not
watching
16. I
an
don't
X
know.
Games. No, I was watching Etni's backyard tour, and I'm showing my girl. I'm like, "Yo, look at how many people are out there back then." And then she's like, "Yeah, it's not as easy to. It wasn't as easy to just watch it on your phone."
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, you had to
she's
get
like,
there.
Yeah, she's like,
Yeah.
why do these random people that never knew about BMX want to show up anymore? They could just scroll and then
Yeah.
they go to their own festival that they were been looking forward to instead of just being like, oh, what's today's thing? You know, like I'm gonna go to that. Oh, Etnies. Oh, they don't even know it's a BMX thing. They're just like Etnies. You know,
the
like,
internet, like there's been times where I didn't go to, like I wanted to go to Swamp Fest, I broke my
Same.
knee or whatever, and I was sitting at home, and it's like the internet presented it to me like live. Basically, I sat on the couch with my injury, like I'm fucking at Swamp
I don't
Fest.
need to go anywhere.
And granted, going there's way better, but it's crazy how good the internet.
I
can
made the
deliver you
joke for the
stuff.
past 4 years. I was like, I'm gonna make a shirt around Swamp Fest that just says, "I survived Swamp Fest by sitting at home." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want Trey. I've never dropped it because I don't want
Yeah,
Trey to
yeah.
like be like, "Yo, what the fuck is that?" And it's like, no, it's supposed to be a joke. Nobody's actually gonna buy it, dude.
It's just-
Like, you know,
it's
like,
just a good representation of how well people are like just blasting stuff to you live.
Yeah.
It's easy. You just film the shit.
No,
just boom, goes
when
right
my
to your
girl
kid. Not
said-
easy. You put a lot of
Yeah.
work into it, but
Yeah.
it's like it's not what it was back in the day with the,
There you go. There you go.
the
when my
fucking
girl said
VX
that
and
shit, that shit
like,
fucked me up because I was like, oh, because I, you know, like, and it's funny because we went to Dots and we go to the BMX day where we come back from that and we're like, BMX is alive and well. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Those kids are only coming out for BMX day and Dots. It's crazy. That's what I think too. Like, I
Yeah.
think a lot of people are like tied to BMX, but nobody be riding anymore. Like,
and
I
there's
don't
so
see
much-
nobody riding. I don't see nobody riding, bro.
I mean,
it's
Moeller
bigger.
talked about the same thing. He was like, you would see in Huntington, you would just see kids pedaling everywhere. I get hyped when I see kids just on a BMX bike. I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
fuck
me
yeah,
too,
it still
but-
happens, you know? But
Even just the riding around is big bikes now. So
Yeah.
the kids ride around the big bikes
Or
now,
the
you know?
e-bikes.
And like in LA, oh yeah, e-bikes is the biggest thing right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But that's for a little
Monies.
bit more money, you know? So if you see someone in LA on a BMX bike, more than likely it's a crackhead. So like if I'm riding around at night on a BMX bike, people are looking at me like I'm a crackhead.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So it's like it's a weird time. But even with the skateboarding shit, that shit's dying out. Like I heard them on a podcast the other day. I heard something where they were like, you know, like BMX is not like BMX where like everyone has to learn how to ride a bike and I was like, oh my god, you guys are saying the same thing as what we're saying over here because
Yeah.
we're saying everyone's getting to skateboarding because it's cheaper and blah 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 and all this shit, you know. But like the grass is always greener.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
grass is always greener.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And it is like you said, when you go out there and you go to these jams, you're like, this shit is alive. But then
Dude,
sometimes you're like, you try.
send me that podcast. I want to hear it.
Yeah, I should have clipped it or something like that. No, yeah, because we left Dots and I was like, what are you all talking about? This shit is lit. And
That's
then
how I
I'm
felt
like,
coming home from Swamp Fest. I'm like, BMX is so crazy.
yeah,
in its
but
own way.
then you realize you're like, wait, that kid just came out to throw the fireworks. Yeah, he might have a bike, but he don't ride no more. Like,
Yeah.
it's like events.
It's hard. It's so hard because in San Diego, it's still pretty popping. You can go to any plaza or park, and there's a little
under 18 years old.
under 18.
There's a few.
There is a
Yeah,
little scene
there's a
here.
few.
LA.
Send me photos or something.
I will.
Because I need proof. Because
That's
my
what's
whole
hard
thing,
though, because I say that and I'm always like, there is a little scene here, but it's San Diego. It's like really popping
Yeah.
here.
But
and it's
if
still
you-
not that popping.
I call it the over 30 club right now. There's no kids. I told REA the other day because he was out when Devon got the shinner. I looked at him because I've known the kid since he's like 12 years old, and he's always been killing it. But I told him, I was like, yo, you know what I realized lately? You're the youngest kid you're the only young kid doing it. I was like, you got mad pull, yo. I was like, just do whatever you want. Ask. Don't ask. He's so nice. I knew what I was doing. I knew he wouldn't go overboard. I was just like, yo, if you want to go somewhere, ask.
Yeah.
I bet you can go.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Because you
Great
literally
advice.
the only
Great
one
advice.
that. Yeah, I'm like, you're literally the only one doing it. If you want to make an old S&M hat, tell them all to make it, because you're the only one that's got youth in you right now. He is
the young blood.
But everyone's still killing it. That's the craziest part. Everyone's still riding the same exact way. You know what I mean? So it's that's the hard part. But there's no youth getting it, and it's not. I don't know if it's our fault.
I think it's partially because you have freaks of nature like REA and Ruckowitz and stuff like that, and Max
Vu
and Max and stuff like
and
that.
Then all the little Japanese park kids and that kind of stuff.
Everybody is so.
Put these on.
No, you're doing fine.
Yeah,
they're just to make sure that you're not too close or too far back.
Yeah, you'll hear the difference.
Oh,
there you are.
So you can hear me when I say I'm stupid.
Yeah.
I feel like just as you said, dudes are getting older, and so the bar is so high that you just need this little freak of nature to actually even get close to the bar to make an impression these days.
I mean,
where it's like,
yeah, you're right.
The bar's always been pretty fucking high.
But you were that freak of nature too,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It didn't stop other people.
Even when I was coming though, there's always a couple 16-year-olds. It was me and Garrett, and now there's REA and a couple,
well, you guys had a TV show to show other 16-year-olds you could get a house and all that shit.
New Pollution on Fuel TV was big to get kids into riding too.
Yeah.
I remember the MTV shit.
Yeah.
What was it, dropouts or something they called you guys?
5 Months to Freedom.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
That was
That's
crazy. Yeah, dropouts. That would have been a
drug addicts.
Garrett said I'm not the sharpest shed in the tool or something like that. Something crazy.
It was a good little show. Mavro filmed a lot of it. That was crazy.
I think Ennis helped film it.
Yep.
I think Ennis was out. That was the first time I met Ennis. We made the MTV girl go crazy. I don't know. I think she fell in love with one of the kids or something.
That was a whole nother thing with Crawley and stuff.
Oh yeah.
The Ally show.
Yes, you're right. Completely different. Yes,
that story is great.
You're right.
Now we have to.
No, I don't really have the whole story. I told you I suck at drinking, so I forgot half that night.
Garrett would know it. Garrett might have talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
I think Garrett downplayed it though. He's
told the story so many times. He's probably
because she fell in love with him.
Oh,
so really? So she was super obsessed with Garrett. Why don't you like me? And he's like, fuck you, bitch.
This is old Garrett. This is young Garrett.
Yeah,
young
dumb
Garrett.
young, you know, and we're drinking on their dime and shit. I remember going down to the lobby and being like, yo, room 307. And I just took all this shit. I remember just charging all the room. And Garrett would probably be like, yo, what the fuck? But I'm like, yo, it's MTV or whatever the fuck it is. Fuck off, dude.
Yeah.
He would never care. But we ran amok, you know.
Right.
I tell everybody, I reference you, my girl was like, who's Fudger? I'm like, the guy that had to call AAA when I had all the keys in my pocket in Atlanta. You remember that?
No.
When we were on that, didn't you come to Atlanta with us?
The deadline trip. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know what it was at that point. It was a deadline trip.
Yeah. You don't remember being in the parking lot all day one day, walking to go get groceries?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, yo, Fudger, you got AAA. You better get that. You better get us keys. And you're like, I don't know. I didn't have the keys. I was like, why would I have the keys? I don't drive. I'm the only one here that don't drive. And I'm like, he's like, fine, I'll get the AAA. Calls AAA. AAA comes. I go finally change my pants. I come out. I'm like, yo, I got 3 sets of keys in my pocket. I'm like, I don't know how. And then I fell asleep in the lobby with my pants down.
With the hotel keys?
No, they were the van keys.
Oh.
So we couldn't do nothing. So I wake up out of the lobby.
It was brutal hot too.
It was bad.
Yeah.
But I woke up in the lobby with my pants on my ankles, and I'm like, yo, who the fuck let me sleep in the lobby? So I'm bugging out, and everybody's like, yo, we can't get in the van. And I'm like, and then we just started. He mentioned he had AAA, so I was like, yo, Fudge, AAA. I just started getting on you about it. I was like, yo, Fudge, hit the
I'm
AAA,
sure I didn't put
bro.
up too much of a fight. But
You're like, fine, dude, if that's what's gonna take. And I was like, all right. And then I fucking finally changed it to my pants. I was like, how the fuck do I have 3 sets of keys? I was like, who planted this shit?
Why was there 3 sets of keys for a van?
It might have been 2. I might have been exaggerating. I don't know. It might have been 2, 3. I don't know. I just remember having multiple sets of keys.
This is
and
the
I was
dude
like,
that needed no keys had both keys.
I don't drive.
This was a drinking phase.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was a funny trip.
That was Frico was driving us around Atlanta. We were me and Tammy screaming out the fucking out the cars and shit.
I remember Garrett afterwards. He was like.
Was it a wait trip?
Yeah, I want to say he made me pinky swear. He was like, You don't say nothing about me, I say nothing about you.
Oh, because he was probably crazy. He doesn't really get crazy though. Like,
yeah, it was just like one of those ones where we were just loose, like the whole trip, and it was pretty funny. Like we stayed at the worst hotel in Atlanta. It was that one downtown. Yeah. It was pretty fucking.
It was
wild,
grimy,
so,
yo.
yeah.
We could like walk to downtown and shit, and it was cool.
Augie with Augania and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So pretty funny.
But that's how I refer to you.
I hadn't thought about.
I tell my girl that, like, I've told that story to a million people, but my girl always is like, "That's a crazy story. Like, you're fucked up."
Yeah, it was. That was one of many on that one. So
that trip, we almost died that trip. Remember?
We did almost.
Ty fucking drove us through the gauntlet, bro. That shit was crazy.
What was the gauntlet?
It was just a thunderstorm at night, and it was just fucking nerve wracking in general. And then this fucking Suburban loses control right in front of us, and I swear it fucking.
No, it was two cars. Remember, they fucking collided, and then
is that what it?
Dude, it went like this. They hit the one hit the back end, and then they started swerving, and we literally just pummeled through both of them.
See,
like, in the rain.
I was hyper focused on one car.
You kept looking
and it
back.
Was like, yeah.
You kept being like, "They're still crashing." And I was like, "Yo," I was like, "Ty, go!" And like Ty literally just fucking mobbing, not saying a word, just went through.
Screaming.
We finally get through, and then we fucking were like, "Yeah!"
That's insane.
Ty saved our lives.
Went through a car
Yo,
crash.
he just
threaded the needle.
And we were all like, "Ah!" He's screaming, "They're still crashing!"
Yeah,
it was crazy, bro.
Wow.
But you just saw the sparks and everything. It was nuts, bro.
We were gonna go ride because it was just a thunderstorm. It was gonna clear, and it was like kind of a night trip, like where we were riding until like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah, we were just waking up late because we were drinking and shit.
And then we're like, fuck it. Everybody went and got tattoos and drank. But we just like the night was off. Like that, we
After
peaked
the
right
crash.
there. Yeah, it was like it's done.
You guys survived.
So it was over. So
Deadline days must have been crazy. So many memories with you guys.
That was the one trip that I fucking. I always like pride myself on like not losing my cool in those scenarios and like showing something bothers you, and fucking Marshall got me. Marshall got me with the fucking cigarettes. And and he was like, literally I think I said something like,
because the window was probably closed or something.
They were training cigarettes, so one would smoke a cigarette, and then
because we didn't have a lighter.
They'd be like, they'd be like fucking, they'd be smoking a cigarette for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then they'd basically be done, and somebody else would be like, damn, now I kind of want to cigarette.
Yeah.
So it just kind of never
That always
stopped.
happens, though, like when you're in a van full of smokers. That we got Z like that one time, too.
I was like, hey, can we do like all cigarettes or no cigarettes like that? And then
I think you got us to do that.
Marshall was like,
It's actually a pretty good rule. Just blaze them up real quick and then be done.
You don't like cigarettes? He was like blowing it in my face, and I was like, fuck. Like
the one guy that has no saying nothing.
Why did I open my mouth?
For everyone who doesn't know, Marshall is using the Deadline video with his stomach saying, "Feed me cigarettes."
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that's so funny.
And I use that as like a point. Like I have a couple of lessons to the ride days of like trying to control a situation or like being an asshole and then being like, "Fuck, I was an," And I was one where I was like, "Damn, you showed your weakness. Like, don't fucking show weakness."
Dude, that is funny because I don't remember that at all. I do remember you saying no cigs or all cigs at once, and I'm pretty sure we did go along with that.
I think Garrett was like, "Yeah, that's a good idea." Afterwards, but Marshall was still like, "What, Buncher? You don't like cigarettes?" Like in my face, and I was like, "Fuck."
His window when he used to drive like around to take photos, his window didn't roll down.
It wasn't tinted; it just looked tinted.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, he would smoke cigs and like. When he would open his door, it would just be a pile of ash that would come. It was crazy, bro. Like, the dude was nuts.
How's that guy doing?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him since before.
He's a smart dude, fucking talented dude.
He takes great photos.
Yeah.
He's just hard to deal with. That's all. Like for a while when I was actually living with him, and it was kind of fun because I'd be like, "Oh, you don't have a job? I don't have a job. Let's go film Chocolate Chuck Kids and take photos and like do you know what I mean? Like we used to go around every single day."
So. Well, sorry, some stuff I hadn't thought about for a long time.
No, that's funny, dude. That trip was crazy.
I still have the photo. I have because I did a lot of point and shoot stuff. I still have a shitload of photos from that. I saw them like within the last year.
Did we? Wait. Did you start with us in Jersey?
No. I would have never.
We picked you up in North Carolina or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I kind of forget half.
Because we were in.
Because that's an early
Greenville.
Deadline trip too.
Because it was the beginning of Ty. It was the beginning of shooting Ty. I was supposed to shoot Ty's interview, and then Ty, and then I don't know. I think maybe he just didn't like my photography, or I know he told Z, or he said that he wanted it to be film, and so he wanted like Z to shoot the photos. And I was
at
like,
that
that's
time,
fine.
though,
So
at that time too, it was like
it was stressful anyway. So
that, and like with Z, it was like you didn't really like your photos were always there, but like you never like made yourself like, yo, I'm really you kind of did everything, you know, you answered people's fucking email, like you would do everything. You're that's why you're running this shit.
Yeah, it's because we wanted Z, because that was, in my opinion, Z's the best photographer.
Yeah.
So why am I going to be like, no, I shoot the photo, you don't? It was almost like facilitating.
No, but that's why you
Z
got that
to do his
answer
job.
though from Ty. You know what I mean? Because
Of
you
course,
kind of put yourself in that position.
And I don't remember being offended at any point.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, it makes sense. Like,
and especially then,
I'd want Z to shoot my fucking interview too. Like,
especially back then, everyone was kind of nasty too. Like it wasn't like so social media savvy. I couldn't send you an emoji. Like, you know what I mean? So and Ty's pretty straight shooter when it comes to shit like that.
I don't mind it. So I do want to circle back, because I feel like were you always, because I consider you like a shit talker, but like was it nature or nurture? You know, like did Vinny and Ed bring you up?
If you ever met my parents, you would just know. Like,
okay,
yeah, like when Jake and Garrett and all them used to pull up to the house, my mom would be like, hold on, let's hide my daughter's fucking pants so you guys don't steal these fucking women's pants, because you know everybody was wearing girls' pants.
Start talking shit right when they come to
it's
the
just
door.
like a joke, you know, like it's just always been like that. And like I always say too, like if I don't fuck with you, I'm probably not gonna even like what's the fucking point? Like why would I engage with your video if I don't like you? You know what I mean? Like,
so even shit talking is for friends. Like,
it's only for friends. If you're really shit talking, most people would get a fake burner account and fucking pretend to be somebody else and say what they want to say.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
true.
So it's like, and yeah, between my parents and like Vinny and Edwin and even Roan and all them, they kind of it was like tough love, but at the same time, everyone joked on each other. You know, like it was. That's just how it was. And it's really just from it's from my parents though. For the most part, they'll rip you apart. You know.
Are you and your family originally from New York?
Yeah, they live in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to see them during Dots for the first time since like forever, bro. Like 10 years, probably maybe like 7 years, something like that.
Yeah. You haven't been back to New York in?
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
It was dope. It was dope. That was why I wanted to do the Dots thing, because I was like, dude, it gives me a reason, and like I don't know, it's cool. That shit was crazy.
You brought the crew too, right? You did
Ryder, I think. What do we have? Ryder. We had Andy, the filmer, and then Walter came with me because we needed a driver for the U-Haul, and then Johnny Ice was with us.
Oh yeah,
cool.
sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Johnny Ice. He's cool.
Yeah, Johnny's the best.
Yeah.
He's kind of a pain in the ass, but you could joke with him all day long.
I've known him since he was a little kid.
Yeah.
One of those kids, people like talk shit on him kind of, and we just threw him in the market rig. We're like, we love him.
Well,
He's
it's
crazy,
because,
you
know what I realized about people like that? Like, okay, Johnny, this and that. The kid who was complaining is just a sensitive little, like, bitch and fucking never had nobody tell him the truth, like, or something like that. Johnny was probably like, you fucking rollout is stupid. And you know what I mean? It's like, your rollout probably was ugly, bro. Like, you should have just fixed that up, you know?
I think there's a thing about people that aren't afraid to ask for shit too.
Yeah.
You know, like Johnny's like, he'd be like, yo, let me get this, or can we do this, or something.
I think he asked to go on the whole trip with us.
Exactly.
And I was like, sure, you're cool.
Yeah.
But most little 12-year-olds wouldn't do that. I don't know if that's true,
but that can rub people the wrong way.
That generation though, Johnny Ice's little generation is the last generation we started getting like really young kids to like love our culture.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? No kids getting into it now love our culture.
I think they do on the park side. I think the street shit's hard.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's the truth.
Yeah. I was gonna say only young kids riding right now.
Park kids.
Park.
And I was trying to say that when you guys were talking about REA and everything. I was like, don't forget about like all the little. There's a
ton. Yeah, that shit is growing. And I said to somebody, they were like, "Why do you think that?" I was like, "Maybe the Olympics." I don't fucking know.
Except for like the 3-year-old in Japan that can do a feeble heart or something like
that.
But
Japan, I was gonna say Japan's the only scene right now. Really, like I think Japan and Australia is the shit coming up. Like I think Japan's gonna be a problem because they're actually like raising the kids.
Yeah.
So like they're making the kid watch Steve Crandall talk shit to somebody in props. You know what I mean? Like they might not be showing that in Australia, but at least in Australia they got a big crew hanging out at the park. So it's different shit, but those two scenes are really coming.
There is a lot of kids in Australia too. Just even that street jam that I went to.
Yeah, that shit looked crazy.
Brisbane, there was a lot of kids there.
And those kids are probably like 17 years old. They look like full-grown adults. It's crazy.
Right? Mullets and shit.
It's crazy. Yeah. So like Japan, like Daisuke and Peggy, they're doing it right. Like they'll make like fucking 10 of the young kids sit down and watch like old animal videos and stuff. You know, so.
I wonder what it is. You think American kids just don't get out there as much? Like
I think it's a bunch of shit. I think it's one. kids in general just ain't doing shit. 2, our culture just isn't a culture right now. There's no Edwin for me to look up to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody kind of fucking, I don't know how to explain it, but there's
helicopter parents. I think it's just I mean,
that too, but there's just nothing to tie. There's just nothing to like fucking grab onto, bro. You know what I mean? Like you have the RBMX shit, but it's like
even that. I mean, am I making somebody fall in love with BMX? I don't. You
know. You might.
But I'm gonna try. At least try and tell some stories. Swamp Fest is definitely getting
people interested outside, but they don't. The thing about when they see the Swamp Fest, they're like, I'm not buying a bike.
It's like gore.
Like, like I'm not buying that shit. That's cool to watch, and I'll buy a Cult shirt and a Swamp Fest shirt, but I'm cool off that, you know what I mean? So it's like a different thing and then when Nigel is marketing the shit and it's making it look cool, everybody's like, oh, there must be mad pros out there. So I ain't even getting involved with that shit. Like, you know, it's cool from an outside, but I'm not trying to learn how to 360. It's for us on the inside. Nigel's doing this to promote the shit for us on the inside to really regroup and be like, yo, I got some new fresh faces for y'all if y'all want to tell some stories, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's like
his approach to stuff is like I've had emails with people that are associated with him about the foundation and stuff, and they just want to give bikes to people and it's like that's what they're looking for. They're like, hey, can you connect me with brands that want to get kids on bikes?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I got you, of course. Like there's I send them to Haro, I send them to Fit, I send them to Mongoose, and they, because it's a write-off at the end of the year, they donate, and it's a win-win for his foundation and stuff.
He's always done cool shit. He used to have that shop, Format, I think it was called, too. Like, they started a little BMX shop in Queens. Yeah, I think it was like...
Oh, yeah.
Remember they only had a little thing going? He's always tried to stay involved, but he's never been accepted in our world, bro. Yeah. Like, that's the whole thing. Yeah. Like when I was going to make this joke. I made it to Garrett today, but I was like, yo, it's crazy. Remember the come-up message boards when the Nike videos used to drop? They used to kill Nigel.
Of course,
they used to kill Nigel. Yeah. Who the fuck is the only one still there? No offense, but like, who the fuck is still there?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the only one. Y'all all were wrong. Everybody was wrong. Everybody that told me what to do, fuck y'all. Because y'all fucked up. This kid knew what was going on.
Yeah.
He went to the meetings.
Yeah.
You know, like
and he did the fucking shit, and he knew from an early, I have a Nigel story about like when I was on a Gatorade trip with him, and I was like, fuck these other like media outlets, and it was like Complex and stuff like that. I don't even
crazy.
know.
He's still
and he was like, and I could
like,
see his.
I just hit you.
Yeah. It's hit me a couple times, but it's like, because I you know me, I'm like, that's fake, but like now it's been fucking 15,
it's more real
20,
than ever. His shoe is actually more like. It's more exciting than any other. J Balvin's shoe's not as exciting as Nigel's investors.
Yeah. It's hit me, but it really did hit me now where you're like, yeah, he's still on Nike.
Yeah, no.
Did he ever leave?
No, and actually, he's making more.
While we were in Argentina busting our ass, or he was on that trip too, but he stopped going on the trips. He was talking to people on the inside.
He wasn't even really talking. He just kind of, he was
smart. He was like,
I'm going to do the complex one because that's going to get more eyes on my shit. That's why he was able to do the SOMP Jordans that we didn't even know about them shits, but everybody else bought them. Like he's been, dude. It's decades.
It is crazy.
Nigel is
really crazy to think about.
Incredibly intelligent. He's incredibly calculated,
and he's got good mentors.
If and when he comes and does the podcast, it will be the most like straightforward, no stumbling words. Like he is so good at speaking and the way he approaches everything with confidence. It's like,
oh, dude.
No, he knows what he wants to see at the end. Like, you know what I mean? You have to have that. That's like,
and going back to that story is like. It was like I didn't see that, and I saw his reaction. He didn't necessarily say like
I was on all these trips with him.
But he was like, he was like, oh, fuck with these other media outlets and let's get some bike riding shit. And I could see his reaction was like a little lackluster.
He just wrote you off right there.
No, not really.
Not wrote you off, but like you're not.
He was like, you don't get it,
Exactly.
And I bounced it around my head a couple years later, and I was like, oh, now I get it. Yep. Fuck, And he could see the fucking what he wanted back then.
Well, it's just that he had different interests.
100%.
We were all obsessed with bike riding. He was obsessed with bike riding, but also in a different world. Like I was getting hooked up by brands, but I was just like trying to wear them bike riding. Yeah. He was like, nah, like I'm trying to get in this world. And meanwhile, I'm walking around the trade shows thinking I'm in the world. You know what I mean? And I'm like doing this and that. I'm like, whatever. Like he's like, it's not like we butt heads, but I'm like, he has his own thing, whatever, But like. He just knows what the fuck he wants, and like I said, he has really good mentors. Like I don't know the exact thing, but I'm almost positive like Jay-Z's ex-manager was his first manager or something like that. And like you got somebody not yelling, but telling you how to fucking do that shit, and then like just think about all of his
how the game works.
Yeah, he's just smart, dude. Like his bro, I think his brother's smart. Like I still have a sponsor me tape from him from when we were like 13 years old. Like for my clothing company called Distracted NYC. Like like
that's Nigel. A Nigel sponsor me tape.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he sent that in because he saw it somewhere, and he was I forget what. what happened, but I have it at my mom's house. You know, he was always really, dude. He used to, when Nigel first started like really riding, like trying to get like noticed. You used to see with this tall, doofy white kid with dreads that would do X rides to Smith, like all, just not Nigel. Like I think it was like called like Jersey Hardcore or something. Like I don't even know, but he was like anybody who filmed me at the time. You know, like I used to see him in these videos. I'm like, why the fuck is Nigel with this crazy kid? You know, but he's just trying to get out there and do whatever. You know,
make it work.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got on the Nigel tangent, but it was a good one.
It was marketing. I think we were talking about marketing, and then something spiraled.
Just what broader BMX.
I fuck with Nigel. That whole like I said, that fucking rollout was crazy. That rollout was incredible.
The fucking train heist.
That you guys are crazy for believing that, but yeah.
It wasn't real?
There's no way that was real.
It was on NBC or something.
Yeah, but they probably stole the shoes. There's no way to know that the bike airs are in it.
I'm sure there's inventory or something.
I'm just saying, it just happened to drop that day, and it's like, bike airs and it's just genius. It's just quick on your feet. You fucking do that, and then it's just genius. And you get everybody the whole rollout, perfect. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Like, there's no anything about it that was wrong.
Pretty funny.
The train heist thing.
I can't believe you guys believe that shit.
I'm like, who is that?
Boy sent it to me, and I was like, marketing, and he was like, yeah, but I figured I send it. And I'm like, it's just marketing. It's just, but it's smart.
That's like, smart. It got me
so smart.
I mean, that could be it. That could be it because they hit up Nike and they're like, hey, what was stolen? And they're like, oh, these new hot brick shoes.
No, the train heist happened. Someone made a joke saying the bike air, like Nigel might have joked and said it in the group chat, like, yo, they took the bike airs. So then the next person goes, bike air stole in the train heist, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes. And it's like, who the fuck is there to tell you that it's wrong? Yeah. I don't know. I could be wrong. But I'm just saying that's 99% sure that's how that went. Yeah. 99% sure. Smart. Because then all the other sneaker resellers that got them, they were like, yo, we were the ones on the trade, son. We got the back doors brick by bricks. Come get them. You know, and the people were selling them like that. Yeah. It's all smart, bro.
That is insanely smart.
Wow. And like I said, even like J Balvin's shoe.
Let's plan this fucking PeepGame heist then.
Nah, I only got them shits is at Augie's house right now, sitting in the garage. Don't heist that shit. He'll get you. You don't want that. The dog will rip your arm off.
Yeah. Oprah.
Oprah, yes.
I was like, what the fuck is this dog?
This is the bike builder.
Yeah, this is the bike builder. Frame is in there.
That's not my bike. Yeah, that's like Corey Walsh mixed with some brakes. This is a bunch of people's bike now still.
So steering, you go through the whole thing. Steering.
Okay.
Through,
wow.
Hit change.
So change. Boom. I got my forks. Add to build. Okay, it's getting closer. Let's do the next thing. Headset. I'm gonna put my bars to Odyssey. Boom. Walsh stem right there. Add to build. This is easy. All right, changing the grips. ODI, soft, long necks. There it is, right there. Boyd Sprocket, the third one on the list. Best cranks in the world. Where are they? Yeah, you could like put your bike together and see how it looks, and like the Thunderbolts. Boom, I love those. Odyssey Super Circuits. Nothing compares. Ooh, it's looking good. Can we raise the seat post up on here? I think that's it. That's my bike.
Yeah.
The seat needs to go a little higher, and the ODI bar ends aren't in there, but that's my bike.
You can build Dennis's bike. You can build any bike you want. They have some templates in there from like an S&M build or a trail build or anything like that. So Source Bike Builder.
It's crazy. You really watch your bike come to life.
Shout out to Source BMX. Thank you so much for supporting us for a couple years now. Appreciate you guys.
Big time supporters are the best.
So, thank you. Back to the show.
We'll talk for like 2 minutes on actual your life and then just keep going. But I mean, obviously. There's who was the first sponsor? I'm blanking. Fucking Two Hip?
No, I think it was Stolen. Yeah, Greasy Comb Distribution.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dave Wooten.
Yeah.
He probably hates me now. I fucking went like years ago and I was like, oh, what's up, Dave? And I said, what up? And he's like, you want these camo tires? I'm like, yeah, I'll take those as a fire. And it's like before everybody's wearing. So I'm riding around with them downtown and every one of their mothers stopping me for these camo tires. What do? I text Robbie. Yo, you should really make these camo tires because nobody's going to buy the stolen ones. I was like...
That's your fault.
Yeah, it's 100% my fault. Robbie probably made like 100 racks off that shit. Like, yeah, you should, yeah. So Dave Wooten probably fucking... I think he was mad. Like, he sent some, like, I'm going to cease and desist you to Visha, some weird shit. And Visha's like, what the fuck are you even talking about? I was like, yeah, that was my bad. But, like, that's the name of the game. Everyone copies everyone. You know what I mean? So, like... And Robbie almost didn't do it because it came from Stolen. Like, I don't know, it's stolen. I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, I can't go on a block without somebody asking me about these stupid fucking tires. So then Robbie did them. But I've always done the bike part shit, like with the stupid camo tires, but like the solid sprockets. They came back. Remember, I don't know if you remember, Garrett was riding the prototype in X Games like 10 years ago, and then all of a sudden they brought him back. All there, because I'm like, yo.
Just the disc?
Just a solid sprocket. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm even looking at it right now. But I'm like, bro, we've always fucked with that shit. Yeah. Like, oh, that's different enough. Like, let's try it, you know? So.
But how do you get hooked up from stolen from Brooklyn?
I mean, probably. What was?
Well, I mean, is it
probably email?
Does the come up exist at that point?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe I had to have emailed him. I was always big on emails. Like, I'm sure. Or who the fuck?
I remember
don't know.
Like Steve Woodward was on Greasy Comb at that time.
Yeah,
like, I remember when
yeah.
you were on, because that's like
the two Steves. And John Jennings was on.
Yeah.
John Jennings was on.
I knew about like Steve Woodward. That's kind of probably when I first started seeing you in like not split ads, but like other ads.
It was, yeah. It was always like, yeah, it was something like that. Like his shit would get ran. What's up?
I don't know. Just the first I Googled it and said the last time I'll ever talk to.
Oh, it's probably by Adam 22. Bitch ass motherfucker.
I don't know. Yeah.
Who cares? I don't know how that shit.
Yeah, were you and Adam friends back in the New York days?
Yeah, I didn't start the come up, but when he started that shit, I was like the driving factor behind it. Like, I'm like, yo, everyone hates this dude. All right, just come out and ride. And then I had basically a PeepGame policy for the come up. You know, I had Muffin Man, Sealy, Muffin Man, Sealy, all them motherfuckers.
So you were the one doing like the actual outside riding, and Adam.
Yeah,
was like
Adam would come with us though. Adam would come with us, like because all he did was play poker. So I'd be like, yo, you want to meet at the banks? And he would come out and whatever. But he was always. It was crazy around the come up time because. The anonymous comments. I remember going to his house and he'll be like, yo, you want to see what Jim Selinsky said?
Oh, he knew who
yeah, because it was the same IP. Like, Jim Selinsky would be like, yo, rad video. And then, like, 3 comments below would be like, yo, that kid fucking sucks. Like, this and that. And it'd be the same IP address. And we'd be like, no way, dude. Like, you know, so.
Fucking dirty. Yeah.
Yeah. It was gnarly back then.
I mean, there's a lot of people that cop to that now. They're like, yeah, we used to, like, just be ruthless in the comic section just to like get things going.
Now you gotta make a burner account to do that.
Yeah, right.
Crazy.
Yeah, Steve Croteau.
It's taken. Can you bleep that? Actually, I don't want anybody fucking going to that shit. You know, like, he'll get stoked.
But it's out there because I feel like a lot of people don't know. Like a lot.
I don't want them to know.
But he's out there fucking playing the.
Let him play, but look at how you reacted to it. You're like, nah, that can't be. You know what I'm saying?
It took me a minute. Okay. It wasn't right away. It was like a couple of interactions. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is happening? And then finally after the last one, I was like, dude, this is not him.
You know what? Like I'm so dumb. I believe the train thing. If I saw it, I'd be like, what the fuck, Steve-O saying?
I mean, I still believe. I don't know about this.
Just text me. You know what I mean? Screenshot it and be like, yo, for real?
Like, dude, you're losing your mind.
Yeah, exactly. Be like, yo, check on me. Like, if that's going on. Like, you know, like.
Cool.
Because that's not
so
me.
You don't got any worry about it then. Let's just not let people go over to that fake burner account. Fuck it.
So those early come up days, like obviously, like
I forgot
because
about
you kind of vouched for him at that point, and
100%.
it was like kind of brought him into the industry aspect of it because
100%.
before he was kind of outside internet commenter,
BMX forum guy, like
What was I had
BMX board.
I had San Diego BMX on there, but then I had a burner account called Laird's Goatee.
Oh, that was you?
Yep.
Yo, that's crazy, dude.
And then
I definitely fought. That's why we weren't friends. Probably we fought on BMX board. You knew who I was. I didn't know who you were. So I'm standing out there like, yeah, I'm Steve-O, and you're like,
I'm Laird's beard.
Yeah, we're like in the corner, like you don't even know. I ripped him a new one yesterday. Like,
and then
that's exactly what happened, Dennis.
And then
you guys go back on the internet.
Ryan Scher's username was Dave Mirror's Paychecks.
Yeah. I know that's your boy, but I don't even know what my problem is. He's had me blocked from the Sabrosa page for fucking 15 years. I never did nothing to the guy. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him.
Ryan,
the only thing he ever did was not get me paid by Chronic Energy Drink. Ooh. So like, the fuck, like,
damn, we are deep.
How could you get mad at me when I'm sitting in the fucking office with the guy who owns Chronic Energy? He's like, you didn't get your money? I was like, nah. He's like, oh. I'm like, oh, Cher stole my money? What? It was probably like $100. Like, you know, who cares? But like, just so funny.
That shit was good though.
Chronic was good.
Yeah, it did
Chronic
taste good.
Energy
It
was
was
They had
good.
a sick team, and there was that's before Red Bull.
Yeah, no, Red Bull was around.
It
I
was
remember
around,
being
Barely.
Yeah.
It was
It was right when they probably got like billions of dollars, so all these other energy drinks started like coming up. You know,
Okay,
remember
yeah.
like Buku energy drink, like mad
Buku.
weird. Dude.
Yeah, so maybe Red Bull was the only one. It was still the Red Bull gives you
because it was around that time.
It
They were
wasn't
doing
like the
Red Bull
three-
Halloweens and all
yeah.
that type of
Oh,
shit.
yeah, true.
Yeah. So, yeah, we rode for Chronic. I forgot who the fuck rode for it, but I remember sitting at a table at Vegas and being like, with the whole team looking around and be like, I sat right next
Sexton?
to the CEO. Yeah, Sexton was across the table. I just talked to the dude the whole time because I seen video. I was like, I'm trying to get a check, bro. Like, fuck it. I'm gonna just talk shit to everyone, bro. I remember sitting there and being like, I don't know.
Tyler. He was like
He was the TM at first, so that's how I know.
Yeah.
Well, like that's
I'm sorry,
how
Tyler. I haven't thought
Coleman.
about Coleman. Thank you. I was
Tyler
like,
Coleman.
he was a super cool dude.
Yeah, he's the
obviously
man.
goes way back with him. So
That's how we
Yeah.
all know Antonio.
yeah,
Is through Tyler Coleman.
Antonio Chava.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He came up through Tyler. Like Tyler had him like under his wing. So like Tyler had that Serenity shop,
Okay, yeah.
and we went out there to do a Fiend demo, and which was like the only time. I always was down to do shit like that. So like the guy hit me up, so I was like, "You hit up the right motherfucker." Like, Gary, you want to go to Arizona? He's like, "I don't know, I'm down." And then everybody else is down, and they're like, "I'm down to do a demo." Like they've never been asked that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so we went and did it. And while I was there, Antonio was just 12 years old, flying, talking shit to me though, like, "What's poppin', Kermie?" Like just talking shit the
Yeah.
whole time. So I'm like, all right, I fucking like this kid. I'm rolling blunts in the shop. I got hella kids around me watching me roll blunts. It's just chaos, bro. Like, and then we were done with the shit, and Tyler's like, "Yo, is it cool if I bring Antonio and Mark and all that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't care." And then Antonio sat right next to me. He's like, "What's poppin', Kermie? What we eat?" You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
all right. So we knew him for years. And then, just I used to hound Garrett for him to be on Fiend. I used to be like, just fucking hook him up, dude. Who cares? But you know, Gary, he's like, if I don't have a plan for somebody, I don't even want to waste their fucking time. Yeah. So for years, he's like, I don't know. And then Antonio was just always like, I just want to ride a Fiend, so I don't care. So he was like, all right, fuck it. Like, if you're not expecting nothing, let's do it. Whatever, you know? Like,
Antonio's a man. That's
yeah, he's the
good.
best.
Yeah.
But that's through Tyler. Like, Tyler was like this. He had a cover of BMX Plus when he was like 11 years old, 12 years old.
Antonio.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We were talking about the come up.
Well, then
BMX
Sport.
I know, we're all over the
BMX
place.
Sport.
I love it, but
So because that's what I was saying is that like I feel like you brought Adam in from BMX Board kind of into the industry.
Well,
and
he
stuff like that.
sacrificed. He was like, "Yo, I know you're trying to film a Shook part. I got a TRV 900." He sent me a TRV 900. I was like, "All right, cool. Like this guy's in." So when he's in New York, I'll fucking be his friend. Like, so that was all. It doesn't take that much for me to be like, "Cool, you're my boy." Like whatever, you know, I got your back. Like whatever.
That's a cool move. Send you the camera.
No, it was super cool. Yeah. And then like, yeah, I fucking used that camera to film all come up stuff, like all those old come up commercials and all that shit. He never asked me to film anything, but I was like, "You need a commercial? There you go. Here's some clips." You know, like it's but yeah,
and it just like started to, I mean, kind of fucking shook
that
the
shit go
industry,
crazy?
you know?
yeah,
like,
we didn't really know though. Like it was just because we've always done what we do. You know, like when John Hicks was following us around doing vlogs, we didn't start a vlog channel and fucking try to compete with him reviews. We're just gonna keep doing what we want to do, and then the other people fucking reap the benefits that we sort of do too. But like at the same time, I didn't know he was probably making 20 grand a month off the come up. You know what I mean? At that time, you know, like it would have been nice if he bought us all Chipotle, like, you know, something like that. But like, yeah, we didn't really know. We're just like, all right, cool. We just need something. And at that time too, it was, I don't know if you remember, you put something online, it's automatic 20,000, 30,000 views.
Yeah.
So if you knew how to use that and he email, that's all I need.
Well, it was before the war. It was before like social media, so it was kind of like war of the
Yeah, you wake
homepage.
up and you just
so
watch.
You go to Ride, you go to Come Up, or you go to Vital, and then so it became
There was no social media.
Yeah.
And if your browser sucked, you ain't going to Vital. You're going to Come Up, then possibly Ride, and then fucking Vital.
Yeah.
That was how it was, because Adam would wake up and boom, 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 post all the shit you
East
would
Coast.
post.
Yeah.
He would just post all the shit you would post, everybody's shit, you know.
Yeah.
And then the come up got the traction of all the comments. That's what started getting
honestly
fun
too, there was more flavor, dude. It was more like raw. It felt like the Wild Wild West, because it was like Adam could write a little fucking excerpt about the video parts he didn't like, and then everybody else was writing excerpts underneath, like you said, the comments too. But it was just felt like more like
it was a community.
It was raw. Yeah, it was raw. It was like a forum, but like
he could get
it
away.
was Reddit. It was Reddit before Reddit, basically.
Yeah. He could get away with shit that we couldn't get away with. If I said something negative about something, I get the fucking phone call 30
Yeah, but you
minutes
gotta
later.
stop being scared of that phone call, because
I'm not scared
the
anymore.
problem is
I don't give a fuck
sometimes I'll be
anymore,
catching you with the podcast. Sometimes I'll be like, I see something where I'm like, yo, he's playing too chill. Like, just be yourself. Who the fuck cares about the phone call? This is your shit, bro.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck if Sean McCanny's man on the East Coast threatening you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love that kid.
Oh my God, I lost a week of my fucking life.
But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta put the fucking foot down, dude.
I think I'm pretty good these days.
Yeah,
For the most part,
in a while, but I just
I'm
remember the
generally
Sean
not
thing.
scared. Yeah,
I love Sean, but I know he like kind of like you were kind of walking on eggshells around that time and whatever. But
yeah. I mean, I was walking on eggshells. I mean, my fucking call list that week.
Oh yeah, with Tyler and all.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry I called you out first with the Tyler thing, but I was like, bro.
Oh, that shit. Yeah,
I was like,
was that all the same week?
Yeah. That was all the same.
Yeah,
week.
it was all the
well,
same.
Sean used it as like Sean likes to latch on to things.
That's crazy.
But it was like, I mean, if you know me, it was like just an off the cuff. But I get it. I mean, I've said it on the fucking.
Well, that's
podcast,
why when
but
I hit
get
you
it,
up,
and, you know, and now, like if you see a fucking spicy comment from me, usually it'll be like 5 minutes later, it'll be like -RY.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like I'll like reply to the same comment.
Nah,
I'm like, oh fuck, I need to say
the
my
comment
name,
you left on
you know,
Finagle
so.
shit wasn't supposed to be spicy. I know you weren't trying to be spicy, but that's why I kind of yelled at you where I was like, just think about what you fucking say
exactly.
real quick.
That's all.
That's all. Coming from me is probably the worst messenger, but like, you know, I've seen it. I was like, who knows, whatever.
I'm an impulsive dude sometimes. You
No.
know, like and
well, and also you're just Ryan and Tyler's your friend, but you forget there's 100,000 people that saw your.
I probably forgot I was on the fucking account.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know, like
I that shit people just use as, like you said, a springboard. So they saw that and they're like, okay, if he don't like it,
you know, the best part was that I like reposted. I think I saw Ricani's thing or something, and it had like at BMX, or it was like, I think, you know, the algorithm delivers you like the thing that's fucking popping or whatever. Yeah. And then so I even like shared it on the at BMX account, and then the next one was like calling us out, and I was like, oh fuck, what did I say? Like, I literally had no idea. So.
And that led to the late night Ricani podcast.
Yeah. God damn, that week sucked.
during that time, because I'm on Ricani's, I try to be on everyone's side. But if I had to be like your fucking boyfriend, I'd be like, put your fucking foot down, dude. He ain't coming out here to fucking break your jaw. He ain't gonna, you know what I mean? He ain't gonna do nothing. Just be like, if you don't want to run this podcast or you don't want to do that, just do whatever the fuck you want, bro.
Yeah. But I mean, fuck. I mean, it was one of those things where like the only person's opinion that I really cared about, and Dennis will back this up, is his. Yeah. Because his name is on the fucking logo.
Yeah, I know.
So if he said no, then I was gonna be no. Yeah. But then he said, he was like,
well, you felt bad because you said something about him the week before, which kind of stemmed all the what Sean wanted to be like, yo, fucking.
Oh yeah, that was
it was
I had talked to him on the phone. I didn't really feel bad. It was because I said you don't show up at Trader Joe's, you don't get fucking your check, you don't ride your bike, you don't get your check.
Yeah, it wasn't wrong.
We talked about it, but it was,
it's just public. Like right now, exactly. Like I would be like, yo, shut the fuck up, like, you know, to myself. But it is what it is. Like I just wanted to get that point across that like this is your shit, like. No shoes, no service type shit. Like you don't got, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it is what it is.
I mean, you've heard me say it a couple times. I've lost money on but like I've lost sponsorships over the podcast.
And I told him to do the podcast, but I wasn't allowed to be in the podcast, and I was kind of like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he said no, Dennis.
But that's kind of what gets me back on your side, where I go, Sean, shut the fuck up. I'm doing this for you. This is my outlet. Like, you know, like
let me on there because I would have argued.
Yeah, he would have argued a little bit more, but it would have been no difference.
I can talk to Sean on the phone when all that was happening. We talked on the phone. We argued. It's fun.
Yeah, Sean.
I don't freak out. Like
Sean's a little bro, you know what I mean? He's a good little
cool.
bro. Like that's our generation little bro, you know? Like he stayed at the you know, but like when I seen that shit, that's the only thing I took from it, where I was like,
Sean likes arguing too.
Yeah, he
loves
it.
He
loves it.
You were just exhausted. You were literally like, let's do this podcast. Like, fuck.
I was talking at the fucking arcade with my 5-year-old at the time.
That
was our first conversation.
But that's where I go, I'm at the fucking arcade. Don't call me right
now.
Yeah. Post all you want. Go ahead, because guess what? It doesn't matter until I figure. Like, let me figure this out. It's my life. Like that's. Yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm on his side and your side at the same time. Like, you know,
how's he doing after like I feel like the FTI, the fuck the industry stuff.
I think he got a slice of fucking reality where it's like it's kind of hard to sell this shit. You know, like I mean, I think he's doing it in a cool way where he's like painting the stuff every day. And it's and he's like making tables and stuff. I told him to start vlogging that. Yeah. I was like, start filming those processes because you'd be surprised like how many people out there want to like I was like, do that because he's so talented. He's just a smart kid. Like he's talented
and talented.
He's just kind of a brat sometimes. You know, we're all kind of a brat sometimes. It is what it is. Yeah. But I think he probably thought that shops are gonna be like, yo, I need the frames, and he's like, all right, well, these are going. We'll see how it goes. And like also he was like riding a lot when he was like going. He wanted to fucking say shut the fuck up to everybody, so he's riding a lot. So who knows? You know, he's definitely still riding and stuff.
I think there was stuff where it was like they got the frames, and he was like, wait, I don't have boxes. Like I talked to Robbie a little bit, and Robbie said that Sean reached out to him to like help him out a little bit. And it's like, and it goes to show that
Robbie, you love being the good guy, man.
Yeah, Robbie.
He's always there to save you.
Yeah. Catch you a little bit. Yeah, a little.
I think it's a little bit of bullshit, but he knows who to tell his story to,
And I guess that's probably it. Yeah,
he's great at that.
PR. He's market. He's the fucking.
Sean might have called him and be like, "Yo, pick up some of my frames, dude." And he's like, "Yeah, dude. Sean called me to save him out of that pickle, man. I don't know. Like, I still love him, but like, I don't know, man." And then you're sitting there like, "Wow, Robbie's the man."
Yeah. Is this the train? This is the train heist all over.
Dude, yeah. Robbie knows who to call, when to call them. Like, it's you just gotta know. You just gotta know when that phone call comes in. You're like, motherfucker. All right, what do you want? Yeah. Like, you want me to feed your ego right now? I got you, bro.
I mean, the fact that he even answered the phone call though is like, I think it's pretty nice. So, whatever motives aside, it is still objectively
it's
nice.
His own fault.
Don't you work for Robbie?
No. I did a year, and I was like, can't do nothing. I was like, this ain't, like, go for it, dude. Like, I've set you 1,000,001 fucking designs. I was trying to roll this, I try to do this. Just hard. They're like such a small unit. That's all. There was no problem. Yeah, there was no problem. It's just, for what I wanted to do, I was just like,
I was going to say, dude, before we run off the Sean thing, I was just, whatever happened with Further? Remember how dope Further was?
Remember everybody saw PeepGame like selling a lot of stuff, and then all of a sudden everybody had t-shirt companies?
Okay, that's what it was.
Like, that's all, like, everybody did that.
That's what we were talking about before, where you're like, I was doing it, and then everyone started doing it. I genuinely fucked with Further, and then now he started the frame company. Sorry, I just wanted to,
you're
before
good.
we moved from Sean, it's like, it would have been cool if he did Further again, because I thought it was
Dude,
dope.
There's no point to doing anything that you don't love. If you don't love making clothes, there's no point to making clothes. If you don't love making fucking bikes and you don't want to see the bikes every day, don't fucking make bikes.
Okay.
Like, you have to see the shit every single day. Like, you know, like
100%.
it's
so
not
he
like,
probably got burnt on Further.
You don't like making videos, don't make fucking videos.
Yeah, it's just,
like,
what's the point of selling fucking 40 shirts every couple weeks? You know what I mean? Like, that's really what reality is. Like, you don't make a lot of money. Like, dude, I have the brand and all this shit, and it's like, I pay rent. You know, like, that's why we're doing the shoes. We're trying to grow, like, you know, because everybody makes clothes. Nobody really, like,
it's PeepGame.
Nobody's made this shit. I make this shit, though. This is, like, you know, some nice fashion shit. Like,
is that the main gig?
Yeah. That's what I've been doing for, like, 10 years now.
Yeah. And that's, like...
So you love it.
It goes back.
Yeah, I love it. Dude, I've been in this shit forever.
It's the email mentality. Like, I don't have a sponsor. I'm going to fucking email brands to get a sponsor.
I got made fun of hella by people, you know what I mean? But never in person. They're fucking back talking. They're probably emailing you like, yo, this Steve-O kid emailed me again today. And then when I walk into the ride office, you're like, I don't want to deal with him. Who are you here to see? I remember that happened a couple times, and I was like, Fudger really don't fuck with me. All right, fuck you, Fudger. It was weird, though, at that old ride office. It was mad weird, bro. Yeah. It was weird.
Which ride office is this?
The
Tustin
one, okay. But near S&M. I mean, I don't remember that, but...
No, you were going through... From different perspectives. They're probably hella busy.
Yeah.
I'm walking in thinking I'm a rider. Yeah. Like, thinking I'm king shit, and it was a little humbleness. Like, where it's like, yeah, who you here to see, bro? Like, whatever. like you ain't nothing. Like, not that you meant it like that, but I'm just saying is like, all right, cool. All right, we're in the transport office. I'm waiting for Z, you know, like whatever.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's
you've always been getting around.
It's funny how that shit fucking carries through the years, though. You know, you remember those interactions, and I don't, and it's like that's the shit that like you're dealing with a kid and you're not fucking cool, and then it just like
I've had kids hate me because they catch me on the wrong day. You know,
yeah,
like,
of course, yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. I don't take that shit to heart, but I just always, like, people will be like, well, you and Fudger don't get... I'm like, dude, I get along. We've been fucking... We dealing with each other 20 years.
I'll be honest. Like, it was the fucking... The domestic shit that fucking Adam put out. Because, like, I mean, I grew up... I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, I grew up in a single mom that I saw get fucking hit. And so, for me, I'm sure, you know, like... And I was like, all right, fuck that dude, you know, and obviously I listened to the Canode one, and obviously like time grows up, people grow up, you can forgive people for shit that they did or didn't do, like, but when I heard the Canode podcast and you told the story, it was like I put my hand on her neck to get her inside, and I screamed at her.
Wrong.
In Irvine.
You learn that eventually. Like, I learned that, but which is wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it is totally wrong, and I hate fucking talking about this because my girl hates that I talk about this.
But we don't have to dive into it super bad, but, like, I formed an opinion based off of that,
which is what he wanted.
And Adam,
he photoshopped the girl's eyes black.
I mean, I got photoshopped shit too, you know. So it was just a fucking weird time for the internet.
You Photoshop shit too? What do you mean?
No, I got photoshopped. Adam22 photoshopped me on shit too.
Oh,
you know, like that.
But
was
I'm just saying,
like
it just.
So what? This was some speculations on you, and he was making it look.
No. I got locked
What's
up. Oh, this is whatever. I got locked up as soon as I moved to California on some like bullshit, like fucking. Just being a kid, and like I fucking grabbed the back of my ex-chick's fucking neck, and we walked in the house, and I'm screaming at her, I'm telling my neighbors, call the cops, like thinking nothing to happen.
Thinking Brooklyn.
Yeah, thinking nothing's gonna happen, because I'm not, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, whatever. By the time the cops get there, shit's already done. I'm like, yo, I'm done with this shit. Let's get the fuck out of here. I let him in. They're like, knock, knock. Let him in. I'm like, yeah, come in. Who cares? What do you want? What do you want? You know? But I'm an idiot. I should have never let him in. But either way, they're like, can I speak to the girl? And then the girl's got like a red mark on it from like grabbing her on the back, you know? And they're like, oh, digital camera, like take a photo. And I'm like, I didn't think anything of it still. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm chilling. Nah, dude, I went to jail and then did like 3 months. The girl had to do like self-defense classes just to visit me like every fucking Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Like just to see me. And she had to wait in line like 3 hours every single day.
So you guys were still together? And
yeah.
What a mess.
It was fucked up, dude.
And then
it's a life lesson though, because like, after that, I ain't even arguing with you.
Yeah, right. I know.
You know, like
silence is golden.
Yeah, it's like I can't do it because I fucking hate jail. Like jail is terrible. You know, like anybody that brags about this shit, you're a loser.
Yeah.
Like you know, so
terrible.
But you can't go to sleep when you want. You can't wake up when you want. I like not answering anybody. You know, like it's crazy.
Yeah, 3 months.
Damn, I would think in jail you just sleep in.
No, they fucking don't want you
people
sleeping
screaming all night too and shit.
Yeah, I mean my situation was different. I was in Irvine, so it was like a work jail. So like they woke you up at like 5 a.m. to go pick the fields all day with like carrots and shit, which honestly made the time go quick. But yeah, it's just like gnarly. You know what I mean? You're like telling me when I can take a shower, who I can take. Like if the black dudes are in there, I can't take a shower or pee at the same time as them. There's like mad politics, bro. Like the whites have to stay with the whites, and then I was a problem because I'm friends with everybody. So I had to get into a fight the first week I'm in there. Shit was all crazy, bro.
They made you get in a fight?
Yeah, bro. They had me fight the white dudes. Because I wasn't roll. Like, it's like I was sharing food with Mexicans. So, like, yo, you can't share food with them. I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up. Because the kid who was in, like, the head of the white dudes, he's like a little 20-year-old from Huntington with all Nazi shit and stuff. Yeah, and I'm like, get the fuck away from me. And he's like, meet me in the showers. It's like, bet. I've been waiting to fight this whole time. Fucking walking out, start breaking his fucking shit down. And then he gets PC'd up. And that's it.
PC'd?
Like protective custody.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he was all fucking fucked up.
And then you were cool to do whatever you want with anyone?
Nah, it's just more or less was like, it was just more or less like, yo, let fucking this dude do what he wants. They were calling me spokes, no homo. Like, they were like, because of BMX bike spokes.
Yeah.
And they thought it was funny because it's like a gay term. But I was like, yo, say whatever the fuck you want, bro. Get me the fuck out of here. Like, I don't care. Like,
yeah.
I was
crazy.
I'm like blessed though, because God forbid something worse happened. Imagine I got away with grabbing it back, and then the next time I'm like, yo, you mush you or something like that.
Yeah.
Then you fucking really get a lot. You know what I mean? It's like a learning
6
experience.
years for that.
Yeah, because then I had to go to 52 anger management classes once a week that I paid for $100 every week. And fucking, you know what they tell you? They'd be like, why you fight with your girl? Oh, over the phone? It ain't your business. Every single time, every answer was like, it ain't your fucking business. That's none of your business.
Yeah.
Stay the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
So don't go through someone's phone. Don't do none of this shit. Don't fight over something. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But don't fucking force the issue.
Yeah.
You know? So that was like the biggest learning experience where I was like, damn, you can't control everything, you know? So I learned a lot of shit.
That's good. I mean...
And so this went public though?
But you had to follow.
This is how it's so funny how I love you so much because this podcast has made you tune into BMX so much more.
I know.
That when you were a kid, you had no idea what was going on at all at the time.
Turned me into a BMX nerd. I've always loved BMX, but I've never been the nerd. Like,
don't hate me, but I think when the Nike shit collapsed is when you really got BMX my shit. Like you really started
was like a second career.
Yeah, you started looking into the shit. You were like, we gotta fix this shit. Like that's when all of a sudden he was trying to concrete up the shit. You know, I was like, all right.
I don't think there was anything to fix, but I definitely had like it was definitely my second career.
No, I wasn't saying you fix anything yourself. I'm saying in general BMX.
No, that's what I was saying. I didn't never want to fix BMX. More myself. Probably.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just took it as like you were like. This is my culture. These are my people now. Like this is it. Like they were always my people, but now I really have to.
Well, Dennis is a lot like you. Idle hands, you know. Like he can't chill. So I feel bad because I hear about how much shit he has going on and how much people are asking him to do shit that I'm like, I feel bad asking him to
half
do
the time.
Yeah.
So that makes
and
it
I'm
hard.
like, hey, can you show up? Like, I'm like, fuck, can you show up 30 minutes earlier so we could do it? You know, like, so you could play Wii bowling with my kid, and then we can do a little commercial for the podcast. You know, like, and I hate asking him to do anything.
Yeah, but you're getting older, so this is like. You can say no to like, you know what I mean? You prioritize. This is your shit. You know, he ain't doing no podcast without you.
No, for sure.
Because I thought of that the other day when you said you couldn't do it because I was so locked in on coming down Sunday. I almost was like, yo, if it's all right, just me and Fudge could do it. Then I looked through the shit. I was like, dude, Dennis ain't never missed one. I was like, I'm not
I missed a few.
I'm just saying. I just looked through and I was like, I'm not doing that. I'll wait till he's okay.
No,
you know?
and I'm
glad you did it.
That's the goal.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's the goal.
I would have been bummed if that happened. You know, like because when they do. Like friends that I don't get to sit in, and I'm like, that sucks.
Because he won't watch a podcast afterwards.
Yeah,
either, so it would never.
I have. There was a point where I was listening to it, but then it's just hard to find time to really.
Sorry, imagine me fucking be like, yo, you see the new Max Miller podcast? Or somebody that's a crazy conversation.
Yeah,
Everybody tells you no,
yeah.
no. Like there's only a few of us that really care about that shit. That's why I noticed the spark in your eyes when you came back and the Nike shit was done and all this shit. And you kind of were like. What the fuck is going on? I gotta dive right into the shit again. Like that's how I felt. Like
I got a second chance.
Yeah.
I mean, you were always gonna be good no matter what.
Yeah.
I think it was just like just a realization. You're like, all right, word. Like these are my people. Like, you know, like that's it. That's all I've seen.
So fuck.
Pretty ignorant to the BMX whole like what was going on.
Dude, I remember going over your house and talking to you about shit with like market deadline times and. You didn't really ever pay attention. It was pretty fun. It was actually pretty fucking fun.
Yeah, I feel like we've had a lot of like nice like fun bar talks or that's a time.
But you're always just like in your own world, you know. The shit it would be like me and Connor like be like, no, I'm going to that rail, like shit, stupid shit like that.
Yeah, but
like
you guys have another drink. Like,
exactly.
All right,
exactly.
I'll lean into this tangent. What can we do that's better? Not talk over each other.
Yeah, my bad.
No. That's just the general. That's always the first thing that is going to be in the comments.
What
could we
podcast?
do? Yeah, what could we do?
No, I just think maybe certain people just like try to. I know you probably research a little bit, but I know you ain't prepping when you come in. You should prep a little bit. Just maybe like watch a couple videos just so you have a little taste, like you know, like whatever. But I think they're fine. Like they're cool. I just think a mix more of a mix. Like you need to reach out more and like somebody should be like a PR. Like Albert should be your PR person, where it's like I know who's in town. Let's get this guy on. Let's get this guy on.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, somebody needs to be.
Because I only have my people, and Fudger has his people.
Yeah,
so it's like not the biggest.
Like
world.
I said, the Miles one, it seemed like you guys were the most interested in like really like diving in. And I dude, like I said, I was not expecting it to be like that. I was like, fuck yes, Fudger, fuck yes, Dennis, good for you. Like
I love Miles.
No, it was awesome.
Yeah.
You could tell you love Miles though.
100%.
Like,
That's the thing.
He's such a
good because like the ones where we are excited, like when you're here, when Mike Aiken comes or Miles, like you can tell we're sparked up. You know?
What a group you just got lumped in there.
Oh, thank you.
the people that you're fucking. We've been waiting to do this one.
Yeah,
I wish I would have brought Garrett. My bad, dude.
Honestly, because you are like such a commanding voice, anyways. That like, and it's about you. So like, like that.
I just saw him like kind of be like kind of down. And I was like, I bet you these guys have never asked you to do it because it's scary to ask.
No, we asked him. He's going to do it when the video drops.
It is though.
You guys know when it's coming, right?
Well, I've asked Dennis before. I'm like, does Garrett like me? You know, like
what the fuck? Garrett's another one. He won't deal with you. Like, for the most part, if he doesn't like with you and you have to deal with him, he'll be like, it'll get to the point where it's like, yo, dude, just stay over there.
Yeah,
you know, he don't play games, bro. Like,
it's always funny. You know, you just like the self-confidence doubts, you know.
Well, he just don't like talking, really. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he don't like doing it. That's why when I saw him say, I was like, I was like, what?
I feel like Garrett likes to talk.
He does, but he's not gonna be like, yo, can I come on the pod? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he knows. We've definitely asked him. So it's always been when the Fiend video drops. Like that's
the joke is so funny. The midnight joke with you guys, it's coming any midnight. I got confirmation of when it was coming today, and I was like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He was like, "Oh yeah, Fudger knows." I was like, "All right, I won't blow it then."
I didn't say it.
Midnight?
No, it's not. It would be funny to drop midnight after my pod. No, it's coming. It's coming soon.
Yeah. It's in the works. I'll tell you afterwards.
It's going to be connected with you guys.
Yeah. So
how is it going to be connected with us?
You guys will know.
Yeah.
You will know, so you don't have to go any midnight now. But you should. That would be funny to build it up, like any midnight. Any midnight.
This is exciting.
Well, he said that recently, or he said that on the Max one, and I was like, I'm
so
shut the fuck up. So,
oh wait, who said it?
I think you said it on the Max podcast. Or on
you guys always mention it. It's funny. It's like one of the little ticks. You know, it's like fucking. When me and Kano would go on, I'd be like, "What's my dog's name?" Because Sean was like, "You don't know my dog's name," and like was bugging out of Kano, and like Kano was like, "Fuck this," and ended the whole.
One of the greatest moments.
So funny.
I think I've told you about it.
No.
Oh god, this is like.
Dude, I did a podcast.
I witnessed it live.
That's
I
crazy.
I caught it at the very end. They were doing these lives on Canode Sing that were pretty awesome. Like, and it was just. I would just
get all the homies. I would be like, "Yo, Canode's trying to get on the live," and I'd be like, "Yo, Billy, get on and talk about the thing." It's like, "I'm gonna wait to talk about that for my pop." I'm like, "Get the fuck on the fucking live, dude. Nobody's gonna remember your fucking shit, bro. Get the fuck." So I would get everybody on. I had Frico on. I had Daisuke from Japan on with Frico and. It was funny, but I had Sean on. He's like, right when you were doing all the podcast shit, so I was like, let's get this fucker on to show his like nice side. I thought he would be nice. He was hella nasty to Bobby, dude.
So
Bobby was not, and Bobby was not understanding like the humor, and I'm like inside like, no, stop, like chill. And he's like, and Bobby's like. He didn't know how to handle it, so he just shut the live off. He was just like, "Fuck this." It was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, he was like,
he literally saying something about the dog's name.
Yeah, he was like, I was like, "Oh, Leo, fucking get Leo in there." And then since it's all choppy, Bobby was like, "Oh, is that your dog? Is that your dog?" And like, "What's your dog's name?" And Sean was like, "You don't know my fucking dog's name? He's got more followers than you, fucking Bobby Canode." And that's where Bobby was like. All right, dude. I don't know what's going on, and like, and I was like, no, he's joking. He's joking.
Like, he's like, you are the most combative person I've ever met in my entire life.
Bobby said that?
Yeah, and he was like, I'm fucking done. Bye.
Yeah,
and then the live stream ends.
It was fucking funny, dude. I think I pop in for like another second and be like, yo, my man.
It was good. It was great. It was fantastic.
It was like Stevie and Sean, and then I think it was me, Stevie, Sean, and then Jack Haneke was on it. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Jack Haneke was in because I was like, Jack, jump in, whatever.
Oh, it's too funny.
Those things are fun. They maxed out at like 30 people in the chat, so it's really not like anything. It's like same people are always in there.
Yeah. So
they were fun though. If he promoted them well, like with like
certain
clips,
time and stuff.
Bro,
like
there's
that.
some clips that I have chopped from it. I'm like,
what are they on Instagram?
No, it's on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sick.
It's
like
just
a
in the
30-person board.
No, it's like two. It's just me and Bobby. But in the chat, I'm saying it maxes out at like 30 people watching.
Yeah.
So it's not that serious. It's like, all right, dude, if you're going to talk shit to me in the chat, yo, Bobby, send them the link. Click the link, get him in.
It will be a split sometimes with 4 people and stuff, but then they'd be watching videos and stuff like that.
That's cool. Those are somewhat private.
Cool.
If only like 30 people can get in.
Yeah, it's chill. It's like whatever.
You got in there at the end and you got to see all this?
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, you could just click it like when it's going. Like,
I think
so anyone can get in?
Yeah, anyone can. It's just not like, it's
people
not
aren't really on
Yeah, exactly.
Dennis is saying he doesn't understand YouTube Live basically right now.
I just did.
It was saying the difference between who's on the live and then who's in the chat. So like 30 people watch the live, but then like they would have to send the invite to like certain people to be part of.
To be in the video. Yeah, you have to like if somebody's talking in the chat, I'd have to be like, "Yo, Bobby, send him the link. Get him in here. Show your face, bitch." Like,
okay.
Yeah. I think I did it one. I think I was on there for like 10 minutes one time after I had an edible to go to sleep, and I was like, I am fucked up right now. I was like,
"Yo, we got ourbmx poaching over here, dude." I was like, "Get in here, show your face."
That's it.
It's pretty fun. Bobby's got like a weird personality where he's like, you could joke with him all the time, but you could tell he's like a favorite child. Like he's like this, you know what I'm saying? Like he definitely like was always like a cool guy in school, like always the attention. So if any, like
he's a likable guy.
Yeah, he's likable. So like with the lives, I think he got a little upset that it became more like the Crow show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like like all right, like let's take a break on this. And then he was doing the mediocre at best, which is. That video is fucking awesome.
It's amazing. Yeah, I love it.
I didn't think I was gonna like go like watch the whole thing. I think I did. I knew I was gonna watch it, but like really enjoyed
one sitting.
The whole thing is so like even Morty's part is so fun to watch.
Yeah,
like the whole Clay's part is fucking sick. The whole video is fucking
put together so good,
dude. It's a story.
It's
a yearbook.
It's
it's like all these notes essentially. Like I love you. Like it's like that's what it is.
It's like a
homage
good feeling
to friends.
deadline. Like you know what I mean. Like a low, like not lower. You know what I'm saying? But like not as pretentious,
Yeah.
but it's got that same vibe, like in the intro, like guess who's back? Man, you know what I mean? The whole shit is just so good, bro. I wasn't expecting that shit, but after you gave him hell about the Nora Cup, about not even being, that's where that video came from. So that video, he's like, yo, I better be on the list this year, bro. Like,
I have no idea. Maybe not.
Sorry, we'll pay for you to. You'll be number one.
The Venmo link is the Venmo QR code.
You're gonna win this year, Bobby. Don't worry, I got you.
What was the thing with the first mediocre at best didn't get on?
No, it was on there, but he was convinced for some reason that it was in second place, and I'm such a fucking nerd that I looked up the fucking Excel doc, and I was like, sorry, dog, you were fifth.
Yeah.
You know?
It fucked him up, though. In the live, you could tell he just, like, the whole energy.
You said that in the live.
Oh, yeah, because I looked it up. I was like, all right, let me find it.
His whole energy was like, he's like, this is kind of funny, but
like,
still, like,
yes,
he was like, dude, I believe that for, like, the last 10 years, bro.
It changed his idea.
Yeah, it fucked him up, but I really think that was motivation to, like, not that he was thinking about anything like that, but I think it was like, yo, fuck this is my last video. I'm gonna make this shit like for real, and it was
getting second place at least.
It was.
It's a different era. He has a chance. All right, so I'm gonna wrap it back up because obviously we talked about the low light in life, but then you and Adam had a fallout before that, I assume.
Yeah.
So he just like was super vindictive.
I don't really want to fucking talk about the dude because he's going through it right now. He's a fucking Adam 16 predator, but like,
is he?
That's what they call him. They call him Adam 16 now. Yeah, I swear to God.
I saw the stuff about being broke.
You know what I think it is? Like, you know what I always said this about the Adam and me thing because I never did nothing to him.
Yeah.
He started fucking playing into the shit, saying "fuck me," blah blah blah. Wanted to see how far he could take it. He wanted to see his power, right? Because it really was.
Can I destroy him?
It really was at that point. I think everyone looking in, it was almost an example. Like, don't fuck with Adam now. Like, because everybody really did back the fuck off, except me. You know what I mean? So like, I think that's what it was. And fucking, what is it? The 48
is this LA days or back in the.
I was living in Orange County because I got stuck out here on some probation shit.
He was back in New York at that time?
Yeah. He wasn't living out here. Yeah. He's a fucking loser. But, yeah, that's all that was. I think it was really like, fuck it. He's already going down. I want his girl. Like, you know, like type shit. And it was like, it's just like, losers are losers, bro. Like, you know, like I could never, if I see somebody in the BMX world with a girl, I ain't hollering at her.
I mean, you know, him and I have that same.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Issue.
Yeah, exactly.
And he did the same shit to fucking Aaron. And he did, and he literally called it recycling.
Well,
like,
you know what? You know what it is because
yeah.
you don't have no self-esteem to actually approach a new. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he married a bitch just to get more pussy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he literally did that just so he could get more pussy. How crazy you got to be to like marry a girl you don't even like so you could be.
I mean, I don't know any details.
I know. I'm just saying we're going too deep. But this podcast, buy the fucking shoes, man. Damn, bro. Like, you gotta be hot right now with the murder, the Adam 22.
But that
like probably thinks I'm crazy.
Hopefully he's asleep right now, but probably not. But I'm gonna install. He's like, there's a lot of F words. I'm gonna install some fucking insulation in the wall tomorrow. Like, I've been talking. Yeah, I've been talking about it for a while, but my wife is gonna be like, yeah, do that.
Today is the one.
That shit is so juicy though with Adam 22.
No, but like,
it gets you heated.
But it was such a.
It's not
because it culminated like I don't know if you and him ever.
No, you're right though, but it's not
interesting.
But you and him, I don't know if you and him ever fought, but it was like you and him almost fought.
No, he sucker punched me at the premiere, at the Primo premiere. And you know whose fault that was? You know whose fault that was? Bitch ass Robbie. Robbie saw him walking out. Was like, yo, what's up with your man Steve over there? And that's why Robbie. We could fuck with Robbie, we love Robbie, but we know you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and everyone ratted on him, and Nair. And the only reason I hit him back was because I was hanging out with E-Man Boy, Nate Morshan, all that time while they're filming for that video we went to for the premiere.
Yeah.
So as Nate's driving me to the train station to go home, like before the premiere, it's like, yo, Steve-O, please don't fucking hit this guy. Don't do nothing. If anything happens to you, I promise you, I'm gonna fuck him up. And I was like, all right. and I got sucker punched before I could even turn around. Nate Morshan just fucking bashing his head on the floor like 20 times, bro. It's bad.
Morshan's a beast.
This is Adam.
Oh, he fucked him up.
Yeah,
bad.
Morshan.
I got kicked in the face by the bitch because when we were on the floor, he sucker punched me, and then I started hitting back. We were on the floor, he kicked me, and that fucking tooth went through. And then I stole $20 from Chase Hawk or Eddie Cleveland, one of the motherfuckers. They were like, yo, you want a drink? I was like, nah, give me the 20. And I put the 20 in my pocket. I was like, fuck y'all. Like, all y'all pussy. Like, yeah, Yeah, for real. They were all pussy. Like,
those Long Beach days were fucking.
They were
loose.
pussy. Like everyone was
days.
pussy because nobody liked dude. But then fucking bitch ass Robbie, he fucking you let you. Yeah, that's what he does. He always exit on. You know.
I mean, it probably was gonna happen either way.
No, it wasn't. He was walking back to the car.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's the craziest part. Yeah. Everyone ratted Robbie out.
Adam was.
Yeah.
It happened before the video premiere.
No,
right?
it happened after.
Oh, I must have left.
That's why fucking Nate was so mad because the whole fight got pushed into the projector, and he was like, that's what he was scared of was breaking the projector, and that's why he really came in and fucked this dude up.
You know what's funny is that the time you and I.
Dude, I think I went. What video was that?
Primo.
I think I went to that one and left, and I remember all this shit. Like hearing the story because I left before.
It must have happened like late in the night because I lived in Long Beach.
Leaving.
Yeah,
it was by the college.
Yeah,
like over.
Kind of. He was leaving.
It was on 4th.
But it was whatever. It don't matter. Remember Tony's friend Giant. At the time, Giant was like, I'm going to go kill him. Yeah. I was like, yo, fuck this dude, bro. I'm going to get stitches. We out, bro. Fuck this. Because I was on probation at the time. So that's why Nate Morrison was really like, bro, you hate jail.
Yeah.
Don't put your fucking hands on him. And I promise you, I got your back. And I was like, all right, bet. And he did.
Man of his word.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he didn't like him. Nobody likes the dude.
Yeah.
So Nate was just looking for an excuse to really like, oh, word? You know, like.
Yeah. He was pretty fucking
nobody liked him.
Unsavory at that point.
Yeah, nobody liked him.
And then, but I mean, obviously people came around.
You know what's funny though? Hip hop thinks that we love him.
Yeah.
So I'll be in the comments, BMX been kicked him out. What the fuck you talking about? He ain't got no home here. Because they'd be like, yo, go back to BMX. I'd be like, my man is not welcome. Yeah. Like, I promise you, if you see me at a skate park, we go back to when we were 16 years old. Like, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like,
yeah, that is crazy.
Because I don't even want to.
It's funny. Well, we don't have to harp on it too much, but I honestly thought you guys kind of hashed it out.
We did because I dead the beef every time. Because he'll act like, if I got beef with you, I want to fight you.
Yeah.
If you say there's no beef, there's no beef. I'll go to OSS. You guys can sell PeepGame, blah blah. But somehow this motherfucker every time turns on the beef. I went to the OSS premiere recently, the one that they had like a year or two ago. Mm-hmm. We went, the motherfucker pulls up. He says some crazy shit to me. I'm about to fight him. Yeah. At his premiere, his girl looking at me like, is this finally gonna happen? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I swear she's looking at it like, yo, finally. Like, you know, like beat the fuck out of him. But I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get shot in my fucking back. Let's get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah.
Let's get the fuck out of here with this fucking loser. And nobody even fucking likes you here, bro. This is your spot. You just paid $5,000. Nobody even likes you here, bro. How crazy you feel? Half the audience just left because they saw you do that to me. Wow.
Yeah.
Walked away like 30, 40 kids.
It is.
And then his boy House Phone's DJing up there, hit me up. Yo, where you at? You know what I mean? Like, he's just a scumbag. Like, he's a scumbag.
Yeah. I mean,
nuts.
It goes deep. It goes deeper for you know the because I feel like I've always said. You know, did he do Kanode's podcast recently? Like somewhat recently, and then
Kanode is a view whore, so he was like, "Yo, let's do that," you know.
But like, I mean, your podcast may have more views than Adam 22.
Yeah, I think more people are interested in my shit. His shit got more clicks. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that's also, I think fucking Kanode actually looked up to Adam. That's the craziest part.
Yeah, he did.
That's to me, I was always like, that's crazy. But when he told me that shit, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. But little things like that, I think he understands. Like, yo, bro, like. I can't even say nothing to Steve about if he wants to say fuck Adam, like it's fuck Adam, bro.
Yeah,
like,
of course,
you know,
and I assume everybody knows that it's your opinion, not necessarily mine. I'm not saying not fuck Adam, but like what I was gonna say
that. I mean,
well, yeah, is that like the ride?
I mean, he punched you in your face, right?
He never punched.
Oh, I thought he punched you in your face. He said he punched you in the face and knocked you out, bro, over that chick.
No, never. I'm not a liar. So
no, I don't believe that you're a liar.
That absolutely
that's
never
funny,
happened.
bro.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Never.
That's what I heard all these years, bro.
The closest,
and I didn't believe it because I know this man don't punch nobody. Yeah, I'm like, bro, what?
That never happened. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
What I was gonna say is that, like in the Kanode podcast, he talks about how he kind of like lamented the idea of like how he pitted the internet versus magazines, like in that he like kind of wished that he handled it differently because he handed it at such like odds that it was like fuck Ride because if Ride exists, the come up can't thrive.
If y'all accepted him, if you like showed him love, there would have been a collaboration. Like, you guys could have worked together.
Yeah, but he didn't earn it. He never earned
exactly,
it.
But that's the old school mentality. Yeah. So that's on some Nigel shit, too, where, oh, y'all didn't let me in? Cool, I'm not going to let you into my world either when I build out my world. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened.
That's kind of fair enough.
That's what happened with Adam. Is like, yo, if y'all accepted him, guess what? Y'all would have been thriving together. But the fact is, he's a dickhead. So nobody wanted to work with him, number one. Number two, it did seem like competition. And then, he wants the kids to fucking feel like he's a rebel. So he's like, yeah, fuck right, blah, blah. Dude, he started the whole fuck J. Cole thing that, like, had Lil Pump and J. Cole beefing. And then Lil Pump takes the rap saying he started it. No, Adam started that. I remember that. I remember being on the block and he'd be like, yo, fuck J. Cole. And then everybody laughed. He's like, oh, that hit? Cool. Fuck J. Cole. Like, you know, like, he's just a loser, you know? Like,
yeah. I mean, he plays a game, whatever that fucking game is.
It's the internet game. He was the first, like, troll, like.
It seems bizarre. What do you, like, when I click it, every once in a while I get delivered something and I'm like, fuck, it seems so tiring.
Nobody likes
it. Like you see shit and he's like the amount of bullshit that he must deal with. You know, like I watched a video of like
my normal friends that aren't even really into BMX or aren't into BMX at all know about Adam 20.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I hear stuff.
You should judge them. About this, and you should judge them and be like, oh, you watch that content? Damn, I should probably prick off from you because you a loser too. Like you watching that shit.
I think they just see like the headlines.
Nah, I know.
Like, it gets that big and they follow like big news.
Yeah,
or whatever. Big news, whatever.
Nah, people always would stop and be like, oh, you friends? Like, dude, I was at some weed event. My girl works for a weed company, so we were at some weed event. And Snoop Dogg's filmer comes up to me because he knows I ride it. He's like, yo, check this shit out. I just got this. And it's an OSS shirt. I said, yo, burn that shit. And he was like, huh? He looked all confused. I'm like, yo, burn that shit. Fuck that pedophile motherfucker, bro. And he was just like, I was like, yo, for real, get that shit away from me. Like, I don't even know why you got I thought it was a joke, bro.
Yeah.
Because he thinks it's like BMX.
Yes, he thought it was like that happens to me a lot, bro. Shit. Especially in fashion. Like, oh, I seen you in the old No Jumper vlog. So I'm like, yeah, it's all good, bro. Fuck that bitch. Like, you know, like it is what it is.
It's funny because I literally thought you guys were like...
I always made up because there's no reason. Like, to me, it was like... We were so... Like, everybody was riding... You know why? Began in the house, Stevie in the house. Those are my good friends, bro.
Yeah.
So, like, if I got a beef with this idiot... And there's no real beef because you're not going to fight me. And if I don't got a fucking problem with you, I'm not about to be like, yo, fuck you, Adam, blah, blah, blah. If you got a problem with me, let's fight. Like, let's do it. He's just a pussy, bro. He's just a fucking bitch. But that was really what it was. It was more or less like, oh, everybody's vlogging, everybody's riding right now. Cool, like... John Hicks, so everybody's around. All right, I ain't gonna be the dickhead to stop this fucking flow right now. You know, like it is what it is. So that's why when I went to go say what up to him at this premiere, he's like, I'm like, oh, you trying to cool guy me? I'll fucking kill you, bro. It was over a comment. I left a comment when he was going through his shit because his shit's been dying. So someone said something. I was like, yo, there's a reason he got no real friends around him. That's all I said. I didn't say nothing like, you know what I mean? I just said, yo, there's a reason there's no real friends. And I think he fucking was like, you know what? Because he was
too
like...
deep.
Yeah, he was... Deep. Yeah, no, well, and then under that, I said, hi, Adam. Like, you know, like, whatever. But, so when he was like, yo, you know what you said? I literally didn't know because I was like, I didn't think that was bad. Yeah. I thought I was just being honest. Like, yo...
Too real, though.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, word, we got beef. Fuck you, dude. Get the fuck away from me. Get your little hood friends away from me, too, before I have to fucking really crack them, bro.
Dennis is like, all right, fuck it, beer.
I have Dale's.
I know, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
No worries. I just think it sucks. That sounds shitty. And it's
I hate talking about that.
We don't need to talk about him anymore.
Yeah.
It sounds
well, that's what I was
going to
say. I was like, let's switch gears. Let's talk about something more positive because I feel like deadline days, obviously, like kind of touched on Atlanta. At that point, I feel like it was deadline.
Yeah,
for sure.
Course,
it was a deadline trip. And I went and I covered the trip. Deadline. It was a official deadline trip, and then there was supposed to be Ty's thing, but like that seemed like such a long phase. Obviously, it was 6 years in the end.
I don't know, maybe 6, 5. I have no idea, honestly. I just remember
the whole deadline era, like the whole
just the
filming.
whole
era. I just remember
like,
I came
pre-beginning.
Well, what made me jump in with them was I was always friends with Garrett, obviously.
Yeah,
Garrett had his own crew, but Garrett was always defending me online, like while everybody was trying to bash me, like during those stages.
What was Garrett's BMX board name?
No, he didn't have a BMX board, but I just remember him fighting with people, being like, "Yo, that's something. That's your good friend, like, you know, whatever." So I would always, we'd always talk, and he's like, "Bro, we've been filming. Can't wait for you to get home." Blah blah. So I finally moved back to New York, and dude, the second day I was home, I showed like Augie and all them pulled up to the house, and it felt like I was like, "Oh, let's do it. Like this, we're really doing this. All right, cool." So then, I just was like, all right, we're filming for deadline, so I would just stay with Garrett as many days as I can. If he wanted to drop me back in Brooklyn and get rid of me for a week, go ahead. Like, I would just tag along because like I didn't have a job or nothing like that. So
And you guys aren't too far apart at that time.
nah, it's like an hour or whatever. And I would always like
You could just crash at the house.
Yeah, I would
What was
always
the name
just-
of the house again?
Hell House.
Hell House.
I hate that fucking name.
You never moved to San Diego, huh?
No, I did.
You
I did. Yeah, me and Augie drove out together.
After they moved to that SDSU house?
No, it was the other house, the
Oh, the one in South Park.
not the Grape Street house, the next one with the up and down.
Okay, so you guys came just a little bit after the rest of the boys did?
Yeah, and we came during what the fuck was that storm? Hurricane Sandy.
Huh.
We left like an hour before it hit.
Damn.
Augie was like, "Yo, we gotta leave at 4 p.m." And yeah, we left. When we left, my mom's calling me. The house is flooded. We're both getting calls again. I'm like, "All right, Batman's in here. Cash is in here."
Those
Love
are the
you,
dogs,
Mom.
I assume.
The dog
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the cat. They're like me and him threw the cat and the dog together, and they never met each other. They just kind of posted up
Oh,
together.
I know what house you're talking about. The one like it was down the driveway, right?
No, that was Grape Street, I think.
Oh, so you were after that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, they had a lot of houses. Because I only went
few.
to the state one.
There was a few.
They had like 3 or 4, I think,
There was a
before
state
that
one,
house.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's when Garrett was like, I've had enough of a BMX house. Deadline's over. Let me go buy a house, bro.
Okay, so you were only here for a little bit until he.
It was like probably a year, 2 years, or something like that. I don't know.
That was a little bit because the other guys were here for a long time.
Yeah. San Diego's cool. It's just a different vibe for me. Like,
Yeah,
Slow.
It's just I can't even pedal around the neighborhood without feeling like I'm in like fucking Portland or something. Like I just feel weird. Like it's not like even downtown don't feel like like a city. You know what I mean? Like,
No, you're right. LA has a real city feel.
but
You're
even
from
that's
Brooklyn.
like even LA. I'd be telling people like, bro, this is such a fake city. Like you know, like it's
Coming from New York,
big
it's
and
never
dirty,
nothing
though.
is ever
like
gonna.
as far as like
yeah.
city. It's like San Diego's little.
You go downtown
little and
LA,
dirty.
it's like 10 blocks radius, like pretty much. Like realistically, like it ain't.
You're used to such a. To me, LA's big. You're used to such.
It's
a
so
fucking, Manhattan's so big.
Yeah.
like that's a beast. The biggest in our country.
Oh, you're gonna bust out.
I mean, I feel like
Yeah, let's.
I
see
remember
those part
when
roll.
this fucking video came out on
That premiere,
YouTube.
dude.
We were
There he is.
tripping the
Yep.
fuck out, yo. I was trying to get these kids to delete this shit so bad.
I remember the premiere. Like Tony was finishing the
stressing.
video. Like God.
I was
got it
drunk
done,
by the
though.
time you all got there. I was like blackout by the time everyone got there because me and Augie held down the venue the whole day.
I feel like I was like one of the first people.
You
there.
were. You were.
Like me and my little crew. We were
Yep.
like, "Where is everyone?" And we
Yep.
just started.
I was
partying.
like, yo, get pizza. Dennis is here. I'm like, yo, there's an open
I don't
bar.
think the video started for like 5 hours.
It started at like 11
It was a
p.m.
while.
It was sick.
So you edited this intro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
with the-
Tony fine-tuned it.
Yeah.
But
Such a sick intro.
Yeah.
I didn't know you edited this. Did that
This-
break Colin's fingers right
honestly, like I said, it's a little bit more tied in together. Like in these like title clips, there's probably
Yeah,
like
that's
3
very
bah, 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 like you know what I mean. Like
yeah.
it was a very like my style edit. Like da 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 da.
Do you
da,
still
da, da.
have it?
It's probably on a G on
It'd
the
be
G
sick.
drive.
It'd be sick to fucking put that up as like a.
I did it sneakily though. I did it in my room. Like nobody could come in, and Lacey was staying with us at the time, and I remember he knew I was doing it, Colin knew I was doing it, and Augie, and they just would sneak in and be like, "Oh yeah, that shit's fire!" Like because I didn't want to tell Garrett because me and him butt heads on ideas so much. I was like, I don't even want him to be like, I don't like the song, I don't like this. I just didn't trust Tony. I was like, bro, I need this shit to feel how we feel, bro. Like,
Yeah.
because we were fighting, bro. Like Augie wanted to kill Ennis at one point. Like for real, he's like, the video better come out tomorrow. Because at the time, Augie got an offer to be FDNY. He got for fire department. You
Yeah.
wait on that list for 20 years, bro. You don't get a call. So he finally got a call, and he's like, "What the fuck do I do?" And deadline wasn't out yet, so he had to make a decision. Like, do I go be a fireman and like this is the rest of my life, or do I stay here and do this? He stayed. He didn't go be a fireman, but like that week alone was like very tense.
Yeah.
Yes, it was very fucking tense, and you couldn't really understand and put yourself in his shoes. You know?
Especially, I mean, his dad was 9/11.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like you got your dad telling you like this is a great opportunity. I'm sure his dad's so fucking cool. He probably didn't put no pressure, but he probably felt some fucking pressure. So he was putting the pressure on us that whole week too. And then finally, somehow, I think he moved out for a little bit. The Augie grind. But yeah, nah, fucking.
Fuck, this video brings back
Yeah.
good memories.
Where was the premiere at? I mean, I was there.
right-
I'm
It
just
was,
trying to remember the
LA.
venue.
It was called the Bootleg Theater.
Bootleg theater.
Yeah, me and Augie, I made Augie drive up to LA and look at venues one day. And I was like, yo, Garrett, they said this amount of money for open bar. Like, you want to do? He's like, down, let's go. So we did that. And then the fans premiere. Like, Jared, what's his name? fuck's the band's name? Batters. Batters let me do it. So it was cool. It was a cool fucking thing. I remember.
You and Crawley get along?
Yeah, we like bumped heads in the beginning, but like.
You guys seem real different, but at the same time, Crawley's really real. So, like, as far as, like, he's going to say something,
He's also, like, when he was, like, doing this shit, I think he thought, like, I think it was more of, I'm going to be Garrett's right-hand man. Yeah, I almost commented that, and I was like...
that. I
no
swear.
way.
I swear to God.
I'll pause this right now because it didn't Max Miller ABDU. Didn't he? He does feeble over feeble.
Oh, that's on like an outlet though. It's like a completely different thing.
No. It's on the. Isn't it in the video? I'm spacing.
Oh, on like the square rail.
Funny.
Yeah.
I don't watch this in so long, and I was like, I wonder if someone's done this. You know.
That's so funny. I saw the clip and I was like, come on, dude, leave Garrett alone. But then I was like, dude, this is probably homage to Garrett or something. That's what I really thought.
I like forgot. So it is homage. Me being dumb.
Yeah, well, but me and Corrali, we always got along. He just, like I said, I think he had big dreams at the time, and I think that he probably was like, I'm with Garrett. I'm gonna be the next. I'm like nice, you know. He knows he's good, so he's probably like, wait till I get this little part off, and then But it took so long.
Yeah,
that was the only thing. It's just maybe it would have worked out in the way he thought if he came out a little bit sooner, but also. It wasn't a full package when he wanted it out. You know what I mean? Maybe his part would have stood out a little bit, but not really. Just all this shit would have been done. That's why I was like, I have to make an intro. I was like, this shit would have been God, bro.
Oh, this was gonna just get.
Yeah, it was all extra shit. Yeah.
Shit.
I guess in the sense of like Tony is like, he's probably fucking whatever editing brain he's in. I don't want to say scattered or stressed out or whatever, but like the intro sometimes gets edited last.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't have been done for that premiere. Like if we like waited, if I didn't like be like, all right, I'm gonna try this shit. We wouldn't have. I don't think we would have had an intro that night. We probably would have fixed it after for production, whatever. But
shout out to
that was weeks. That was weeks and weeks of like editing. I remember.
Was that was just a video, just the intro?
That was just the intro. Well, that was the full video, but the quality was dog shit, so that's why I switched. Is your part on the come up?
No, it was one of the only parts that never got posted. Yeah, it was crazy. And I like lined that up so all the parts got posted. It was crazy. Yeah, I don't know how to like I said, I always tell everybody, I'm like, if I went to a therapist and explained all my issues with people, they'd be like, who's the common denominator, Steven? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's exactly what would happen. And it'd be like, you're a little crazy, Steven. I think it's you. Like, it's like, no, motherfucker. Like,
it's this guy, Adam.
Well, no, it's not him. It's just in life in general. Andy, the filmer, broke it down. He's like, you know what it is, dude? I think you're just very fucking blunt to the point where, like, some people can't fucking handle it. Like, they read it the wrong way, or like, you know what I mean? It's just like, some people don't want to be told the truth, or like, you know what I mean? Like, some people don't want to hear it the way that you want to present it. Like, you might have to, and he's like, you're not going to change, so who the fuck cares?
Well, I feel like maybe the term is like straight to 100. Where it's like people like expect like a slow roll into something, and you're like, yo, if you keep talking, we're gonna fight. And then they're like, oh fuck. And then they keep talking, and there's like, they're kind of calling your bluff. I'm just using fighting as an example. And then they're like, oh, fuck, he called my bluff. Now we're fighting.
Yeah,
like where it's like, sometimes I feel like I've kind of gotten that way as I've been older, where I'm like, hey, I'm just going to tell you everything I feel right off the fucking bat so we can end this fucking conversation early. We don't have to fucking worry about your feelings or my feelings and just fucking get there.
Yeah,
people, especially when you're young, you deal with it poorly, And I feel like you're not afraid to fight.
Either, I'm getting older, so it's not. I don't want to fight, but at the same time,
Steve-O threatened to fight me before.
I only said that for the Tyler comment. I just wanted to scare you.
No. The call over Dugan's.
I don't even remember what.
It was a Vice. It was a Vice.
Oh, that was crazy though. That was a little crazy. It was like, all right. Dude fucking including me for no reason in this BMX shit. You're like, yo, look at the representation they got for BMX. And I was like, I want to fuck. It at all. Yeah, it was. No, it was.
I know exactly what it was. And we'll fight.
Oh, I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, then I'm crazy.
No, because Tom and I had like an online running joke of basically anytime BMX made it to the mainstream, it was like, we made it. And that's all it was.
Yeah, so that's like, I interpreted we made it into how I just said it. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then finally I was texting Steve-O, and I was like, fuck, he's just like not understanding at all. So I called him, and he just like answers the phone yelling at me.
At that point I was like, it's already done, whatever. Fuck you, dude.
And literally I'm like, yeah, but we weren't talking shit at all. And and you're not I understand you took it that way, but we weren't. I'm telling you, we weren't taking it that way. And you're like, what'd you fucking say? You're like, you're not fucking getting it. I thought you were talking shit. And I'm like, yeah, but I wasn't. But then
I just explained you exactly how I interpret it. That's exactly how I interpret it.
You guys just butted heads because I brought this wanting to do a Steve-O podcast up for a while, and you've always kind of you've been cool with it, but you're always like, I don't know,
because I feel like he's always thought I hated him. I don't hate him. That's why I leave comments here and there where I'm like, yo, bro, I don't fucking hate you.
In the last year,
definitely when he would answer, I kind of was like, okay, I could tell it was.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always down.
I mean, this is also his house. It's somebody that's threatened to punch you in the face 3 times in your life. I don't know if you want to bring to your fucking house, right?
Yeah,
that's pretty realistic.
Let the record state he was never like, no. He was always just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, because you don't know how to read it. He's like, do I want to know where I live?
Does he want to have an argument for 2 hours?
Yeah.
And also when the Tom one, I think it was right before the doorstep premiere, and I was like, all right, well, if we're gonna fight, let's fight somewhere outside of the premiere. I was like, let's not.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
that's how you.
I was like, yo, I'll be there.
That's when I looked at it. I was like, all right, he probably didn't mean this shit. Whatever, dude.
I was
but
like,
it was
I'll be
embarrassing
there,
in the moment because I was like so eager to collab and work outside and shit. Where I was like, oh, okay, we would just happen to be downtown. And then Taji, the one that works at Vice, he was with my other homie Hesh that I know through Adam.
Yeah.
All these kids hate Adam. They're my friends. But so fucking Hesh calls me. He's like, yo, Steve, where you at? And he's on FaceTime and he puts Taji on. I'm like, bro, I haven't seen Taji in fucking 15 years. Pull up. I'm like, what the fuck? And Taji pulls up. He's like, yeah, I'm like the head.
That dude's funny.
Yeah, he's like, I'm the head guy at Vice right now. There's really nobody else left. So, what do you want to do right now? We're just riding around. He's like, is it skatable? Is it rideable? just stupid shit. And I'm like, I don't want to do this with you. But, okay, Taji, if it's your idea, let's fucking ride around and ride a curb and say, is it bikeable? Is it skatable? But it was just one of those, Taji, you ever see the 1-star reviews on Vice?
It was pretty funny. Yeah. He would go to a haircut. He would literally look up Google reviews on a haircut place, and it was find the dog shit, the worst one, and then go there.
He's a skateboarder. He used to skate for Zoo, and I've known him since we're little, bro. I've known him since I'm 11, 12 years old. And he was huge on Vice, and then randomly
funny but awkward on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, it was just a funny thing. And then they had posted on Vice, and and I was just super anal where I was just looking at everything.
Your thing on Vice?
Yeah, it was on Vice.
It was cool.
We did a bunch of Vice things.
That's awesome.
But I could see it from your point of view because we didn't praise it. We just said some random bullshit.
I didn't want praise, but I just saw it. I was like, of course, Buncher. Fucking Buncher.
And it was Dugan was in there too.
And I don't know Dugan at all. I'm not a big fan of Dugan. I don't know him, but I'm like, dude, I'll fucking put you in a headlock and chop your hair, bro. I don't fucking know him. I don't got a problem with it, but I'm like, bro.
I was a little relieved when you didn't show up, though.
Dude, I was over it.
What was that?
Because it was
somewhere to fight.
No,
I think you said let's not fight at the premiere doorstep, and I was like, I see you have doorstep.
Yeah. Because it was a Vans event. It was a Vans event or something. I was like, all right, I'll be at the Vans event, and then I'll be at doorstep. If you want to fight me, let's do it at the Vans event.
Yeah, he was just over it.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like, fuck it, if we're gonna
Yeah, he was just over it. It was like, bro, whatever. I already apologized. Shut up, dude. If you want to fight,
no, there was no apologies then.
What
you were? No,
I'm saying you from your side, yo, whatever, dude. You want to fight me? I already said how I felt. Exactly.
Okay, 100%.
Me, I probably was going through. I probably had to pay rent for the block.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, fucking talking about fucking. I'm trying to be on Vice.
Did you run the block too?
No, but PeepGame sales paid for all that. Yeah, it was all right, I'll pay you to print, and then the shop would.
They were printing stuff.
It was just I always knew at the end of the month that I was getting the text yo, this is your invoice. Just always happened to cover rent. Yeah. So it's all right. I don't. It was cool. It was a cool thing, and that
was a cool time.
Yeah, and I know awesome. Ryder and all them from that shit. The Lost Boys. They just showed up out of nowhere. So I was like, all right, let's go fucking film.
How old are those kids?
They're 25 now.
So they're 25.
I've known them for 10 years.
Yeah, I guess the age is
Brownie, man, when we went to the boy thing the other day, I'm like, dude, there's no fucking older dude. I mean, there's no younger kids riding, bro. This is crazy. The over 30 club. And Brownie man goes, what, Ryder's here? And I was like, Ryder's 25, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about? I got all mad, and that's when he was like, I don't know why you always got to be all depressed, man. He was trying to talk me out of being in a bad mood. I was like, I'm not in a bad mood. I'm just trying to I got mad pairs of these. I want the kids to buy them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just was like looking at it where I was like,
but the 30-year-olds will buy them too.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying they won't, but I'm just saying it for
But
legacy. I don't only want to drop these one time.
Yeah.
I would like for the mall store to pick it up and those kids go in and be like, nah, fuck you. I'm not with, because that's my thing when I go to Radio Korea, you know, the spot in Koreatown. They do the skate things every Sunday, right, or whatever. In the beginning, we were pulling up on the shit and just being like, oh, fuck, because we ride every Sunday. And like a couple of times, the skaters definitely had some problems where they're like, oh, BMX, blah, blah. I was like, I'm looking around, I'm like, New Balance, Adidas, Nike. I got DCs on. You can't say nothing to me.
Yeah.
I'll just do a looper, and they don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, bro, y'all ain't even supporting your industry. You actually take your industry out right now.
Yeah.
With your fucking New Balance and I don't even know, Asics and all that bullshit, you know? So
Who, the BMXers were wearing
No,
it?
skaters.
No, skaters.
Yeah.
And because those aren't skate companies.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
So I was like, yo, I'm wearing DCs. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you're
leave me the fuck alone.
You're
Yeah,
supporting
leave me the fuck alone. And then they don't know what to do, and they're like, all right, whatever.
It's such a good comeback. Something to say. They're probably like,
oh, they
Didn't even know how to react. Yeah.
Dude, I was hanging out with Stevie Williams, and I was like, yo, bring back the old DCs. I don't know why you play this game and not doing the reruns. He's like, but I get free Nikes. I was like, all right, word. I was like, bet, bro. I was like, oh, this shit's crazy. I was like, all right,
just let you down, kind of like.
Yeah, I was like, all right, yeah. And he's like, yo, how's the editing going? I'm like, bro, I'm not an editor. Like, all right, I gotta go. It don't matter.
Charlie was like involved in the come up too, huh? He's like,
yeah. He was like,
he's pretty big in there.
Yeah, I was telling him one day.
I remember always seeing.
You remember when GoPros first came out? They were uploading like 10-second clips on the come up. I remember Charlie and Garrett Reeves were going out and just shooting like one 10-second clip, and then it would say Garrett Reeves GoPro 1. I told him, I was like, bro, I was so lost with what was going on. I literally thought that was his turning pro part. Yeah, I was like, bro, I hated those videos. I was so mad every day when you guys would upload one clip to the come up of like someone doing a curved war ride. It would say GoPro. I'm like, GoPro? Who's he going pro for? Fuck you mean, bro? Like, this shit is trash. Like, and dude, Charlie was cracking up when I told him that shit. He was like, you boomer. I was like, I wasn't a boomer. I was 21 when this was going on. Me and Augie been to the first ever GoPro offices, you know? Like,
just going over your head. GoPro.
Yeah. It was crazy, bro. I remember them uploading it and being like, what the fuck? And then I hit up GoPro. They're like, yeah, come to Cardiff or wherever, the North.
Carlsbad. Yeah.
No, it was like.
Oh, the first office maybe.
Bro, it was a shack.
Yeah.
So you hit people up, huh? You're good at that.
Yeah, bro. That's the only reason I'm here, probably.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
100%.
Go get her.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll call it back now, but coming from the fucking controversy that was online, and you have guys like Boy that backed you, and you had
I started the Osiris program.
Yeah, you had Dakota that backed you, and you had other people that backed you that were like, yeah. Like, don't let that fucking narrative control.
I never did. As soon as I got out of jail and tried to 360 El Toro.
Oh my!
You know what I mean? That was like a week after I got out of jail. I was like, "Yo, let's go." See?
Am I allowed to pull the clip up?
Yeah, I don't give a shit. You got to put in like Steve Croteau ESPN.
ESPN.
Yeah, it should be on my channel.
You started the GoPro program. You've done a lot of.
No, I didn't start the GoPro. I know. I keep talking fast. And I keep.
I'm dumb. I just mix those up. The Osiris program. That's what you just said.
God damn, you really did 450 that motherfucker.
Alfredo angle.
Oh man.
Dave Jacobs angle.
Were you just sitting in jail like, I'm gonna do this shit when I get out?
Because everyone was talking so much shit. I was like, what's the one thing that's gonna shut everyone up? I swear to God. And Z was like probably on the fence, like, I don't know if I want to do this with this guy because it was right after jail. So, but Z always had my back like a motherfucker. Yeah. So he was like, I'm going. So it was me, Aaron, I think it was Bosham, Dave Jacobs, and Alfredo. Alfredo was my boy. He still is my boy. I love Alfredo.
Yeah, you like Alfredo.
Yeah, Alfredo is a motherfucker sometimes, but Alfredo is also.
I've had nothing but fun times with Alfredo. Since we're kids.
Exactly. Some people, he has the problem like where I have the problem where I get too close with people.
I'll stay silent.
What, you have a problem with him? It's all right. Some people have problems with him.
Not staying silent when you're over there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it just causes more like.
You said something positive. You said something positive. So I was like, I felt like my silence.
He was coming for you guys' throats at Ride, right? Like they were trying to get like, is that what it is? Like,
I mean, there was always weird shit. You know, like there's like the infamous. I mean, we're fucking airing all of dirt shit this time. So it was like the infamous, like the
explicit. Put the explicit content.
DC video. Oh no, demolition video where he's on the bus. And then this is, I won't say the source of this story, but reliable source, was they're on the bus, they're watching the demolition video, Alfredo's part comes up, and then the DCTM looks at Alfredo and goes, damn, that sucks they lost all that footage, dude.
Oh, part was still good. That is some shit Alfredo would do. Alfredo, I love you. I'm sorry.
And everyone in the bunch
That is some shit that he would do.
right
so you take that one story, you multiply it by about 100 times, and that basically sums up Alfredo.
He still gets free water from a plug I had when I was like 20 years ago, and he's like, "Yeah, remember that plug you had?" With I still keep in contact. I'm like, "Good for you, Alfredo."
That kind of guy, if he's just your friend, though, he's not doing that. Like, he can't do nothing to you.
No, it's like a Robbie thing where you know.
But when there's a cap on a budget and that shit is not going to certain other people, and you're fucking scumming your way through being a pro rider, then
I've
fuck that
been
shit.
Friends with Alfredo too, but somehow when he got
I didn't know this was gonna go this deep, Fredo. My bad, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Alfredo.
He got on Demolition Pro at one point, and I was
you got to go on Canoes to rebut this.
Yeah, right.
When he was on Demolition Pro, I was like, "How the fuck did you convince this?"
Nah, he's good. He's good at it.
He's good, but he was like, it was when
No,
it was
I'm
like
saying he's
Doyle,
good at, like
Dillaward, like the team was
like, you know how you
insane.
just said that like before, you were like, yeah, Nigel went to those meetings. Like Alfredo went to those meetings, not Nigel. Nigel had a plan and all this shit. Now Alfredo's coming in to talk to everybody. Like, dude,
yeah,
that was like, I think I fucked him up.
Okay.
I think it was from hanging out with me, because he only started doing that shit when he fucking started hanging out with me.
When I first started working at Ride, he got my fucking AOL Instant Messenger name.
That's probably how we became friends.
He would I learned flare whips, and I'm like, I don't know who you are. Like, who are you?
That's like me with Vinny, showing him a downside whip,
shit?
and he's like, you didn't pull that.
Yeah.
Stop sending me this shit. And it was like, all right, my bad. Like, all right, I'm a little embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I've never. I've always been.
Vinny's the best.
I've always been cordial. You know, like, I have so many little.
No, that's a
small
valid.
things where it was
I get
like,
what you're saying.
you know, like I had that fucking race car for a little bit. And he was like, oh, dude, I can get a fucking hookup on Corboro seats or whatever the fuck to say or whatever. And I'm like, oh, are they like certified? And he's like, nah, they're replicas. I'm like, dude, why are you trying to fucking sell? Like, I am not the guy that you're gonna try and fucking make a buck off of to sell fucking dangerous replica seats when I get in a car accident and it breaks.
Well, you know what it is?
Like,
he's one of those guys that likes like shiny things and to impress people, right?
Yeah.
So every time I get on the phone with him, we got this big new budget coming in. I'm about to get a new job. All this crazy. Oh yeah, Steve, we're about to do this shit. And then I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, where? Yeah, let me know when the shit's going on. He's like, you don't sound excited. I'm like, Fredo, I've been doing this 20 years. Holla at me. Like, I got your back. Like, you ready to do this? Let's do this. If you really got to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think he's used to, like, people being, like, fluffed up when he does this shit. So, you know.
He's a sales dude. He's a sales dude.
Because
like, selling himself, pumping himself up. Like, that's it.
Like, I almost ruined, if he ever worked out a deal with somebody for me, I'd almost not want to meet the people because it would fuck up whatever he had going on for us, because they'd be like, why did he just tell me the real numbers? Like, you know, why did Steve just tell me the real numbers? Like, and I'm sitting there like, Alfredo told you it was what? Like, yeah, my bad, abort, you know, like.
Well, and I'll put a nice little bow on it and saying being a sales dude and doing that stuff is like, you know, it's like a victim.
Alfredo should have been.
It's kind of like a victimless crime, but there are.
Alfredo should have been somebody's
you know,
fucking agent for real, like not being pro, but not trying to be pro at the same time.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to juggle both, you get a little jealous when the next guy's getting that deal, so you might try to take that deal for yourself.
Work.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I think that's maybe that's what's happened in life.
Yeah.
So Alfredo would have been great to like pull some outside money into BMX, but sometimes, like I always say, like I was telling Garrett before, I was like, I love it that Adidas hooked up my boys. Like, you know what I mean? I love DeMarcus. I love Con. I love Brad. Like, Brad's been at fucking dinner with my family, bro.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like, I've known Brad my whole, like.
They all deserve it. Yeah.
But what happens when they come in, they make you 3 stripes the whole time, right? You can't wear nothing else. Can't wear, like, whatever. Whole time. Doesn't look natural. And then what happens when they go? They're not going to stay forever.
Yeah.
I would love that. That's cool, whatever. But what happens when they go? They just leave us high and dry. So that's back to this shit where it's like, I could have fucking did a shoe with a rapper, and we could have fucking made $100,000.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Whatever. One time, done. This is some shit where it's like, maybe I will do a Nathan shoe next. I don't know. But like, I would like to keep it, like I said, I already have a design for somebody else that we've had since this even was designed, you know?
Yeah.
Chad got a shoe. The Jordan is from me literally sitting on the toilet bowl. Like, not the Jordan, the lightning bolt one.
Yeah.
I was sitting on the toilet and I saw that guy that makes those shoes was in LA. So I fucking text Chad. I'm like, you ever asked this guy for a color? He's like, nah, I don't really be asking for nothing like that, bro. Like, you know me. I'm like, yo, bro, closed mouths don't get fed. He's in LA today. I guarantee he gonna hit you back up. Yeah. 5 minutes later, he's like, yo, I'm on the way to LA. I fucking told you.
With Chad when all that was happening. And I was like, what's going on? And just how, like, you and him talking, the moves he made, it was crazy.
It was 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The only thing I got pissed about.
Like Chad says, he doesn't ever do that stuff.
Yeah.
And he was really doing it. I was like, you're driving to LA? He's like, I'm going to fucking do it. And I was like,
the only thing I got mad about was when somebody, like, when something like that happens, not that I want anything from it, but, like, if you're talking to me and I'm a designer, like, whatever, right? And I just link you up with this shit. Maybe
cut
bring
you
it.
in.
No, don't cut me in. But maybe bring me to the design meeting with you, so that way it says your fucking name on the shoe.
Yeah.
Because it don't even say his name on the fucking shoe.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where he kind of messed up, where it was like, bro, you kind of rushed over there. You didn't really think, like, yo, how far are you off the, like, I'll come swoop you. You could, because I knew the guy too. So it's like, yo, trust me, I would have had a way better deal for you, like, for real. Like, we would be on our 3rd shoe by now with this guy for you. Because I was sitting there, I could have just been like, yo, fuck this. That's my problem. If I see somebody in my friend's brand, I go, yo, you can't believe I just saw your shirt. I gave out 300 shirts at ComplexCon. Everybody and their mother's wearing it. All I'm getting is text. Yo, I see your shit everywhere. Yeah. Markel sent me a photo. Oh, I didn't even think about it. Suck my dick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how that shit went. Like, you know, so I just realized you can't really, you know. But yeah, that was the only
That's
thing
the shit that comes with age, though, too. You know, like, not that, like, I mean, Chad, new arena for Chad, but, like,
yeah, it wasn't his fault. I'm just,
like
but next time I'm like, bro, think about all this shit, because
it was brand
I'm
new
sitting
and he
there
got excited.
Yeah.
And
he shouted me out hella, like, when he did a whole video on it, he's like, yo, this wouldn't happen without Steve. I was like, nah, I don't want that. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I'm just, your shit would have said Chad Curley. Yeah. You know, because I'm just thinking of that shit. Like, Devon's like, it's got his signature on the tongue.
Dude, the box says Devon on it.
So dude, it's like,
it's sick.
if that's in a stock room, imagine piled up, you ain't missing where the Devon shoes are.
So sick.
Yeah. And Devon and them tried to talk me out of the text on the side and all that shit. And I was like, nah, I like that.
Yeah,
like,
that's sick. Yeah, it's on the sides too. Huh?
It's everywhere. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's the only little bit of shit. And, what? Oh yeah.
So made by some real people, not some faceless corporation.
I'm not supporting Van Doren anymore. Like, he's got a job. That's great. He gets his little check. He gets to make his little. He makes important. Like, he feels important. But that shit's a corporation. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know the parent. I don't know the.
It's called VF Corp.
I know VF Corp because obviously, like, I get the checks every once in a while.
Ooh.
Well,
you hear that?
Well, I'm just saying. I'm saying that I am, like, you know, what they do advertise occasionally. Not they support Nora Cup and stuff like that. But I don't know anything outside of that.
I fuck with Vans. I used to ride for Vans. Like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But that's the whole thing. Like, where we go back to the SEG thing, where I'm like, yeah, if you wanted to support some, you can support some in it. But nobody thinks about that. They're like, the shoes are going to be 120. Even Garrett was like, I was like, bro, shut the fuck up. Vans made 50,000 pairs and they're charging 120 on the Lewis shoes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk to me about 200, 300 pair. Like, I can't even get it down past that price. Yeah. I can't. I literally can't, you know? Like, so it's just.
It's a hard game. It's a hard game for sure.
And like,
no pun intended.
Yeah. No, and like Rich, I was talking to Rich. I want to do a fucking Brooklyn. Like, I want to do a low tech Brooklyn, like, PeepGame. Like, you know what I mean? I want to do all types of shit like that. That's my youth, bro. Like, I designed a whole dance comp collection. I sent them that shit the other day off just the cuff. Like, bro, look at this jersey. Like, I hope they do this fucking
dance
jersey.
comp.
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to help like, bro, look at how fire this fucking jersey is. Like, oh, my bad.
I did see it for a second. It was.
This is some old school shit. Like.
That thing looks sick.
That shit's hard, bro. Yeah. But I'm just like, I'm down to work with anybody. Like, I just want to bring my, like, this shit is so my life, bro. Yeah. Like, the BMX shit is so my life. That,
like, reminds me of, like, something when I started racing. Like,
and you know what's crazy? These jerseys are so on trend. Like, you got all these high-end companies making bootleg-ass ones, like, with their brand on it. And it's like, yo, at least if I made something for all the shops, like, this is one for a different shop that I just have to pitch. Like, these are just random designs that I came up with. You know what I mean? Like, so I just have to pitch them. But I'm like, dude, it'd be so tight to have, like, every shop have a jersey and, like, and, like, collect them and, like, have some substance in there, you know? Like, but this shit is hard, bro. Like, I was going to say, I can't believe you don't ride for Dan's or some shit like that. It's crazy.
Like a mail order?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I wrote for Pusher for a little bit when they were trying to do it, and they didn't really ever go as far as they want. Or I don't know what happened with that.
It's just local, yeah.
Yeah, it's more local.
Some local shit.
Stay more local for sure. Yeah. I mean, there's really only Dan's and Source.
Empire, Albies, but they're not really like.
Empire,
but it's like
Albies is more like hometown
those,
shit. Like
Empire's pretty Austin hometown.
Yeah, that's like you ain't going to fucking Shakespeare's. There's no reason to ride for him, you know, like whatever. But
I mean, yeah.
I was thinking about it while I was doing this jersey. I was like, damn, I could see fucking Dennis fucking doing some shit in this jersey, bro. Yeah, not dead ass, bro. I was like, yo. Because I always see you guys shouting out the Source. No shade to the Source. We fuck with the Source. But I was like, damn, Dennis be going. He's like, the Source. This is I'm like,
Source does jerseys.
Yeah,
they do. They have some jerseys already. Yeah, I saw them on the site. But
it's a different style. It just looks basic. It's just like a jersey material with the Source logo. That's all what they do. So that's why I'm like, yo, I want to bring back some flavor where it's like, if I put this shit on my
green flames.
No, they look fun.
Well, if I put that shit on my page, I'm probably gonna get more streetwear kids to buy it. That my fan base will get a BMX customer, you know, will sell this shit. But the kids who fucking be hounding me, like, when's the next drop? It's streetwear kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not kids that ride. Like, they only like riding. Like, I had a couple of kids that never rode in their fucking life. They watched an hour-long video of us in New York. And they were like, bro, this shit is so sick. I didn't know that it was, the community was like that, all this shit. And it's only a couple of kids.
Yeah.
But it was just like, you know, like there is some way to present this shit. Yeah. Dude, when I have people, like I've had all these rappers and photographers and all this shit, they're always like, yo, I want to help you shoot. I wear the gear, blah, blah, blah. I make them come out riding with us on Sunday. I swear on my life, bro. I swear to God, bro. We've had so many fucking people that don't ride come out.
Though, because people who live like a normal whatever life that don't get to see too much interesting shit, they see like a BMX day, it's like, this is crazy.
Well, when I say
crazy in a crazy, like, whoa, it's
when
crazy.
I say
it's
we
like,
go ride,
so cool. You're in alleyways and wherever the fuck, riding downstairs.
It's streetwear. It's street culture. Like it's culture, you know. So like that's when I invite somebody to ride, like a rapper, they'll be like, yeah, well, and then they'll start seeing the shit and they're like, oh, you don't really be jumping down shit like all day. I'm like, bro, we could be stuck on the corner for an hour and a half, bullshitting about where to go at the next spot. Like it's not like what you think, and then they come out with us and like, this shit is kind of fun, bro. Y'all going out next week? And, like, it's just always like that. Like, it's always been like that. Like, in that New York video, we got Lil Yachty's old filmer with us the whole time. You know what I mean? He's just, like, cruising with us. And, like, we hung out. Dude, we were with all the Supreme dudes the one day. They're like, yo, this is the BMX crew of us. Like, you know? And it's just, like, man, funny. Like, I don't know.
It seems like you have... we still never watched the Deadline part, but it seems like you have, like... What year did you start PeepGame, I guess?
I think it was like the end of 2014.
Okay, so it's
been it's been like 10, 11
years. You've been
years.
using the name PeepGame before that. Even.
Yeah. I used to make all the mixes. Like when if I would put it on the come up, it'd be like a PeepGame mix.
Yeah. That's what I remember first, obviously. And then has it been a slow burn? Has there been like periods where you were like, all right, I am fucking doing this, and then other times you're like, I'm over it. Or
I could quit today and it wouldn't be. I mean, now that the shoes are sitting on, because we gotta sell them, but like. There's no, like, nothing to... I don't got to wake up because I'm like, dude, we have $10,000 orders to fill. You know what I mean? It's like... It's just... it's like riding. Like, I could quit tomorrow. It wouldn't make a difference. But, like, it's like... But I also... I don't know. Yeah. Like, in the beginning when I was making the worst shit that I could... Not the worst shit, but I didn't really know my... Like, how to make clothes.
Yeah.
That's when I was, like, fucking doing, like... It would fuck your shit up right now. Like if I told you how much we were grossing the first like 2-3 years, it was fucked up. When I looked at the end of the year and I was like, where the fuck did all this money go? Because I was like, where the fuck did it go? Oh, pizzas every fucking time we go out. Oh, drinks for everybody. Fucking gear for everybody and blah. Not that I care, but now that I know how to make fashion, like actually know how to make clothes and do the fashion and all this shit, now it's hard. Now it's hard for me to make money because everybody and their mother's got a t-shirt company. You might be able to go on the Silence store. Look at how many fucking brands there are on that thing.
Yeah.
I think Paul just sits there and makes like a new brand every other week. I think that's what he does. He's like, oh, Silent isn't selling. Let's do Headless Horseman today. Yeah. And then they put the Headless Horseman. They sell 10 shirts. Like, oh, cool. We'll make these shirts. No offense, Paul. I don't really know anything. But I'm just saying in general, like.
Who is Paul?
I think that's like, you're right. That's who owns it. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're not wrong. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Paul Robinson.
Yeah, so it's like.
Well, I've always said that Paul has like this confidence.
I was lost there.
Confidence, the only way.
I've been losing you the whole time.
No way. I've been here. I've been here.
All right.
I with you, I'm not. I asked the question to come back in.
Okay.
You know, like, who the fuck is Paul?
All right.
What are you talking about? You're talking about another BMX brand or something.
No, it's just they have there's actually like that magazine has like they do like apparel. Like they have a store like that carries like all
they've doomed silent back check.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, it is
Doom silent the footwear.
And then the other magazine that I'm blanking on, so
they made another magazine because the first one is crazy, dude.
Yeah, they do have a lot.
Robbie called it the Brand Aid at one point. He's like, "Oh, it's like a Brand Aid." I was like, "Oh my god, that's some shit." He's
All
like,
right, now you have to apologize to Paul.
What? No, no, not. It wasn't about him. It was when we were talking about new brands. It wasn't about Paul. Sorry,
about
it wasn't
what
in.
happened since you started this. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
He's doing a bad thing. It's just what's happening.
Exactly. So it just became like, oh, it was t-shirts, and then now I make the nice gear, and it's like, well, fucking now I could buy. It's hard. So and I also have to reinvent yourself. Like, you know what I mean? This is hopefully this brings a little boost, and they're like, all right, cool, you're fucking because I feel like BMX feels like. Sometimes they'll see my page and they'll be like, you didn't post no BMX shirts. It's like, motherfucker, we are BMX. Let me go out there. If everybody sees it every weekend when we're on our bikes, Peep Game. Everybody's downtown Peep Game. All the skaters, oh, what up, Peep Game? Like, we just have friends. I've used, I hook up skaters, scooterers, fucking motocross guy. We have we have movie. Dude, the kid in Twisters is a BMX rider.
Yeah. Wait, Twisters. The new one.
He was in Nope, and then he's in Twister. But I'm just saying, we got a wide network, and it's all through bikes.
I saw you post about that. It was a long time ago.
Dude, he's mad good.
Yeah.
He could truck drive 8 stair.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's good. He was a fan of you guys forever. He grew up on that shit. But
what's his name?
Fuck. I'm gonna fucking.
No, man, this is gonna be a good.
We've edited
it out huge
until you say it.
Brandon Pereira.
This is huge, dude.
No, I think
with Devon,
Well, that was my whole thing. Like I said, I've dropped shoes, but I've done pre-orders. So by the time you get your shoes in 3 months, you're already that was cool, whatever. As a customer, you're I don't want to fucking go through that again. So it's all right.
Have you had a dude as big of a name as Devon, really repping Peep Game?
He's like I said, I Peep Game to me, I hate to compare it to the Supreme shit, but I always think of it as you might catch Garrett out in a Peep Game fucking button up. You might catch I give everyone
of course.
Calvin's got
Garrett doesn't have a signature shirt with you guys, that's what I'm saying. This is big.
I've never really done that stuff, so this was supposed to be a statement. That's what I'm saying. I didn't. No offense. I'd probably sell the pairs just the Peep Game. You know what I mean? It probably would do the same exact thing. Whatever. This is supposed to be no, dude. Hard work pays off. He's been fucking working for 30 years on this shit. Doesn't have any, got fucked around by all, the shoe sponsors, this and that. Everyone in their mother gets free Vans, which costs them nothing. I told him he got the cover of the Silent thing. It's bro, it's cool. You get free Vans, right? Whatever. If you want to get paid, rip the fucking side off. Rip the swoosh, the thing off. Because they're going to ask for that to be present.
Yeah.
Then you might be able to get $500 a month. You might be able to get to that next whatever. You know what I mean? It's not gonna work every time. You might fucking not get shoes anymore. But I'm just so sick of going to the skate park and seeing everybody in the same fucking shit. There's a monopoly on the fucking thing, bro.
We've had
Jordans
are
Vans.
The only ones supporting.
Well, that's why I can't be fuck Vans.
But that's what's cool for you. You could if you were talking that shit without this, it would be one thing. But it's you're talking it.
And doing something.
You're trying to make it so there is something else out there for people to go for.
It's the same. It's when Ty
and we're
does
sorry
New
about
Balance
the other brands
shit,
that are there.
Or
New Balance shit. All he did was post at New Balance when he quit Vans. That was a sucker ass move, Ty. The fuck. I hated that move. Yeah. He knows I hated that move. I got mad at him about that.
I said something about the New Balance thing publicly on this shit too.
Yeah, you were confused. You were like, "Does he ride from?" I'm like, "No, motherfucker, it's just a salty ex-girlfriend thing saying I got a new girlfriend."
Yeah.
Well, and then I think Chase or Nathan too did their first post was in New Balance too. I'm like, "Oh, cool, that's
the new Adidas." Yeah, because now it used to be Adidas. Remember, you would have the 3 stripes when you quit everything. Remember, Van Hoben and Corey used to get hooked up by Adidas for a certain period of time.
It's at least do a brand that's I don't know. I guess there's not many brands that support, but it's just why New Balance? Are they really that good or something?
No, it's just a cool thing that everybody. Cool. Yeah, it's just everybody likes being like each other now. That's all it is. It's crop T-shirts are cool. Let's all wear crop T-shirts. Yeah. Oh, this is cool. Let's all wear baggy jeans are cool again. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just everybody's a follower, and that's
trends have always been.
That's a thing. Fashion.
Trends have always been a thing, but now more than ever because you're scrolling, you want to look like your feet. You know what I'm saying?
It used to take a little bit longer.
Yeah, and most of these pros that you're naming that went to New Balance is all who are the pros that they sweat in skateboarding? The older guys that are getting hooked up by New Balance and changing their lives by getting hooked up by New Balance.
I guess marketing works.
It's crazy.
It does work.
It's crazy.
Trickling down.
We love Ty.
We do love Ty. I mean, I absolutely adore Ty.
I hated that post, though. Drove me nuts.
Nothing wrong with hating a post.
Yeah, it drove me
nuts.
Don't
love the person.
Yeah. Drove me nuts.
Should we watch your deadline part?
You can do whatever you want. I honestly
this?
didn't expect this to be this long. I was like, dude, they're not going to be interested in me.
Just hit play on his part.
Yeah,
and then we'll probably end up talking about
shout out to Eddie Cole.
Some random story, real quick.
So, was deadline like the best period of your life? You think? Like, is that like your, like your goal? You know what I mean? Like your golden
I know what you're
days.
saying. Yeah,
like
I don't.
BMX goes.
You know what? I think it was more stressful because it really. That's Dame Dash, by the way. I don't know if you guys know who that is. That's who started Rockaware with Jay-Z.
Oh, wow.
Shit. Yeah, at Rock Nation, all that shit. That's why he says Stevie, because I was in his office like every day just smoking hella weed with all. That one was awesome. I think it was more of Dame and Dash. Look at that Napster painting. That is crazy, the Napster painting. No, Deadline was definitely one of the best.
Curtis going crazy.
It's funny.
It's funny.
Just let him do his thing.
Deadline is definitely one of the best, but it was also like I feel like we all did it for so long that you might have had expectation, but you're like you thinking you're gonna get the drink sponsor, or not really, but you know what I'm saying. Like there was some sort of expectation, and everything kind of like leveled out, and it was just like, all right, that was cool. And then you don't think that people are gonna talk about it 15 years later, but like it's like
that's
all right,
what happens because you worked on it for so long that it's just never gonna not be watched.
Yeah, no, we're super blessed. Like, I'm in hindsight so glad at everything, but like,
I know
sitting on those porches for the couple of days, chain smoking all day, not getting a dime for anything, like making designs and like all that shit. It was just like pretty gnarly point in my life, honestly. Like,
after it dropped?
No, right before it dropped and like shit like that, because like everybody always used to think I was on Fiend. I never got anything from any. The only time I ever got money was batters who hooked me up with money for a photo incentive. You know, so and that was like. I was like an asshole, but like when I got the cover of Ride, like I remember Biz never like making fun of me because I was like, all I got was $700 from Vans. I was like, fuck you guys, $700, and Biz was like, I wish I got a cover, and I was like, Biz, I hate you right now, shut up, because they made me feel like oh you're being a piece of shit.
Ungrateful, yeah,
a little bit, but also Biz is so funny that it's like he's like in on it, it's like $700. Yeah, you should have got the 1,000, but yeah, I wish I got a cover.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's just like more or less like some shit like that, you know, like I feel like. Everybody had an anticipation of like, but like I said, in hindsight, it really did work out that way because kids, like I saw Josh DeRosa on the fucking the podcast you guys did with the monthly one, and he was like, gonna be hard to beat Deadline. I was cracking up. I was like, how the fuck are you? Why are you saying that right now? Like, you know, it's just like so funny, but that's like what he thought, you know, like
that's the best video ever to him.
But we're super fucking lucky.
It's like it's this era.
But I
like
also
criminal mischief in a lot of ways.
I also say that we could be blamed for the start of like everyone being realist and getting jobs and shit because our whole crew had weren't paid riders. So like, wait, you guys are this is the best video in the world, and Augie's got a job. You got like I almost feel like something like that happened, like where it was like.
But there was always, I mean, it was a crew video. You know, it wasn't a team video.
But at the time, there was no, like,
there
was nothing else going on. Like, people were trying, but it was just, like, do the great, like, it was market and Deadline, you know? Like, that was it, really. The brands couldn't get through at that point. Brands right now could get through if they really made an effort. That's why...
I agree.
Brands right now could really like make it like I had an idea for an ourbmx thing. If you guys want to try to do Netflix, let's do a Moeller versus Morales documentary. Don't even make them talk to each other and just explain how the fucking whole world shattered. And now we're in this weird state of mind where it's like both of them are on top, but they won't talk to each other. They say Moeller versus Morales video documentary would be so fun.
It would be good. It would,
dude. It'd be so fun because you know both of them would talk shit about each other if it's separate.
And you would get the picture, but they never talk to each other.
You
would learn the story without them
talking to each other. It'd be so
Moeller
versus and the headline even I see it on
That's
Netflix.
Crazy.
Like Moeller versus Morales.
Yeah. King versus Icon. Something like that.
Well,
you know, like
just those names those sound like King versus Icon. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that's I was thinking about it the other night. I was like, dude, we should make a documentary about that. There was another one I had in my head too.
Yeah, that thing is nuts. That was the cover.
Z came to take a photo of this and left. Because he was like, I don't mess with Irvine police, and just left.
What?
Yeah, he was like, he was like, I don't mess with Orange County. So you're saying I got one upped on that?
Wasn't it? Didn't
Max did
180 bar.
Did he do?
Wait, which way did you Predator?
It doesn't matter. Did he 180 bar?
Regular 180 bar.
Oh, sick. Yeah, good for him. The kid's really good.
Mm-hmm. Fuck yeah, he is.
No, that's supposed to happen.
Yes, it is.
I said NBD.
Like I remember yelling at Began a couple of years. I did like a right
shout
side
out to Game of Bike School.
Oh, is that? Yeah. So Z ran from that fucking that 60-40.
Is that San Diego, right?
That's not the Game of Bike School.
Yeah, it is.
That's the one with the roof drop. That's the one where Augie did the Superman off the roof.
That's the same school.
One Game of Bike there. But
it's the Devon one. Yeah, Devon and stuff. Yeah, the rail is gone.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Okay, damn.
You're right.
That's crazy.
What's up with that face?
I was probably like, I'm going to fucking kill somebody. I did it. Because I didn't believe that I could do it, bro. Z is set up, though. Once Z is set up, you got to do it.
Yeah.
You can't not try it, bro. But yeah, Z with that Irvine spot, he was like, as soon as we pulled up, he's like, you didn't tell me it was Irvine High. I was like, yeah, dude, we'll do it in 1 second. He's like, I'm out. I was like, you and Eric just drove all the way down here to fucking go home? I was like, fuck you, dude. I'm still going to do it.
He must have been on like some last warning shit.
I got pulled over in Irvine, and the short of the story was literally at the end, no joke, the cop said, you're in Irvine, I have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
He literally pulled me over for absolutely
nothing. That's where I lived, though, so I was like not worried. I was like, bro, Z, if the cops get called, I will sit there and be like, I'm on probation, search me the fuck up, I'm not doing anything. It is what it is. Yeah. Fat Tony see me get strip searched at UCI, pretty much. He was like, why are they going through all that? I'm like, because I'm on probation for the thing you saw on the come up. Like, you know, like
for that fucking photoshopped image.
Yeah, it's like, all right, bro.
God damn.
It is what it is.
That was nasty.
That was like 5 a.m. on the way to LA, yeah.
What do you mean on the way to LA?
That's in Orange County. Well, it's not there anymore.
Why was it 5 a.m? What was the?
I'm sure we left at like 12. Maybe stopped at another spot on the way. Dude, our missions were fucking weird. Like that day, Garrett didn't believe that I was gonna do that. I said I'm gonna do this shit. I went and rolled my ankle the first time.
Not far from here.
No, yeah.
That's sick.
That was middle of the day of school.
The only cool thing that's ever been done on that rail.
Yeah. Nah, your boy I think overgrinded it. I think one of them did.
Connor did, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
But, I mean, Crook is... I mean, you can see how you're turning the wheel in, fighting it. Like, it is a fucking wild...
Connor might over-ice that thing, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I think he got some on it where it was like, all right.
I just remember...
Because that's where me and him used to get, not into arguments, but when we were at the bar, we had nothing to talk about. So he'd be like, dude, that fucking spot, like, don't hit it. And I'd be like, I'm going to fucking go crook that shit, bro. He's like, well, I already did it. Like, dude... Christian used to lie to us about shit that would go down.
Me and Joey were talking about like that deadline beef and how like me and him were just so far.
You were. But
it'd be like Christian, like just like
Christian used to lie a lot, dude. He used to be like, yeah, that shit got done like 2 weeks ago, and we'd be like, all right. I remember the only thing I remember about the market premiere is fucking watching for certain clips and going, where was it? Where was it? And I was so mad. I was like, yo, for real, where was it? Because we stopped in our tracks like a couple times where we were like, JJ, don't do it. Don't waste your time, dude. Because it was really always JJ and Christian.
Christian.
Yeah, it was always really them.
They were the ones.
And, but yeah, I remember fucking Christian. Maybe he didn't lie. I don't know. But I remember him be like, yeah, shit got done. And I was like, all right.
I'm not sure, yeah.
I remember going over your house. That's why I said I always known that you were kind of oblivious to everything because we used to be over your house fighting amongst us. All of us fighting. And Dennis was somehow in a conversation somewhere else. Like, dude, yeah, you guys want beer? Like whatever. And we'd all be like, and they'd be like, yo, Christian, shut the fuck up. I'm not passing you my spliff. And he'd be like, let me hit the spliff, bro. We're not friends.
Steve-O, you lived in San Diego?
Yeah.
You lived here for like a month, right?
That was an era that I was blurry.
Yeah.
I was blurry.
Well, like I said,
1,000 miles an hour.
That and I was telling somebody the other day the amount of contests that these kids had to deal with when you were like you and Garrett were really like fucking young. It was like, dude, to our X Games, fucking this random other contest, especially you, and then you had a photo shoot and like all they were.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was a lie, bro.
And
I will say thank you for actually saying that there was problems between those crews because I brought it up 1,000 times.
There wasn't real problems, but
they've always been like, yeah, no, it was cool. Like we always just call each other. And
well, he don't have
hear that somebody was lying
either. I'm sure. Like
no, Garrett definitely used to get mad at Christian. Yes, no, we were all like, it was a fun time, like getting mad at you guys because, like I said, I knew that you had nothing to do with it, bro. I knew you had nothing at all to do with it. I knew that Christian was the little puppet fucking yeah, you're going to do this. Steve-O went there last week. He just posted Instagram. I think this spot. And they'd be like, well, it didn't matter. It made it fun, dude. Because you go to every spot. I didn't text anyone else except Mark and dudes. Every time I went to a new spot. There was no reason.
Yeah. The one thing I do remember is like in the beginning, we tried meeting up a little bit at school.
I was there for that one.
I just remember. Like,
that was before I moved out here. Yeah.
Like, we're all friends, but we're not going to really be able to ride
There was
together.
like,
because we all ride with 10 to 15 people.
When they're at the State House and I was out with you guys, and I think I must have lived in Long Beach at the time, and there was like 18 deep. It was fucking huge. And I was like, this is only going to happen one time.
That 60-40 at that school where the Game of Bike was, that was on the tail end of all of us really hanging out, because I think Christian was out that day too. I think there was a couple of market people.
Because I was so excited Garrett was moving into town, and it only lasted. We really never like rode together because we always had such big crews.
Yeah, it's just not possible.
You know what happened? It was more people than you thought moved too, because then all of a sudden Miles was here with a couple of people. Then all of a sudden, and everyone attached themselves because they wanted the piece of deadline that none of us even knew we had. So there was just mad people. All of a sudden, one dude were moving the house. Then Nair all of a sudden is there for like 3 months, and then it's like everyone wanted that little piece of it. You know,
and you don't. And you never a lot going on because I'm from here. You're like all chilled, like nestled in. These are my roots. So I'd come home and like kind of hibernate too a little bit. And when I hang out with you guys, I'm like, they're full fucking on. Like, you know,
I remember going to PB a couple times though with you guys. It was awesome. So we had the best. It didn't matter. Like I said, it was a joke. That's why I was saying we didn't really fight. It was just more or less like, fuck you, Christian. Christian was the main proprietor. Like Christian, and he really was. He really was. And I fuck with Christian, but he was a hard one to deal with back then.
He was playing the game. Yeah, he was.
I think none of us were playing the game except him, and he made us be like, "Should we start fucking lying?" Like, you know, like
he loved that. That was Christian.
Yeah, no, he had a lot of fun, and he always came out with us too.
You know, you put like deadline stickers up somewhere.
Yes, at one
you guys
point
didn't touch a spot. You know, you did.
At one point, maybe, probably, I don't know.
It had to happen.
Maybe
you're like, we didn't touch that shit.
I'm gonna put that little guy. I'm gonna put a fucking. I'm like, that's Steve-O's tag. Like, Suplantation.
Well, I came up with those aliens because one's me, one's Garrett, one's Augie, one's JJ, one's Ty, one's Corrali. Because I was like, let's make these stickers so that when you go to the spot, you know which one of us did. That was really what it was, and then that became too much fucking headache.
I was trying to find that.
It's like a
it's like a page, Loopy USA, but I don't really post on it. That's my plan. Is like
shout out to Augie right there.
Yeah,
that's gone too. That's not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't ride that.
That was the first day I was in California, I think. Wow. Like and that happened, and I was like, I'm gonna do the 60-40, and you know Z was all geeked up on that, so everybody else had to stop what they were doing. I was super blessed with my relationship with Z. That's why when I watched that the one that you guys did, I was like, damn, I wish somebody would have sat there and kind of interviewed you both about the whole ride thing, because I have some questions, you know, like that shit sounded crazy that you're sitting under your desk trying to get into the account, like to delete shit or whatever the fuck you were doing. Yeah, that's crazy.
Dude, it was like I went through the I don't know if I said it in Z's because I never listened to the podcast afterwards, but like I went through like the 10 emotions or whatever you're supposed to do. Like I went through the sadness, the grief, the anger, the whatever, the resolve, whatever you're supposed to do.
Just in that moment, like for you to be like just right there is kind of crazy. That you could tell you were like panicking, you know?
Does Twitter still work? Because like
I don't fuck with Twitter.
Maybe that works. Let's see if it doesn't work on here. What is it?
Yeah, no, we don't want no Elon.
No, it was. I still have the ride. I still have like the ride Twitter.
Oh, really?
So like, I think maybe I got drunk.
Just
one
start
time.
uploading videos to it.
Just as a joke, like one of those things. But yeah, it was crazy, and I was like, I don't even know what I was thinking because like obviously they're not going to let me take it. They locked all of the social accounts before the meeting.
You know, it's funny. I never called it ride.
Walked in.
I always used to call it Transworld to my friends to make it sound like more important.
Oh, yeah. I mean, sometimes
I always did that.
I mean, when I talk about it now,
skateboarders they didn't understand what ride was.
Yeah.
So when I was like Transworld, they were like, "Oh, okay, sorry." Yeah.
I always say when I tell people about it now, they're like, "Oh, yeah, I used to work in a magazine. Like, do you know Transworld?" You know, like they're not gonna know ride.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was fucked, and it was.
That is crazy to even think like that wasn't that long ago. And it was like this thing Transworld, and they like were running like BMX, motocross, not running it, but like had a huge,
such a small office too. It looked pretty small. I don't know. I just expected it to be big, dude. That Tustin office, I expected.
Oh,
the
Tustin one, that one was small.
Yeah.
The Carlsbad one was pretty fat.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Carlsbad one was huge.
That was the only one I ever saw.
That's with the skate park, right?
Yeah, the skate park.
We did. I did a video with when we went the deadline when me, Garrett, and all them. Yeah. The other guy, Adam
Watkins.
Is that who you bought out on this one?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
See, you know what's funny? Before because he got a clip in that transfer, the ride office thing. I didn't know he rode. I thought he was like a Kyle Carlson. So I was like, oh shit, he could 180 bar disaster, and then that's why when you said he was like partners with you for RBMX, I'm like, oh, that's kind of tight. That's dope. Because he kind of was like, was like underground, like, but like, seemed like he did a lot of shit.
Yeah, he was cool. He was super cool, and he was good at his job. It just the job ceased to be a sales guy, and he really was just a sales dude in the end.
Oh, okay.
And so,
see, I didn't even know he was just a sales guy.
He was sales at Ride, and then he when he first got hired, because he did like 8 or 10 years. I'm not trying to discredit him in any sense at Transworld at 10, and then he at a point he went from just working on Ride. As things go, he started working at Bike, so the mountain bike magazine. So and he was always into mountain bike, so it transferred super well. So he's doing both of those, and he was making incredible, like very very good money.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm not putting it out there, but like way better than me too. So like, but which is fine. You know, like he's working for 2 brands. He's a sales dude. That's super important.
Yeah.
And then when we started ourbmx, it honestly probably wouldn't even happened without him. Like,
really?
I've never really liked the name ourbmx anyways, but it was his idea.
I think everyone's biggest gripe with it is like,
it's
like, now I like it. No, but now I like it. Like how I was telling you, like when you came back in, you're like, you're with my people, it's RBMX, bro. Like,
and that was the mentality
cool.
at the time.
Though, in the beginning, I was like, ugh, this but now it means something because it's alive now.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, I was like, RBMX.
Yeah.
Now I think it means more because it's just dwindling because okay, well, I'm going to go to a BMX jam and see my friends that I've had for 30 years. You think of it in the spectrum of like getting that shit stolen, where I was literally like, oh fuck, like I'm trying to and it was like, yeah, it's not ours, like we never owned that. Why would I try and take the password, because it was never mine. You know. And so that was kind of dope. And so when we started ourbmx, it wouldn't have happened without Walken, so all credit due. But and he was he like pushed you to do it or something.
But he was a motivator in a lot of ways, because I
sometimes you need that.
I do need that, and I'm not necessarily like, I wouldn't get into the full spectrum of it, but like I need to be pushed. I'm self-motivated in a lot of ways, but not always.
Especially after something like that, though, you're going through mad mixed emotions. You're like, do I even want to waste my fucking time on like help it? Does anybody in BMX even deserve my fucking help right now? Like, you know, it's not helping anything, but like sometimes when you put that shit, even when I sit down and fucking look at vlog footage from the past like 6 months, I'm like, bro, my group chat ain't even about to watch this. Why am I sitting through 24 hours of footage? You know what I mean? But you got to do it for yourself. Like,
and that's when you were saying that in the beginning, like you have to do it for yourself. You have, like, your motivation. You were saying it so passionately, because I don't talk about shit passionately. Very, very, very rarely on podcasts. But it is true. 100%. You only do this shit because you want to. And when people are trying to do shit and they're trying to make shit happen, and then that motivation leaves them, you can see it. It's so palpable from a viewer's standpoint that if this or what I was doing ever became like something I didn't want to do, I would 100% step away. Easy, because I know how I
already know that you love BMX and shit. I'm telling you, I've had to not defend you, but like somebody would be like, man, I can't watch that podcast, and it would be somebody that you're friends with or whatever, and I'll be like, bro, who else? Tell me, because if you could find somebody else, whatever, like you have room to talk, but don't talk shit about the podcast if fucking you ain't trying. Like, you know what I mean? You try, bro. You're out there. You're like, can't. I'll talk shit sometimes to you, but at the same time, like I said, if I hear somebody else fucking say something, I'll be like, yo, bro, fall back. I didn't see you at the last event. I didn't see you trying to get BMX Day going. Like, that shit ain't easy, bro. None of this shit's easy, and there's no point. Like,
I appreciate it.
I feel like with him and RBMX, sometimes people think he's like 50 people. And you're like, dude.
It is more than you think, though. You do have a lot more help.
Him and his small crew, though, they do a lot.
They do a lot, but it's a lot. It's the good. It's the good.
When you think about it, just like, oh, we only do 2 events. It's like we do BMX Day and we do Nora Cup, and it's like, you're like, oh, you only do 2 events a year, and I'm like, yeah, but like Nora Cup's like fucking 6 weeks, 8 weeks of your life, like,
and you're updating everybody the whole year, and you have to go to other people's shit. Like, you only need 1 or 2 events. Like, fuck that.
It's crazy. And so, but
unless you had like staff where you had a big enough staff where they're going to every event, and you have a staff that's like doing, you need more people.
They do go to a lot of the events, bro.
He goes to everything. Like,
bro, Grant was out there with the fucking video. Like, Albert's out there. Like, he's got a good team. The only one I would bring on is Cobbs.
Making money off their backs.
Who said that? I said that?
Yeah.
When?
I don't know.
I definitely didn't say making money off their backs.
You see those YouTube numbers? He's making money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I hate when people get that. My only thing with you is that I know you'd be like, I don't make no money. I don't do that. Which I'm sure you don't make like a grand amount of crazy shit. But be proud that you fucking make some money off this shit. This shit is not easy to fucking do, bro. I hate that in BMX. It's bad to fucking show that you got a house, that you got a car, all that shit. That only started with us, bro. Because when I used to go to Josh Harrington's house and all this shit, they all had houses. Josh Harrington had the best HG fucking screen in the world. You know what I mean? Like everybody was proud of this shit. Yeah. It only became uncool when the cool, like all the markets, the deadlines, we all came out and we were like, because you know why? Because Garrett and Dennis had money and their friends didn't have money, so they don't show off the shit because they don't want to stunt on us. You know what I'm saying? And that trickled down, bro. Now nobody's. I made that fucking cult video about. I said it. Inside a multi-million-dollar bike brand, whatever the fuck it was, Robbie was fucking panicking. Panicking, bro. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, you could say I'm fucking lying. I don't care. But if you ain't making more than $1 million, if you ain't grossing more than $1 million,
$2 million,
fucking quit. Yeah. Fucking quit, dude. Yeah. You don't need to be doing this shit.
I mean, fuck, that's too real. It is too real.
Dude.
And it's
like, if you're grossing $2 million, you know how much money you fucking making? Salary. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. People,
especially with 15 riders, all that shit. Yeah. You make a salary, bro.
Yeah. That's the thing. When you understand business and actually money, like those numbers, like, oh, I made $100,000 in sales last year. You're like, well.
Bro, I told somebody I did a quarter mil, right, the second year. And somebody y'all all know, I ain't been the same with them since. Swear
because
to God.
you made a $250,000 in sales.
Grossed. Probably in the first 2 years.
Yeah.
Nothing, bro. Yeah. Because I had nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I got nothing. How did it? Because that's why I was comfortable talking about it. And I was like, wait, this guy that been taking care of me for a minute just got mad weird with me out of nowhere, bro.
Why do you think he got weird? Because he thinks that's a lot of money.
You're making shitload of money.
That's why he don't like saying he makes revenue off the YouTube.
Which
we know you're making YouTube.
Sometimes
I
when people have told me
I will tell every single number I make. I don't
no. You don't have to go that crazy.
Yeah,
but I'm saying be proud of this shit. This shit ain't easy, dude.
Honestly, some friends who have told me money that they've made has been like such a huge motivator. You know, like when they actually tell you stuff.
Well, that's in the real world. Guess what? In the real world, everybody shows off their brand new car. Everybody shows off their fucking new house.
I don't think you have to show anything off. But it's cool to tell your friends actually, like,
I'm doing well. Yeah.
You can do this if you try hard.
Well, this comes from the T1 versus Mira days.
Yeah.
You know,
see, I wasn't around for that shit.
This is rooted in BMX because it's like, there's a very deep story to that reference, but I won't get into it right now. But like that is what I was rooted in, is that, hey, we're riding bikes because we fucking want to and we love it, not because we get paid, not because we do this.
Yeah, but it was never like you can love it and make money. How cool is that?
Yeah, but that was that's a dirty gray area, and of course the people that are not making money.
All my friends are working class, so I'm not trying to show. I'm trying to be broke like you.
Well,
guys.
What I'm saying is, I know this because of the PeepGame shit. I show up working class type shit where I'm like, I'm in the field, I do all the shit, and you know who brands kill me? These fucking little teenage kids that are on TikTok showing off their fucking Benz that their mom probably got them, but since they're in front of it flexing the shit, they did 300 units last night in 1 hour. Yeah. They made 600,000, whatever
the car or something.
Exactly, because that's what people want as motivation. But in us, we don't. The only thing we want to motivate is like, yo, do a fucking, no offense, backflip down the set. I'll give you 500 cash.
It was a front flip.
Yeah, whatever. Either way, I'm just saying, like, it's just some stupid shit where it's like, I didn't grow up thinking Edwin was the nicest bike rider in the world. I grew up thinking he was the flyest motherfucker in the world, bro. You couldn't tell me nothing, bro. What the fuck you mean? With the Zoo York with the gold on the back. I was wearing them shits, bro. I'd never be caught dead in them right now because I got my own style. But like that shit, you see, like there's nothing to latch onto, bro. It's fucked up, bro. It's fucked up because you got people lying, like the Robbie thing, where you heard this from the short story from the Robbie perspective, and then he made himself seem like that, and then it's just everybody's all bullshit, bro. It's crazy.
So what do you think how would you get it back to, like? I mean, I look. Not that I dress like Mike.
I don't got the answer, Sway.
I know. I like asking you though, because if you do have it, you'll say it, or at least like have some sort of something, but. Even in my generation, it was like I didn't dress like Mike Aiken, but I saw him. I'm like, that guy is cool as fuck. Like how he.
You didn't follow the norm though. You're a different type of human, bro. Like,
but that aside, let's just say like there was people I was looking at. You know, like when in our generation is everyone just like. Because like Garrett's older now, you know, like and the kids like him. Still,
I really
but, like,
think that Edwin and all them were better at hiding the fact that it's hard out here for a pimp. Like, you know what I mean? Like I thought Vinny was lit. Like, you know, I thought he was living off of the riding. I thought Edwin was living off the riding, all that shit. I think it's just
okay.
That's just but also it's just storytelling. Like, how come like BSD has all these crazy fucking videos, right? They do amazing videos, all this shit. Why am I fucking listening to? Why am I not watching a 30-minute video about Denham Cox making his own business, buying his own fucking house at 20-something years old, bro? Like,
from storytelling,
bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, maybe that can inspire another 400 kids because he got to travel the world for free. He didn't make money, this and that, but guess what? He figured that shit out. He got a job. He grinded. He did all that shit, bro.
Storytelling, because even like in the beginning of Colt, they weren't telling those stories, but we all knew them because Fit ended and they made this sick video and everyone was like, whoa, like these dudes did this to get, we knew what they were doing. They left that to risk it, to do their own thing, you know, and that's why in the beginning of Colt, it was like this, that you were just like, what the fuck? This is so cool.
You know what I think the biggest thing was about the Colt thing? I always will say it was fucking Chase walking out with the Colt Cincinnati hat. That was what cemented that shit. As soon as you saw that, you saw something coming. And then, like I said, if you was on Fit and you didn't get brought up at the Colt, you felt bad, bro. Because I was in Japan with home, and he still asked me. He's like, I still get fucked up thinking about, like, why Robbie didn't take me over. And I'm like, bro, don't even think like that. He just didn't think he could fucking support you.
Exactly.
I was like, bro, you had it probably good.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm not about to fuck this guy up right now. Yeah, I'm telling you, that was what changed.
Even Chase's style, like, that shit was like,
that photo
how
was so small.
When he was ratty and shit, you know, like
I was never a big Chase Hawk fan, but like I understood why people liked him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I might have liked him like because I saw him in Youth Gone Wild when he was 12 years old with the Shook video and like all. So I was like, oh, okay, little Gummo motherfucker. Like they were calling him Gummo, right? All that shit. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. He's doing whatever. But like I was never. But there are people that fuck with Chase.
Oh, yeah.
I think but like. Might be going too deep right now, actually.
This is good.
That's the first time you've caught yourself.
Well, because I like Chase, but I don't really. No offense, we're not friends. Like I'm not friends with Chase Hawk, like at all. Like, no offense, like he's a nasty motherfucker, bro. Like he'd be nasty to people, like whatever. But I think. I mean, he's wearing New Balance right now. Let's see if he gets a check. That's how I'll land that one.
This is the most uncensored podcast we've ever done.
I mean, what are we saying wrong?
I figured it was going to happen. No.
I
didn't. Did I say
this motherfucker buying $90 shoes trying to get a check,
I said
bro.
Uncensored. I didn't say wrong. I just said uncensored.
Nah, that whole New Balance movement, y'all should all buy fucking Payless, bro. When you make the move, no logos. Like, nah, Chase, don't wear my shit. No offense, but respectfully, right? That's what everybody says.
You gotta say, but he's a nice guy.
I'm gonna have 20 Chase Hawk fans be like, I'm not buying the Devons now, dude.
Yeah.
You might have got that.
I don't even know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Rockstar. You know, like whatever.
Albert, please add that.
Albert, do whatever you want.
Steve-O's statements are his own.
Yeah, in the beginning, I'll send a fucking thing. Be like, yo, if you're mad at it, here's my number. 917-292. Figure out the rest.
You don't got to add those statements, you know? It's a fucking...
I know.
Nah, dude, I bet you... I was telling this to Andy. I was like, bro, this shit gonna get 2,000 views, bro. Because who the fuck...
You never know. The algorithm works in mysterious ways.
We'll see.
These things.
I know we've been all over the place. We did do the timeline. We've just been talking about whatever.
Nah, it's been
buy the shoes, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Fun, yeah. Entertainment is where it should be.
I definitely fuck, dude. I wish I had wrote down some shit because I didn't know it was gonna be this lax. I have a bunch of questions for you and Z about the ride shit. If maybe one day you want to do some shit like that, I can come in and act like you guys, and you guys could be on the other side.
That'd be funny for sure. No, I think
because the Z one, I was like, fuck, dude, I want to hear so much more. But he was talking about GT, and then he got fired the fucking next day. Z, stop with these brands.
That was crazy.
He was bummed,
dude.
He was very, very bummed.
I didn't hear about Z's life. Yeah. I heard about GT's life, dude. That podcast, that is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard me say this to you. I think Jeff Z-Een should be happening from ourbmx. I'll buy that shit for $20 every other month.
It's just hard, yeah. It's dude, it's one of those things where like going back to Paul, like shout out to Paul because he has such a confidence with art direction that is like.
But that's why I hit you up that day. I don't know if you took it as me like trying to make like a buck or something like that, but I only hit you up because I was like, yo, we need this ourbmx to feel powerful, bro. So that's why I was like, let me think. So I sat there for, even though that logo looks simple, the one I sent you, I sat there for a minute, bro, and I showed mad people a bunch of examples, and that's what everybody picked.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, word. And then I was like, I was running the print shop and all that, so I was like, oh, dude, I could lace y'all up.
So you sent me like a package basically of logos and direction and
a little bit, not
samples
too
and
crazy,
stuff, nothing super over the top, but it was just at a level, like, I think it was shortly after I bought Adam out.
You said,
and I was like,
you
dude,
were like, yo, I just bought merch.
Adam bought, that was something that Adam purchased beforehand, and it was like the stuff he had, there was a whole run that he, like.
The pink and blues.
Well, basically at a point, it was like, I was like, Adam, I need you to do something without my hands in it. And then I got a whole fuckload of stuff that was like, holy shit.
Well, you said to do it. You're like,
this is a Pornhub logo. It says ourbmx. You know, like I've literally never even sold them. I just give them away. Yeah. And then we did some other stuff afterwards, and I was like, and I also had to pay him.
I wasn't asking for a cent. Literally, I swear on my life, I was like offering my services.
I didn't have money to stretch.
Yeah,
no,
that's why I think that's how I interpreted your response. I was like, I bet you he thinks I'm trying to come up on like a little bit of dough or something like that. I was like, dude, I'm in the right position right now. I could run 40 of these for you free. Like we're good. Like they owe me $10,000, $20,000 worth of work. Like you know what I mean? Like so that's why I hit you up. And then when you hit me with that response, I was like, me and Fudge are never gonna be friends, bro. I was like, I literally was like, whatever, bro. Our time will come. I think that's what I said. Our time will come, bro. It's all good.
Well, I didn't know if that was a threat at the time.
So
no, it wasn't.
Have you guys really ever hung out?
Just on that deadline trip.
The deadline trip, and
also he got treated like the photographer a little bit, like Marshall smoking his face, me hiding the keys like low key and be like, yo, you got to get this. Like so he kind of did have to deal with. I don't think you were a poor sport at all, honestly. I don't even remember like you even being bitching at all the whole trip.
That's the fucking goal.
Yeah,
I mean that's. If anybody's out there, that's the fucking mentality.
If you had to compare,
this is pretty cool. You guys got to sit down for 3 hours.
Yeah. I was
about all the drama too.
We've talked. I think over the years at points, but yeah, not.
Yeah,
I've came to the
nowhere
conclusion. Near like this.
Yeah, I've just came to the conclusion. I'm like, yo, I'm just not Fudge's type of person. It's all good, bro. Like it's cool. Like some people, I'm not. Some people, dude. Some people, even in fashion, they like get scared of me. They're like, I can't handle him. It's too much, like, and it's like
it depends on how sometimes you get a phone call and then sometimes you want to answer and the next day the phone call happens and you want to answer.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's I would think that maybe saying you have an abrasive personality isn't necessarily like
it's not a stretch.
Not the first time you heard that.
That's what I'm saying.
And so when you get a phone call, you're like, all right, is he pissed? Or is he psyched? You don't know. And sometimes you're not capable of
especially with our history. I get it.
And
but that's why I be trying to leave the positive comments on the YouTube just so I could be like, yo, it's not all hate, bro. I just be here to fucking bust your chops.
You talked about this a little bit on the Canode podcast, but like your policy with the comments, I think is good to hear.
Gotta always that's one thing. If you're my friend on Instagram, right, and I hate to be that type of bitch, but if you're following me on Instagram and I see that you're on my stories and all the shit, but every time I post there ain't no fucking likes, I'm unfollowing you. I'm unfollowing you.
Yeah.
Not to RBMX because I'm not expecting nothing from you guys. Because that's also another thing. Lacey like unfollowed me a long time ago and we had a little hashing out because he was like, I don't want to see their faces, bro. If it's a bunch of people sporting the gear, I'm like, you're supposed to be my boy, bro. Bro, my man was kicking his feet up in my bed while I was fucking doing the deadline thing. Like, yo, Steve-O, can I roll a spliff? Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, you can't like a photo. So my thing is when I'm scrolling, I don't even finish the clip. I don't even know what clip happened. I'm double tapping. Because I don't care. It's like, you're trying something. That's what I've always said to people I work with. If you're trying something, even if you don't get fucking 20 likes, bro, I'm with you, bro. Yeah. As long as you're trying, it don't matter. Because every day I fucking wake up and try. Like, so
you remember like Nastasio?
I fuck with that too.
Yeah, like, Nastasio doing the same thing. Yeah. He's like confused. He's like, I got this many followers, so I don't get this many likes.
Nastasio's bad on social media though. Did you do a podcast with him?
Yeah, it was great.
It was a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it was at the old house too.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic one. If
damn
nobody's heard it, it is.
Yeah,
he had a great. I've thought about
probably
this
like 3
recently.
years ago now, at least.
Oh fuck! It was at the old house. Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. His policy was like, hey, just so you know, you turn on the cameras, you turn on the tape recorder. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna knock on the door. You open the door. not say fucking anything to me, and we're going to go into the room, and then that's everything.
That's how I was when I was doing the Chris Long podcast.
And that's like a good policy.
No, that's why I almost didn't fucking start talking to you.
I felt bad. I had to tell you why I wasn't responding.
No.
I'm not gonna just, like, say this twice.
Because me and Chris Long tried to do a podcast like a couple of weeks in a row.
Yeah, I saw that actually.
It was fun.
Yeah.
But I remember we would get there, and then the guests would be sitting with us, and I'm like, bro, I'm a yapper.
You get the real shit.
Yeah.
I'm a yapper. So I'm like, bro, I can't talk to you. So I put my headphones in. And just like, even when because Chad did one with me.
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
And we hung out the whole day. So by the time we're interviewing, I'm yapped out kind of. So by the hour before we started going, I was like, yo, I need to put my headphones in. And it was cool. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, the podcast shit, that's what I'm saying. I know how hard this shit is just to do it every week. Like, it's not easy, bro. Like, I didn't even have to edit that shit. Like, I used to just have to show up. Like,
I like the idea of the PR deal. Like what you said.
Yeah, I think you guys should just have a group chat with like.
Because that's our thing. We're always like...
Even James. Just have James, dude. James is such a good asset to you guys. He's such a fucking nerd. He loves this shit so much.
I just met him last month or
I never even met him. We were friends through the lives. Through the Bobby Cano live. So we got sent... Dude, I was killing him, bro. I was like, yo, smile, motherfucker. Remember, I was like trying to talk to you. I was like, bro, like... This guy, is he glitched? Like, what's up with him?
I think I said, I was like, I'm pretty sure James is a photo right now.
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. So then I was making jokes. I was like, dude, what's his... someone said, like, something early 2000s. And Wi-Fi. It was all mad funny. So, like, but he looked grilling. He was grilling the camera. And I'm like, damn, this dude hates me, bro. I was like, all right. Then the next day, he was like, yo, that was mad funny, G. Like he just started texting me. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I think I mentioned, like, I would do some shirts for his jam or some shit.
Yeah.
And I actually designed something mad quick. He's like... dude, you're really talented. Like, thank you. I was like, dude, I told you I would do it. Like, what the fuck? But ever since then, he's always cool. Like, that's how all my shit goes on. Whenever my shit's on RBMX, it's through him.
Yeah, he's someone that...
I don't bother nobody else.
I mean, you should. I mean,
he's an asset for BMX in general.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's like a little computer like freak about how much knowledge he has for this shit. Like, it's amazing.
He's awesome. I fuck with that. But he's somebody, like, if you were, like, in the group chat, if you were like, yo, throw out some ideas for a podcast, I feel like nobody would be like... yo, get fucking somebody from the East. Like, I don't think anybody in your group chat would be like, yo, can you get Edwin for this week? He'd be like, well, what do you I think I nominate Boy and Jaron for the, like, one of the next two.
Jaron, we've tried to do the warm-up podcast for the news. Like, get him on, and then...
I don't think that's him.
But I know, but it was like we tried that for a long time, and no fault, but it's gone to the point where, like, hey, we kind of want to do a full podcast.
Yeah,
if you see my text message, it literally, I think the last thing I sent him, and it was like, if you don't want to do the podcast,
just say it.
Just say
no.
No,
he wants to do the pod.
I really do want to.
He's the type of kid though. He'll read that it's like the new shit, and he'll be like, I want my own shit. You know what I mean? Like,
he should, and that's sick. And cool. he should be the one, and he should say, I'm down to do the podcast, but like a real podcast.
Yeah, no,
like, and that's
one thing with these new kids you're not gonna get. Like, you know, like I dealt with Jaron. You guys all know Jaron because I found him. You know, I literally found him. So like, it is what it is. But yeah, I think Boy would be a good one.
Boy would be sick.
He would drive down and talk to you guys. I think, and like nobody ever asked Boy because it's like nobody ever thinks about it. You know, like
I've always loved Boy.
Yeah, Boy's the best. But yeah, your crew, they would definitely come up with some ideas.
It's honestly never a shortage. We always say on the podcast, like, if you want to do the podcast,
people don't want to hit you up. And
fucking hit us
I
up.
felt fucking weird, dude. I was like, dude, what? I gotta ask for the shoe thing, but then I was like, yo, fuck it. If it gets me 5 more shoe sales, let's do it. Fuck it, let's go, yo.
Yeah, I've wanted to do it forever.
Yeah, no, I'm down, dude.
And I think he has to. He's just been a little bit like.
But the thing is, me having to ask, that definitely made it so you're like, I'm about to have to ask, bro. All right, word. Yeah. It's like a little embarrassed. It's like an ego thing, you know. It's like I want you to ask me type shit. It's like
hard. Yeah, it's hard.
Understandable.
It's just ego. That's all it is, you know. It's just ego. It don't really. None of that shit matters. Mm-hmm. Nothing matters. Nothing makes sense. It's all fake.
Like you said, like if people hit us up, that's awesome. Because like if we're
makes
busy
it easy
and
for
we
us,
can't do it, we'll say no.
Has DeMarcus ever done a full one or just the news?
He did. He did at the old house.
Oh,
Early. I think on the dining room table, right?
He's done that, and then he's done like a couple like video part one.
I want to know more about the Adidas thing. One of those motherfuckers, get him on the podcast and be like, "Yo, what the fuck is it?"
Colin had a really good one, but I don't know.
Yeah, Brad's been in town, but it's Brad has been in town, but like Brad is he's hard, you know, like I don't know. I feel like he's just he he's not engaging, and you have to pull a lot of stuff
Yeah.
So
well, that's why DeMarcus would be DeMarcus is a yapper.
DeMarcus would be
Let
good.
anybody
DeMarcus
fucking
amazing.
say he's not. I'll be like, dude, you just don't fuck with you.
Well,
like,
we tried to do.
I almost forget because he's so involved with like Fudger and like the news podcast ones and stuff.
Yeah.
That's like, but just a full.
Dude, it'd be cool to hear about that shit because like I want to shit on it, but my friends write for it, so it's like I'm not gonna shit on the fucking Adidas stuff. I want to know more about it. Like, how the fuck did this? Was it through Brad? Well, then why is Brad not fucking planning trips with you guys and like doing this? You should be milking this shit out of them. Use because they will drop you at any given. Dude, that was one thing. Not them, but you know what I'm saying. Just in general, like I worked at that print shop, like doing the social. I blew their socials up last year. I was doing all these YouTube videos, all this shit. Right? I was a host of the show. Blah blah blah. And the whole thing is like. I was like, I only bartered with making merch, so I never got paid. I just would be like, yo, print a couple hundred of this, a couple hundred of that. But I was always light because I was like, I don't want to ask for too much.
Yeah.
When the whole shit was said and done, I was like, y'all got away with like hundreds of thousands of dollars out of me, like in marketing shit. I was like, I didn't utilize, and now since it's done, I can't be like, yo, you back pay me all this gear, you know? Like I can't do that shit. So you gotta do that shit when you're in there.
I hope they're doing it. I mean, it seems to be lucrative. I don't know. I don't know numbers.
I haven't seen anything.
Well, for them, their bank accounts.
Oh yeah. That's the one thing. Yeah, I'm down if they're just getting paid.
I think that's all it is. But I mean, I think that's
they all gotta wear the stripes.
Not all it is.
I know they
but
got
I think
like production budget stuff like that. Like Colin says he's always trying to work on stuff. But I don't know how hard it is. He told me the other day that like. That to do a production thing, they have a media company in the middle.
How you gonna get a new company in riding when there ain't no kids, new kids riding? Like imagine having to deal with this shit. I'd be like, I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna hang on for the ride. But like they should be pulling shit out of. I don't know, and that it's not just them. You know, I'm talking about other fucking brands and shit like that too. Like
I mean, that's the way of the. You know, you go back to the old days. It was like, all right, we get a team, we get editorial, we run ads.
I remember Ron used to hate you guys, dude. Ron used to hate you. No, Ron, two-hip Ron.
Wilkerson.
Yeah. Wilkerson hated Ride, dude.
Me.
Oh, my. He would call you guys the cool guy club and shit. And I never had a problem because every time I came to LA, Z came to shoot. Yeah. So he was like, I don't know how you're in with those guys. You're not even cool. I was like, what?
Ron is the man. Ron would be such a good podcast.
Ron is nuts,
Ron
dude.
would be a great podcast.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
He
come do it,
it was a different guard. You know, like he was working the old way.
Dude, I'll never forget him bitching about the ride guard, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. I thought it was Losi that he hated.
he may have, but he hated me because I was a face. I was a face on the video reviews and shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know, like, and I wasn't old school. I didn't know who the fuck two hip.
Well, that was
like,
dude. I used to go around with the two hip like box gym tour. Just because I wanted to be involved, I was like, oh, I'll hang out with Jared Allen. I was like, how are all these shops paying $2,000 for this box? They were all just Ron Wilkinson fans. Every shop owner, I was like, damn, dude, I don't want to be Ron Wilkinson when I'm older. I don't want to have to milk this shit dry from the people that have like, they can't even open the shop. You gotta take $2,000 for the box gym show, and I gotta steal Wawa tea. Like, what the fuck, Ron?
Wawa tea.
I was stealing all them shits, bro. Oh my god, bro.
I don't know. It was a crazy time with the magazine, and I feel like on the Canode one, you like kind of pointed at me, you know, and at some point, but I was like, I don't feel like I really called the shots until like after Mulligan was.
I don't even know what you know what I hate to be like, do you know what I said? I don't even know what I said. It probably was a generalization or something.
Yeah, like I feel like I was always I feel like even. You know,
you're just a face to everything. You're like the blame guy. You know, you throw you under the bus. Like Z is never gonna tell you suck, but he might tell you, I don't really like that photographer. You want to tell him not to, like, don't send anything else. I mean, and then Fudger's the one like, yo, dude, not really feeling your photos, bro. Like, maybe try another year of photography and like hit us back up. And Fudger's like the bad guy. You know, that's all.
No, I mean, there's been instances where like Z posted shit and it was like a fucking shitstorm. I'm not going to say there's one in particular. I'm not going to say.
Yeah, we can't throw him under the bus. Never throw Z under the bus.
Z is a sacred human being. But and it was like literally people calling me by name on it, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like,
I'm like, what are the comments?
If only you knew that this was actually Z right now. Like, I can't.
It made me smile when he said the other day when he came to the boy game. I was like, Z, who are you filming for? And he's like, ourbmx. I was like, all right. I was like, I hope it ain't no fucking GT. I hope they didn't like ring you in to film some bullshit right now or something. And
that's the best shit. Is that like it allows me, like I told Z, I was like, how much money do you need?
Yeah,
you know,
sick,
like,
dude.
and I
that's
like,
what I'm
if
saying.
it comes
You should
down
be
to
proud
it,
of that shit.
I will fire everybody except for Albert if you need that much money. And I will make it work.
You're
like,
keeping
I
this
want
shit together.
Yeah.
You're making a living in a niche ass thing that's fucking dying more and more every day. Be proud of yourself.
Sorry
bro.
if anybody else is listening that works here. I did not have to.
I keep cutting him off.
No. I'm just saying I didn't have to fire anybody. Like Z didn't.
Yeah.
It was manageable to do it, to just bring Z on board. So
I
it
used
is.
to yell at him.
It is. Albert's the main dude. Albert's like my go-to.
Makes
dude.
sense.
Z, James Lawrence, early 2000s, Pat Quinn. And then, I mean, I pay Dennis every month, so it's like...
You get paid to be on this pod?
You're paid to come hang out.
Yeah.
Well, Source and Dale's pay me.
I told you, he's still living in a weird side of BMX, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I pay. I mean, it's nice to pay people.
No,
like it's
sick.
cool. Yeah,
like I
it's
said,
cool.
you should just
So,
be proud of it. That's
yeah.
all. Like,
Yeah.
don't be like, yeah, I don't really make money off it. Like, be like, man, whatever. The YouTube revenue pays Albert. Like, shut up, dude. Like, whatever. Like, who the fuck cares? Like,
Source and Dale's pay to be on the podcast. They rep it, you know? It's like...
Yeah.
nah, the Dale's thing is funny, too, because you
fucking
guys,
awesome.
like, actually love the drinking and shit, so you guys are always shouting it out naturally. The
Literally
Source thing
awesome.
makes sense.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking sweet.
It's cool.
Source
Yeah.
could be doing some different shit, but I just hate
they
their...
do-
I don't
they
like
do
their
so-
branding. That's my only thing. It's, like, very boring, bro. Like, it's so, like... Like, fucking, I don't know, dude. It's just, like, not interesting, you know? It's just very, like, the Source. Like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. We
Yeah.
got Van.
I feel like it.
We love Van. Keep Van alive. Let's make those shirts. Like, Van Holman will save us. Let's save Van Holman. Like, I love you, Van. Never forget Tokyo 2019 or some shit like that.
LA 28.
Yeah, Van
Oh, he'll be here?
He's got...
Van is?
I don't know if that's...
I gotta hide.
It
He's
is-
gonna ask me about how many fucking denim pairs I have.
It's public 3 hours into the podcast. So, but that's
What?
good news. Yeah.
Oh, that Van is?
Yeah.
And
Van's
nobody-
involved. And
Good.
I will not say in what capacity, but it's a.
Dude, it was so
bigger
funny.
and better.
Yeah. So.
Dude, Van in Japan was like a... Van in Japan, damn.
that was the
fire.
name of the video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was it.
Kyle Carlson filmed it, right?
Yeah. And Durs was there too.
All right, that's cool. Durs, I saw Durs' podcast pop off. 75K views.
Yeah, I made a lot of money. Pre-election. Hey, I
There's
will
no
say-
way.
I-
You probably
I
made
will
like,
say,
what, $2,000 off it or something? A little bit more?
in the first 2 days. That was the most money I've ever made on a podcast. Thank you, U.S. presidential election.
Oh, really? What? Why, though? I don't
It was
understand.
directly before.
Oh,
it was
just
like
the ads?
week. It was the week before. It was the week before the presidential election. Note to Hey Siri, remind me in 2028.
Yeah.
Drop a fire video
Yeah.
before the election.
Nice. I was scrolling
That's
the
literally-
shit.
I was literally like, what the fuck is that? Because the view count versus the money that you were making was
okay.
unlike anything that I've ever seen on only, what I mean, I guess I was on YouTube at Ride, but like unlike anything I've ever seen before.
Did
And I
you,
was like,
did,
what
did
the
you
fuck
guys
is
get to
happening?
keep the ride earnings from the YouTube, or they transfer
it's
there,
all-
right?
yeah,
Little
it's all
bitch
them.
asses.
Yeah, it's all them. So
Was that
But
even
yeah.
a thing back then? Was
Yeah, dude, YouTube
Yeah,
revenue
yeah,
was
yeah.
better back then. Yeah, dude.
well,
Adam
it was
used to make
lawless too.
Adam used
Yeah.
to make a killing, bro.
Yeah.
When they all started vlogging, there was a reason.
Yeah.
Like, dude, Hicks used to make.
And
Hicks
there was
used
no
to go
competition.
cra-
You could just literally go around all day. I ate breakfast, right? You know, and it was like, they
dude,
did good.
Hickson, they were all. There was one point where PeepGame and our crew was so not so fun to hang out with, but we were doing shit. So Hicks was filming with us, and he was like glowing us up a little bit, and he was making his money, whatever. But then Adam and them all started wanting to vlog, and I'll never forget. Hicks was meeting up with us, and Adam met up with us first, but I didn't tell Hicks Adam's coming because they're boys, right? Like quote unquote boys. Nah, Hicks hit across the street. He's like, I don't want Adam filming you guys. Like, you guys are supposed to be my crew. I was like, what? And then Alfredo comes out of nowhere to Adam's man. Then Alfredo's there. I was like, dude, none of us are even keeping this content. I was like, you guys could all go fuck yourselves. And we fucking left. We were like, yo, B-Buddy's like, yo, I do not want to play this game. Like, let's leave. Like, let's get the fuck out of here. And we left.
Bizarre world.
And then
But
what
they
did
were
do?
making-
They're like, huh, who do we
Yeah,
follow?
I think Hicks wound up coming to meet up with us a block away. Adam probably pedaled home. And Alfredo, he probably sent an email somewhere.
Tesla drove.
Yeah,
back.
exactly. Something happened.
Yeah.
We did a demo at the Tesla headquarters for Colt. I wasn't for Jones Soda Colt. So it was like some weird shit. Yeah, it's in the Colt archives, but I wasn't allowed to say Tesla headquarters. But yeah, we got a whole tour. It was fun, bro. I got into a whole huge fight about posting me in the Tesla headquarters. I was like, bro, the people at Tesla approved it. They're like, but Jones didn't. I was like, fucking suck it.
What?
long story. I almost
How old is this?
It's called
It's recent.
Go down. It's just like a BMX road trip or something. Yeah, boom. Culture 003 BMX road trip. Right there. I filmed all this on the iPhone.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a long.
I obviously never watched this.
I don't know where the fuck is the See, we go to Richie's house. Jones Soda. I'm shouting out Jones Soda for no reason. That's why Jones did this shit. Yeah, I hate that kid. The one with the daddy. The daddy's CEO. That kid sucks. I don't know how y'all ever had him down here. That kid's the worst, bro.
Albert, do the thing where it says
Nah, fuck that. We ain't supporting Jones Soda. No such thing out here. But nah, I don't even know where's the Tesla shit at. Because we set up a whole demo and shit, like a mini version of a demo. Oh, yeah, there we go. Look at all those people. Yeah, I had to blur out people's faces and shit. But, yo, there was hella people out.
Why, what's up? Why could the Tesla thing wasn't allowed to be in the video?
They were just bugging out, bro.
Tesla was? Or
No, Jones Soda.
Jones.
Yeah.
So this is at the Gigafactory? Is this what this is?
Yeah.
And like
This
the
is a
one in
crazy
Vegas.
collab.
Yeah.
How did this all like...
Me.
Well,
Tesla, Colt, Jones?
Your boy saw that I was following Jones. Your boy, that his dad is the CEO of this.
Don't, my boy.
You can say
That's
his
your
name.
cousin.
I don't give a fuck.
What are you fucking...
I'm just messing with you.
me in with that.
Your boy.
Well, I blamed it on Chad because I was like, dude, he was doing your channel,
yeah.
and I fucking thought he was cool because he was dealing with you. You gotta have better fucking people emotion. So either way, his dad's the CEO. Never told me that.
Never done nothing dirty to
there I
Chad.
am giving out sodas, holding it down for the CEO. They were signing cans the whole time.
Yeah, this is cool.
No, it was super awesome. It was cool. I don't know, fuck them. Whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? It don't matter.
Yeah.
None of this shit matters. But yeah, we did a whole week trip. Those kids
crazy.
We stayed at Tesla from 8 in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. We got $100 for that day. It was crazy.
Per rider?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Ew.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was insane. I almost killed that kid on that trip bad.
Oh, this is all, dude.
Oh, it's him. Yeah. Oh, it's him.
Stuff. No one
He
got
was
paid.
bad.
Nothing worked.
He was bad, bro.
I know. I've heard of stories.
He was bad. Dylan Stark called me like months later. Was like, I should have believed you. I was like, dude, I don't even know Dylan Stark like that. So I was like, I didn't want to fucking warn you about this kid, but I was like, I knew it was gonna happen. I tried my ass off. I got them into Circle K. I did a whole campaign. They paid me $1,000 to split between me, Morty, and the kids. I got them into Circle K. That's multi-millions of dollars, bro. When we jumped off the bus, the CMO looked at me and Tombo, and he goes, "You're Steve-O, right?" And he looks at Tombo and goes, "I've been looking at you on the board for like a couple weeks." I'm like, I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go put up these signs right now.
Dudes are getting 6 figures a year.
Oh yeah, it was nuts, dude.
Yeah.
It was nuts. That whole, it's just shit where you learn. You're like, oh, I could do this. I just have to figure it out the right way.
Yeah.
So when I want to present these to the right people and fucking do this and that and blah blah blah.
Well, shit. It's been
Yeah,
like 3.5 hours.
I know,
I
my
got
bad.
peace pretty soon. No,
Yeah.
my bad. It was amazing.
All
Honestly,
right.
I just want to know if you want to wrap it up with
Yeah,
anything.
I'm
Like,
down.
Yeah,
Shoes.
the shoe.
18th.
Deadline
10.
part.
Oh yeah.
I'm joking. I'm
Oh
joking.
yeah.
These are coming out April 18th.
Yeah. Why
Dropping.
not?
Fucking
Yeah,
A.
let's do it. Tax
Yeah.
day's the 15th. No, we could pay the taxes if we fucking
we
drop
go.
them.
Fuck.
Yeah, Devin gets half the money. That's like
Yeah, if you're thinking
people-
about buying New Balances, fuck that and buy these things.
I'm telling
if you're not
you,
going to buy
they're
Vans.
not bad. Devin got second in X Games with him. So dude, I'm telling you, I was
No, Devon
freaking-
Smillie knows what he's doing. He's
Yeah.
rocking him. He's stoked on him. He's been stoked on him for a while too, since
Yeah.
X Games. So
Yeah, Devin didn't want to come on that trip with me to Jones, and I was like, dude, just come with me. I'll get you a little bit of money. Fucking blah blah. We'll hang out and figure this shit out. Devin's the man, dude. He's the
is.
man.
Yeah.
He
He's
is.
the man. He just what I realized about certain people, you just kind of got to tell them like, yo, this is what you should do, and it's like, all right, then maybe not everybody thinks the same way,
Mm-hmm.
He is a good person. He's an amazing bike rider. Not the best at like selling himself.
Yes, exactly.
So you need that.
But you know who had
need that
who had his back,
element.
really? The reason why when I saw the post of the Etney shit happening, the only reason I even had the fucking gall to like really press him, Sean, for years, he'd hook up whoever, whatever, but he was butthurt as fuck when Devin stopped wearing further to where burn slow for a little bit. And he was like, he was a good one. He's like, I made a lot of money. Like, you know, he was like, he promotes it well and the kids love him. And like for Sean to say that, it was a huge thing for me because I'm like, Sean don't give nobody props.
Even during the game of bike in the comments, so many people were like, I didn't know Devon was so cool. He's so rad. His style, like Devon.
He's
Devon.
Yeah, they love him. And it's funny because
people were falling in love with him that didn't even know who he was because a lot of like outsider people were watching that and they were like, that Devon dude is awesome.
He's fucking married. He saves dogs. Like, dude, he's a good ass fucking. He does. He just
I know. It's funny because you're like, damn, you can't say a single fucking bad thing.
No, he's the man.
Yeah.
The only bad thing is
I want to do an OnlyFans colorway. That's what I really want to do. White with the blue soul. I would love that.
That'd be sick.
That'd be dope.
How's your health? Is good?
Yeah, I think I was supposed to go to the hospital to check up this week, but I think they're trying to transfer me to a cheaper because I was going to UCI.
Yeah.
And I feel like my insurance, like, I ain't paying for UCI no more.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch you over. I think you're good. But yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
Okay, good to hear. Yeah.
It's like cancer.
No
so
way.
they took out, they, fucking, what's it fucking called? I don't even know what the fucking.
Checkups?
Your neck.
Yeah, it's just like a thyroid cancer, I think
Okay.
it is. So I was taking RSO and shit because it took so long to get into the doctors and all. It was like such a process that I was taking RSO the whole time. Brownie Man yelled at me to do it.
What is RSO?
Just like some shit that's like it's a weed thing. It's supposedly gets you super fucking high, but it's like cancer cancer cell, like it fights cancer cells.
Rick Simpson oil.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
I told Ronnie to get on that shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't even supposed to know that he had the cancer, but your boy that you don't like, Alfredo, he was like, yo, I just want to let you know Ronnie got cancer.
Because you can't keep a secret.
Well, me and Alfredo are good friends, and he knows I was going through the shit. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. No, I know, but you're right. I can't keep a secret either. So Brownie Man told me to do it. And then I did it the whole like year before I ever got surgery. And then when I got surgery, the fucking guy was like, yo, I've never seen this in my life. We had to take out 52 pieces. He's like, I don't understand why
it's like broken up. Yeah.
So he said it broke up. He's like, I don't know what that's from. I was like, you think it's from the RSO? He's like, is that what you've been doing? I was like, yeah, the RSO. He's like, that could be it. I don't want to say it is. I don't want to say it isn't. But it might be it. But he's like, I've never seen that shit in my life. So when he told me that, I literally went to my checkup. And then I wasn't going to hit up Ronnie because I didn't want to be like, yo, heard you got cancer, bro. Like, blah, blah, blah. And fucking, so instead, when that happened, I was like, I got to tell him. So I texted him. I was like, bro, I fucking hurt. And he was like, dude, I've been wanting to tell you because I know you've been going through this shit. And I was like, yo, I don't got no information, nothing. Go get RSO.
Yeah.
I was like, just go get some RSO. He's like, what is it? I'm like, look it up. I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and chat back and forth, you know, because some days he'll go a couple of days without seeing a message. So I was like, if you're seeing this right now, go get it. Go get the fucking RSO. And I think that's what he's taking. I'm pretty sure.
He may be taking that on the side. It's probably, he's on like some experimental shit.
No, yeah, I think that's what he was talking about, though.
Oh, maybe.
Because I hit him up on some, like, go get that shit. Now, not that, like, maybe he was hearing it from other people, too, but I was pressing him because I was like, all right.
How long ago did you get it taken out?
Almost 2 years now, probably.
You're young for that shit, right?
Yeah, dude, when I noticed the lump, we were out riding, and I went to a Starbucks, and I was like, just like looked in the mirror. I look in the mirror all the time, but I never like look at myself. And then I finally like, I don't know why. I was just staring in the mirror, and I was like, is that a fucking lump? I just started tearing because I knew it. And I was like, what the fuck? And I went outside and Ryder and all them were like, what's up, dude? Like, because they don't ever see me like that. They're like, what the fuck is up? I'm like, yo, is this a lump? Like, you know, like all choked up. And they're like, nah, yo, like, nah, it's probably not cancer. Like, everybody's like trying to and I like started putting
how did it hit so fast that you just thought it was cancer?
I knew it, dude, because I had a runny nose for like 8 months. And I was like, I thought it was from COVID.
Yeah.
And I was like, because it was right after COVID. I was like, dude, I've had to have like a symptom of COVID for 8 months. And then when I saw the lump and then the thing, I was like, this shit's blocking a passage. Something's going on where I know that because when I looked up the runny nose, it was like thyroid cancer or something like was what. But you know, when you're looking up the shit, you don't want to see. When you see the cancer, you're like, shut the fuck up.
My elbow hurts. You have stomach cancer.
I'm like, shut the fuck up. But then it all hit when fucking like when I went to the thing, I was like, it's cancer. And even I fought with my doctors for like 6-7 months. They were like, it's not cancer, bro. Like, we're gonna keep doing tests. They're doing all this stupid shit. And finally, when they finally did the fucking thing and They're like, I got to tell you something. I'm like, what? They're like, you knew. I'm like, shut the fuck up and figure this out already then. Let's get this going, bro. Like, you guys are about to really piss me in the fuck off. I got into, like, a huge fight.
That's something we're fighting about. Is 6 months of being like, hey, let's get this checked out.
Dude,
it's cancer.
It was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the whole, even in the morning, like, leading up to it, I was fighting with my fucking surgeon because he was like, taking man long. I'm like, yo, y'all had me here. Y'all told me to get here at 8 o'clock. I'm not allowed to have no fucking coffee. I'm not allowed to smoke no cigarette. I'm not allowed to have nothing. I should be out already.
Yeah.
I should be passed the fuck out. Why am I here at noon right now waiting 4 fucking hours at UCI? I'm like, I'm out, bro. I'm like, if y'all don't finish, I'm out. So I started threatening them. I'm walking out the building and like, Steven, Croteau, please. Like, they're calling me. Like, yo, it was crazy. And I started crying before I went in because I was like, yo, it was mad, like, emotions where I was like, first of all, I never had surgery. Second of all, some dude's getting his foot fucking cut off next to me. Third of all, like, I don't fucking know y'all. You about to cut my whole neck open? But it is what it is. I'm
how long ago was that?
Like almost 2 years, almost.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all good, 100%.
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
we'll see. It's always like with these things, I gotta take thyroid pills every day.
Yeah.
So if I forget one in the morning, I start panicking. Like when I started doing the YouTube for that screen printing shop, like the production shop. That was right when I got surgery, so maybe it wasn't 2 years ago, maybe like a year and a half ago, whatever. But I remember Andy started working, and by like 5 o'clock one day we were doing like this whole. We had like a super ill tour where people can't go into. Either way, I was like doing the video, but like by 5 o'clock I was like, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. And he was like, he didn't really know me that well, so he kind of was just like, whatever. But afterwards, I was like, yo, I don't think I took my medicine. He was like, you need to take medicine? He's like, I didn't even know what... Because he just started working with me. So it was just like... And I found that kid, Andy, dude. He was just one spot at the Trevor Chim, just filming everything from one spot. I was like, you can move, bro. I was like, I'll watch it big. He was like, no. And then, like, I was like, come work with me. I was like, you can hold the camera. But, yeah, either way, shout out to fucking Andy. And shout out to you guys. Thank you for all you guys.
Thank you for coming, man. I appreciate all you do. I appreciate the checks that you deliver to me every once in a while. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Last time we had a little fucking thing was the Tyler thing, and it is what it is.
It's all good. So
respect your honesty too. It's good to hear someone who actually like says what's on their mind.
I mean, what are they gonna do? Who's gonna fight me?
Even from the standpoint, like I like, you're fun to ask, like what could be better. It's because you're gonna say something. Usually, if you have an opinion, you'll tell us or whoever's asking the question.